The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we could talk about.
Yes, speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, no. Uh-oh.
Hello.
Turn the mic on. Let's get to a show. It is Wednesday, February 9th, 2022, day 2, live from the LA Convention Center, brought to you by Crypto.com, just like the rest of this downtown area is. Radio Row here at the Convention Center for the Super Bowl this Sunday is filled with anticipation of people gathering and talking about what the hell is going to happen on Sunday. We'll be having conversations with a bunch of random people just like we did yesterday, and who knows what the hell is going to happen. We assume a lot of the people that were out here yesterday hate us. The new people that are joining here today are going to hate us by the end of it, but that doesn't mean a damn thing to us because we are stacked and packed and loaded with guests. We have Kurt Warner potentially coming on in 10 minutes, but he's stuck in traffic. Traffic is bad. You know how LA be.
That's right. That be LA.
With that being said, almost couldn't get into this place earlier today because there's a little bit of a scare.
Yeah, a little bit of a situation.
A little bit of a dog. Oh, that smells like something that could go kaboom. They sniffed that thing out. We got in. How you doing? Keep it moving. It's another glorious day in LA. So who knows if Kurt Warner makes it in? We hope he does. Aiden Hutchinson will be here. Ooh. Normally don't like talking to people that haven't been in the NFL yet because who gives a fuck? But I think this guy is going to do well. They're saying he's the next Watt, potentially. What? He's trying to make his own way, and I do believe he understands the show, fan of the show, understand that whole thing.
Yeah, here we go.
And also, he's a part of the Michigan squad that just dog-walked Ohio State. Dog-walked those boys. Can't wait for him to join us here. Seth freaking Rollins will join us. Chuck Pagano will be here live in person. Carson Palmer will be doing his annual Cadenwood CBD promotion live here today. And who knows who else? AJ and I were taking a pre-show bathroom break, and there was people coming in saying, hey, how come you can't have this person on the show? And they were asking AJ, by the way, not me. I'm standing right next to them. The guy is pitching to AJ to have on the show. So I think that might happen. Who knows who might stop by? Who knows where this conversation will go? We will continue to answer your Twitter questions. Hashtag PMS in LA. We can't wait to get to that. All the boys are here at official AJ Hawk sitting to my left. AJ and I went to a business meeting yesterday, boys. At Tone Diggs is here, one half of the Hammer. Cowboys, Ty Schmidt, Boston Connor is here. AJ, it's a nice vibe out here in LA. A lot of things happening, a lot of hands being shaken. Us walk into a 35,000 square foot house and have a business meeting yesterday. It was awesome. This is LA, baby.
Yeah, I was not needed at this meeting you talk about, but I was glad to tag along and just be a tiny little part of a very fun afternoon.
You were glad to go, huh? I had to drag this guy to this thing.
You did.
Yeah, he wanted me to walk in there alone. Wanted me to go in by myself. I said, excuse me, AJ, we don't know what this opportunity could potentially lead to. We'd like you to come. And I'll tell you what, as soon as you walked into that house, were you not incredibly pumped about it?
I mean, yeah, we got to experience one of the craziest houses, I think, of all time, it seems like, right in the heart of the LA region. It was really, really nice. So thank you for bringing me along.
Elevator.
What?
Yeah, and to be honest, I don't know how many floors. Because we bypassed 3 or 4 of them in the elevator, and then when you got down to the bottom, there was a tree growing in the middle of the house. Like a common area,
Fern Gully.
a basement. Dude,
Courtyard.
it was a nice... I don't know if any business is going to get done in that place, but I do know that it was magical, and that is what LA does. More meetings on the way, more conversation, and obviously... it's starting to pick up the buzz a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
At Boston Connor, you were talking about how awesome the city of Los Angeles is. Obviously, this is your first time out here. Now that you're starting to really feel it come alive in front of you, how do you feel about this Super Bowl 56 week out here in L.A.?
I feel fantastic about the Super Bowl, Pat. I still am trying to wrap my head around the Cincinnati Bengals being a serious team going forward because my entire life they've stunk. So now that we're here, now that it's really registering with me and I see the Joe Burrow posters in the nice weather and the sunsets and the Cheesecake Factory that delivered like no other, and the fry place that you guys ate from. I mean, that
was tough to eat from.
What?
I had a Crunchwrap Supreme that was remixed with Fire Hot Doritos, 2 heart attacks.
Yeah. What?
It was a stoner's heaven there. But that did get delivered to the house as well. In the Cheesecake Factory from AJ put in an order bigger than Vince Young has ever ordered from Cheesecake Factory. We're talking about numerous corn dogs. Last night was fantastic getting to watch it. But let's get back to your Bengals conversation. Because the Bengals for a long time have been a program that people have said, that's not a real NFL team.
No, not at all.
Hey, that's a high school amateur squad over there in Cincinnati.
Is that what they said? People really say that?
Yeah, people were saying, hey, here's an amateur squad over there in Cincinnati. The fan base, the Who Days, you know. Who Day? Who they say gonna beat them Bengals?
Glad you guys know it finally.
Well, the thing is, it was everybody was saying they were going to beat the Bengals because the Bengals were an amateur operation because their owner has the same shirt, same jacket, same hat. Same building they had in 1974 when Boomer Esiason was walking to work both ways uphill in the snow.
That's right.
Okay? So everybody talked about them being an amateur, a laughingstock. This team's going to stink. The AFC North is the kitchen, and it is hot in the kitchen all the time. Now we're staring down not only a Super Bowl appearance here and being like the coolest team, all of America is now pulling for Cincinnati. In the City of Stars, the LA team is obviously not holding any favors with the entire country that is seeing a team that comes from literally horse and wagon to get here to LA. Yeah. No indoor practice facility, making things happen. And the luck doesn't stop there, AJ. Rob Gronkowski was asked about a year 12. You know, because he's teased it a couple times. If Tom Brady's retiring, what does that mean for Rob Gronkowski? Rob Gronkowski came out and said, if it's going to be our guy, it's going to be Joe fucking Burrow, I'll tell you that. What does that mean, AJ? Are free agents going to want to go play in Cincinnati because of Joseph Burrow, dude? Do you think that's going to become the case? This is an entire turn of the tide. From worst to first, from actual outhouse to almost penthouse, still sleeping outside, though, because you got no indoor practice facility. What a come up for the Bengals, AJ.
Well, I assumed when I heard this, that means can Gronk sign today or tomorrow and go play in the Super Bowl with the Bengals? Is that a possibility?
Well,
if he retires,
he played his season. March is
what
when
if he
his
gets
contract.
retired and he gets cut? How's that work?
Well, if he gets cut, I think he could potentially go. But I don't know if the Bucs are going to cut him.
Obviously, it's not going to happen. But is there a chance?
I don't know.
What are the odds that Gronk actually plays next year?
Well, so this goes right back to Tommy B.
Yeah.
Because Tommy B, you know, he said he's retiring. Well, Darlington and Schefter said he's retiring.
Yes.
And then he had to come out with an 8 screenshot release and then a video, and it was all kind of a big clusterfuck. And Tom's dad was like, nothing's beneficial. And then obviously, you know, they were coming out. The agent said it'll be better coming out of Tom's mouth than anybody else's mouth. And then we all felt Tom was maybe forced into retirement a little bit by the pressures of media and society. Right. Hey, your old ass, go out on top. This would be a good story. You didn't win a Super Bowl. You didn't get to a Super Bowl. You've lost it, Tom Brady. You didn't even make it to the Super Bowl yet again in year 75 of the NFL. You need to get out of here. And now just less than 2 weeks. 2 weeks after that entire thing, he's already tempting going back. There's no way Gronkowski isn't tempting going back. Are they going to be at a new spot? Maybe in San Fran, maybe somewhere else. But what are they thinking about? Steve Smith Sr., ladies and gentlemen. Steve Smith Sr. Had a baby Steve. Had a baby Steve. Had a baby Steve. Had a baby Debo. Had a baby Debo. Steve, we're live. I mean, where's the show going on?
Hey, Steve, here you go.
There's a microphone. That is live. We are live.
Can't do public push-ups.
The microphone's off.
Turn the mic on.
Microphone's on.
Can't do the public push-ups.
Can't hear what he's saying.
They're good. Hey, no worries. We'll get it eventually. It was a good game, though. Good
Hey,
to see
thank you,
man.
Steve.
Hey, it's cold in here. Why do you have to...
It's not cold in here.
See? Yes, it is.
Hey,
It's
stop
freezing.
coming here.
It's freezing in
Hey,
here, Steve.
ice up, son. Hey, ice up, son. Okay, if you're a little cold out here, you know what I mean? Go to church, dude. All right, anyways. Steve Smith, couldn't hear him a little bit. That was the first time we put a microphone in there. Not sure we knew which one was the mic, probably on the audio thing. Maybe should have looked at it before the show started. But obviously, I had to figure out this mic I didn't turn on. That's 100% on me. But we're live in a convention center. Things like this are going to happen. But whenever you talk about Tom Brady coming back, you assume Gronk's going to go with him. Yep. But at least now in this interview, now that Gronk might be trolling, just like he said, I don't watch any film, he might have been, you know, just saying, yeah, go play with Joe Burrow out there. No indoor practice facility. He just played in Tampa for a few years. His back was hurt. I don't know if that's actually a case or not, but this is what Joe Burrow and the Bengals have become, a potential destination place for big-time stars.
Gronk is not an Ohio guy by location or where he grew up, but I feel like his personality is an Ohio guy.
So let's get into Gronk's background a little bit. Grew up in Buffalo, I believe. For whatever reason, I might know the story. I don't know if it's a public story or not. He was not able to graduate from his high school for one reason or not. I don't know if it was his decision or the school's decision.
Sure.
But then he came down to Western Pennsylvania, played at Woodland Hills High School, WOODY, Woody High, same high school as my mother. They are a powerhouse. Then obviously he goes on to Arizona and does his thing. So he is a Rust Belt guy. Buffalo, graduated from a Pittsburgh high school. So I assume he would be just as tough, if not tougher than everybody in Ohio, but certainly fits the mold of tough guy. Don't you think, AJ?
Yeah, he does, but how did he get to the place in Pennsylvania? Whatever happened to Buffalo, how do you get to Pennsylvania, though?
Well, it was just a school. Like, you look around, what's good school?
That's what I'm saying. So he wanted to go find, like, a powerhouse.
Yes.
But why wouldn't he find another one, like, around Buffalo?
Because it's the Whippeal, dude. That's where you go to big
Okay,
college.
that's what I'm
you go
asking
to
you.
fucking Pittsburgh, dude.
That's what I'm asking. So it's like one of those pipeline schools?
Yeah.
All right, well, that makes sense then. So they probably got recruited there.
Jason Taylor went there. Have you heard of him?
Yeah, of
Ever
course.
heard of him, dude?
Stevie Bresson.
Great player.
Wow,
Yeah, great
Steve
player.
Preston.
Steve, yeah.
All good players.
Steve
Okay, so it's one of those places.
Yeah.
Ryan
It's like
Mundy, dude.
IMG
You ever heard of
Academy
Ryan
in
Mundy?
that area.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Ryan Mundy.
I mean, obviously not an academy, but
No,
it
it's
is
a public school. Very
pipeline.
public school.
Very public.
Very public
Okay,
school.
but studs come from all over the place. to
Yeah,
go
we
there.
don't do like private schools like all these other places in Pittsburgh.
Okay. Oh, it's we. You're part of it?
Well, our school, I mean, similar setup, but much worse at football. much worse at football. Yeah. That team was good at football. They could really run the rock. They could really run the rock. But nonetheless, Gronk talking about the Cincinnati Bengals, this never happens. Now, granted, they got Trey Hendrickson. They made some money in the offseason, but this is an absolutely pivotal year for the entire Who Dey folks. And I hope they're recognizing it, enjoying it. And I like the fact that Joey B said yesterday, if we win a championship, I'm going to smoke a cigar. Because you have no idea how many championships you're going to win in this entire thing.
Speaking of him talking like that,
Kenny
I thought
Mayne,
about
what
it.
up, dude?
I thought about it yesterday.
Kenny, good to see you, man.
So, like, McVay's first Super Bowl experience didn't go great. Stafford's been in the league a long time. This could be, like, a career-making game. But then on the other side, the Bengals weren't supposed to be here. Joey Burrow, you got Uzomah coming out. Like, that's not a tight team when he comes out, takes off his leg brace, and, like, throws it into the crowd.
yeah.
That's an advantage,
I mean,
right?
the pressure is definitely on the Rams.
Yes.
Obviously,
Yeah.
they built their team to get here. They're supposed to be here. The Bengals, no one really expected them, other than Zach Taylor and the rest of those guys.
Go on
So-
about pressure, though. Like, what does that mean?
Like, I
That's
think-
a Super Bowl. They're going to be shitting their pants.
They
Don't
all
you-
are, but we've talked about it in the past, like off the air too. With young and naive is a big benefit at times. Like, you don't have those scars built up in their brain of bad things that have happened over the years.
Yeah, so maybe Joe, instead of like pulling back, he's taking a shot.
He's never thought of it. He's never thought about losing. Like, that's a huge advantage. Like, the dude feels like he's always in the zone. He's always ready to roll.
He's only had success in big games as well.
And I would imagine it gives them a little extra juice because they were getting blown out by the Chiefs last week, and everyone was like, hey, they're dead. And they come back and win that game, never had any doubts. Like, yeah, we can beat anybody. We should beat anybody.
Listen, we're down 18. But we practice in a fucking blizzard every day.
That's right.
We don't even have an opportunity to go inside. You think being down 18 is the worst thing that happened to us? You remember when Jamar Chase's tongue got stuck to the pole
right.
outside of practice last week because we had no heat. We had no opportunity to do that. That is tough. 18 points ain't nothing. What if that's how Zach Taylor's speaking to that team? Like, hey, we have an owner who will not pay for a scouting department. All of you guys were picked individually by your individual coaches. So when you're going out there, there's a lot of road hours by guys who had to leave their families all season, then in the offseason not sleep at all either because now they got to scout high schoolers for future generations and college guys for the draft. We have no other option than what we have in here, mostly because of our own ownership doesn't do anything. But you think being down 18 matters? We haven't slept in 18 months. We're trying to run this entire thing over here because we get no help from the front office. That is quite an advantage, I think.
But do you think, I mean, do we know where the Bengals are staying? Like, is there a chance that they're out big-time cheapskate?
A couple of those RVs I seen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Staying at an RV, maybe a motel.
And by the way,
with the bums.
yesterday you were talking about the communities as a whole, not the people.
What,
I rescinded
what
my
community?
statement. The bum communities. What do you mean?
Okay.
There are
Okay.
communities.
They're every year.
Yeah, really nice campgrounds out there.
We drove by a few on the way here.
Overpass, dude. We drove through.
Yeah.
We drove under an entire overpass of one particular community. Seems like they're cock of the walk, by the way. Because to meet them, you got to get onto the bridge. That's like the cat. The cat and all the cats in my house are trying to look for the highest perch. All of them look for it, and the one that has it is ultimately, the heel of the entire day or the whole entire situation. Just like catfish. I've gone noodling before.
Oh, yeah.
And the bigger the hole around the lake, it's not like a new hole. It's always the biggest holes in the lake are already occupied. So whenever you go and put your fist in there, they think you're another catfish coming for their goddamn spot. So whenever you put your hand in there, they try to attack you. Boom, fist the fish right out the side. You're out. Now guess what? There's an open hole there. Somebody else is coming in there. That's kind of what this entire situation is.
Yeah.
If you live up in that big one, there's somebody trying to get to the top because that is the cream of the crop when it comes to RV bum communities. But that one, it feels like they got it pretty well locked down. They had a tarp.
Oh, yeah.
With 2 sticks. They had a patio.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They are. This is crazy out here. They're getting innovative here. Now, they say ingenuity's mother is necessity.
Exactly.
And I believe that is certainly happening in the RV bum community around town. I wonder if they play against each other in any sports. It's almost like schools at this point.
They do.
Yeah, I think
they do. But it's more like smoking cigs. Who can smoke the, cig the fastest, the pack the fastest. And to your point about ingenuity breeds necessity, I actually saw a guy drinking bleach yesterday while we were driving home from the rent-a-car. Who knows what was in it? Possibly beer, possibly vodka, possibly a mix of the 3. But these communities are thriving, it seems like, because everyone's got a smile on their face.
Yeah, everybody does have a smile on their face. And I'm happy you got to correct yourself because you did certainly sound like a scumbag yesterday.
Well, you can make the argument that I am a scumbag in some senses. But in that sense, I was just, pointing out the obvious, and I was talking about the community.
All right, let's move along. Steelers are interviewing Colts college scouting director Morocco Brown. Morocco Brown has gotten numerous interviews in this interview cycle for the general managership. He's been alongside the beautiful Chris Ballard through this entire process. A lot of the front office people at the Colts are probably going to get plucked at some point. Morocco Brown's getting a lot of interviews this year. The thing about the Steelers interviewing him is just like what Tone Diggs said yesterday. We're from Pittsburgh, so we've seen this team operate a little bit more, I think, than most folks. They always hire from within. It's like a college.
Yep.
The players still go back there and hang out. It's like it's the most college like. I don't know what Green Bay is like. I guess I shouldn't judge that.
Probably.
Pittsburgh feels like the most college-like team.
The Steelers in general, you're saying?
Yeah, the alumni comes back. They're able to hang out. They're able to do.
They do seem to have like the strongest alumni. Where every game I turn on the Steelers, you see like Steeler legends usually
Brett
on
Michaels,
the sidelines doing
right.
things. Brett
He's
usually
not-
leads the squad out in the tunnel.
He's
Brett
not part
Michaels.
of that.
No, but the thing about it is, it's because all the same coaches are there.
Yeah.
So,
And-
like-
in the front office too, right? It's like a family environment.
And everybody, somebody that's there. Now, granted, a lot of that's because Tomlin has had so much success and been such a great coach. And if he wasn't a great coach, they would have to do turnover just like everybody else trying to figure out who the fucking next coach is. But a lot of remember Mike Tomlin told us the dog blitz is the 2 outside guys going. It's been that way since the beginning of Steeler, all the way back to the steel curtain. So when guys come back, they still talk about like plays, and they really thrive and strive off the fact that it's a family. Like, hey, this is how we go. They've had success doing this as well. If they didn't have success, they'd get buried for this type of operation. But they've had success. They've had winning seasons. So it's complimented as being awesome, as it should be. Feels like a culture that you would definitely want to be a part of. Normally, they hire from within. They had Louis Riddick in there from, obviously, straight out of the Monday Night Football booth. Now they got Morocco Brown in there. I wonder if they're looking from the outside in, trying to fix a problem that they've had, not winning a playoff game in a long time.
They also interviewed Ed Dodds from the Ballard GM tree. But to your point, like, they just hired a new defense coordinator. He came from the inside. They hired a new offensive coordinator last year. He came from the inside. Everyone who they always hire is from the inside. So that's why, like, when you
Is that a good or a bad thing, though?
I tend to think it. I always used to like it because they always had success. So why do something that you haven't done before? But Pat does mention there hasn't been a playoff win in a couple years.
Long time, and that AFC North's getting hot.
Forever.
Hey, it's getting hot in that AFC North. Joey B, who's might get Gronk on the goddamn team. Hey, and then let's not even talk about. Lamar Jackson had a bad year. That kind of thing stumbled out of the gates with the whole COVID situation and the injury situation and this situation. Lamar Jackson's still going to be Lamar Jackson next year, we hope, by the way. We hope they get back to being the Ravens.
Pay him.
Hopefully in a post, COVID, right?
Right.
Right?
When's the last time, though, the Bengals have been a real threat in that division like this?
Well, never really.
Yeah.
That's
Maybe
just this
year.
when Carson Palmer.
Yeah.
Maybe when Carson Palmer would be.
Yeah, the year I was
there.
there, we went to the playoffs when I was there and got beat by the Steelers in the playoffs. But, now.
You
But
guys had that game won.
yeah, absolutely. We had about 100 yards of penalties in one play that actually ended the season for us. That was a tough one.
Discipline, dude.
That was a tough one to get over.
You ran into the locker
What do you
room.
mean? You guys had multiple coaches
You
on
ran
the
into
50-yard line, bro.
That was Joey
I did
Porter.
not
He's
run
a
the
player
locker room.
coach.
Joey Porter will beat the fuck out of a player, a coach, and a bouncer.
He is the man. I don't blame Joey. I blame the ref for allowing it out there. Like
Yeah,
Joey
agreed.
Joey was doing his job, helping his team out, man, and it absolutely worked. It was a good deal for him, not us in Cincy. But now, if you're the AFC North, okay, you're worried about the Bengals for the next 15 years, aren't you? If you're a GM of some other team in the AFC North,
I'm more worried about the Bengals than I am the Ravens because I think Joey Burrow is better than Lamar Jackson. That's what it comes down to.
Well, Joey Burrow plays in a style that you've seen have a lot of success for a long time. 2 6'6" monsters just walked through here.
Jeez.
All tatted up. Trey Wingo just came through. Kenny Mayne just moments ago. Had a baby Trey. Had a baby Trey. Had a baby Trey.
That guy's got a sweet mullet.
Yeah,
too.
that guy
Yeah,
is
he does.
6'6" guy over
That's
there.
if you drank the ooze, that would be you.
So like I'm
wish.
wondering like is that just an Aussie punter? And I don't want to judge somebody, but is that an Aussie punter that's going into the draft this year? Like that's honestly what I think when I first see somebody that's 6'6", 240 pounds, yoked, mullet, completely tatted. I'm like, oh, that's an Aussie.
Yeah,
That's an Aussie coming through.
Either that or he's ex-special forces who had like 150 confirmed kills.
I mean, I don't want to show this guy, but I mean,
he should.
It'd be hard to I think he's in a spot that I don't know if I can get to.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
you
you
got
got
there.
it.
He's straight ahead. You got him.
I don't know if I'm. He's,
Right
There he is.
side.
Get him to wave.
Right side.
No, I know, but I can't get to. He's in a
That's
dead
the-
spot.
Well, yeah, he's ex-special
Ex-special
forces. He
forces.
knows
Bro,
where
he's
the dead
hiding
spot
in a
is.
spot in which you can't see him. This dude,
There it is.
There he
Boom. Boom.
look at that guy.
He's huge.
What do you do, sir? Sir. Sir. You're a monster, dude. Good for you. Yeah, both of you.
Both of you.
Yeah. How we doing? Get that thing going. That guy's got 4 days of tattoo time in the chair on his arms. That guy is he might be an Aussie punter. We're not 100% sure. We'll try to get the name on old buddy there that could beat the fuck out of you, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, I agree. Yes, both of them could.
Either way, tell the Steelers to call him. I mean, Jesus.
See that Washington Commanders
I
gear?
did.
We are commanders.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yes.
Yeah, let's go.
See,
Is that
Let's
real?
go. Let's go.
Is that really a thing though that they're going to do?
Yeah, I think so. I
that's
mean, the guy just cheered for it. He's from the team, it appears. I don't know if anybody else is getting that type of gear.
No way. I mean, you got that Letterman.
Yeah, Dan Snyder has a sweet letter
I
jacket.
got to get all the way back around. This thing's a little slower than it was yesterday. Oh, no, he's going back. Don't go that side. Oh, no, I got to turn this thing all the way around.
This is the best idea you ever had.
I feel good about it. I felt really, really good about it. No, he's going back into the dead. He's gone.
Yeah.
He's gone.
He's a
beat the camera.
ghost.
Hey, listen, there's a lot of high-speed chases here in LA, and guys do get away.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we got a chance. Obviously, Smoking scans from out here. He literally has made an entire Twitch stream to smoking and following LA police chases. And we've gotten a chance to see and hear a lot of them, actually. There was a motorcycle that crashed in front of our house last night.
Yeah, there was.
There was a
Pretty
motorcycle
insane.
that crashed right in front of our house last night.
right.
Well, didn't you guys have a helicopter fly over your house like 4 or 5 times?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We still don't know what that's all
About
about.
45 minutes.
Yeah, obviously AJ had an entire theory.
Oh, is that
yeah.
right?
No, just waving. You know that.
All right, let's get to a break.
No theories.
We're 24 minutes in here. We got Aiden Hutchinson joining us on the other side. Yeah, I guess Kurt Warner did not make it.
Oh,
Kurt.
That's it would have been a true underdog story if he would have been able to beat that traffic.
You're
though.
right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If he would have been able to beat
Yeah,
that
it would've.
traffic, I'm just not sure. I'm not sure there would have been better tales told about it because we seen that traffic just moments ago. It was not great.
No.
Yeah, build up.
I think there's a chance, though, he found out Hutchinson was coming on and knew that AJ's probably going to try and fight him and didn't want to get mixed up in the Ohio State-Michigan rivalry.
You're right. When we get back on the other side, we might have a man from Michigan named Aiden Hutchinson who's probably going 1 or 2
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the next draft. This is a great time to be in the draft if you're not a QB because everybody's saying this draft class stinks at QB.
Yeah.
So shout out to Aiden. Also, Big Icky. I met Big Icky
Whoa,
yesterday at
really?
NC State.
Let's go.
Tackle.
Yeah, he may go right after Aiden.
Yeah, they're talking about them going 1-2 or what.
Massive.
Damn.
I didn't scout any left tackles coming out of college. I should have. I'll dive into that these next couple months as we get ready for draft prep, obviously, because Draft Spectacular is coming bigger and badder than it's ever been.
Hell yeah.
But I don't know if anybody's going to get picked higher than that guy that I met yesterday.
show him your pass set?
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, you-
I don't want to give him the game. He's a rook-ass rook. all
You
right?
do it with Aiden. Aiden will get a
Do
rush
it,
on
Aiden.
you.
I'll
Right here.
fucking bury
Yeah,
Aiden
for
right
real.
here. This might be bad for the draft
Yeah, this
stock,
is good.
pal.
True.
Hey, Aiden, it might not want. We'll be back in 4 minutes with Aiden Hutchinson. Be a friend, tell a friend. Also, ask your questions. Hashtag PMS in LA on Twitter. We got to about like 7, 8 of them yesterday. Hopefully, we'll get some more today. We can't wait to see you in 4. Cheers. How'd it Philadelphia is one of the biggest inspirations walking around the internet. Gio, the podcast. Okay, so you're 14 years old.
Yep.
You're from Philadelphia.
Yep.
Big time Eagles fan, podcaster. You were Carson Wentz's #1 fan.
Yeah. Yesterday, the AO1 invited me, and Carson invited me to the game, and I got to go on the sideline and meet Carson again, and he gave me a football.
Let's go! Yeah! You're obviously full of energy, full of optimism, full of upbeat, good vibes.
Yeah.
What do you go through on a day-to-day?
I've had 20 surgeries in my life, so it hasn't been easy. I have a condition called SJS, short-Stampel syndrome, and it's basically like muscular dystrophy with dwarfism. My elbows are dislocated. My left hip is dislocated. I had to get my right hip reconstructed. The reason I'm so optimistic is because life is too short to focus on the negativity.
Let's go! I'm sorry to hear that you have to be tougher than all of us on the day-to-day, but I am so incredibly thankful that you keep that mindset. How'd you develop a love for football?
We've always been a football family, but then when I started having surgeries, I started watching football, and then I just kind of fell in love.
What does the rest of the season look like for the Indianapolis Colts, you think? Carson's going to keep himself safe out there?
Carson's going to have his best NFL season here in Indy.
Why is that?
He loves it here, and he's having fun. And when Carson Wentz is having fun, he plays his best.
Okay, and how about the Philadelphia Eagles?
I think they got a little developing to do with him.
Are there any players that you'd like to get on your podcast?
Brian Dawkins.
Oh, is he your favorite Eagle of all time?
Him, Carson, and Zach Ertz are my top 3.
Oh, Zach Ertz. Damn,
so sorry.
Yeah.
Why is everybody getting traded out that you like? What's the deal?
I don't know.
You're really, really good at this. What's the name of the podcast?
Philly Sports with Giovanni.
One last message to somebody out there who maybe doesn't view life the right way, you think?
I'd just say find your happiness and find the thing that inspires you, like I found football, and just try to look on the optimistic side.
Hey, you absolutely crush it every single day. You crushed it in here. We appreciate you. We hope you loved Indianapolis, Indiana. Come back whenever you want. Ladies and gentlemen, Gio, the podcast.
Tuss. YouTube, you can hear me, I know.
Hey, welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show here on this glorious Wednesday, February 9th, 2022. Live at the Convention Center here in Los Angeles at Radio Row. There are people here today.
Oh, yeah.
Yesterday, we were a little bit worried. We thought this place was going to be empty. We thought there was going to be no energy, no juice for Super Bowl 56, but instead, we were early. We arrived probably a day or two before everybody else, and we will definitely keep that locked in as we schedule in advance going forward for next year and years to come. And it is beautiful seeing the energy and people come alive. Everybody in here had to cover not had to, we get to.
Yes.
You know, and those are two things that are vastly different. You know, we get to cover the NFL on a yearly basis, and everybody's kind of coming around, get a chance to see people like, for instance, Gumpy got to see Dr. Florio yesterday.
Yeah, that was nice.
Got a chance to chat with Dr. Florio today. Ty and Connor's microphones are not on.
Okay.
Got a chance to chat with some other people that maybe we've seen on the internet. Met Ari Mirov. Ryan Leaf came by. Shay Zier walked by yesterday. I mean, this is a sight to be seen here. A lot of stars, AJ.
Yeah, that was Robert Gallery, who you were zooming in on, former unbelievable Iowa offensive lineman.
And by the way, he has
monster.
slimmed down and become an absolute
Yeah,
monster.
he looks great.
Hey, he's doing some amazing stuff, actually, with Marcus Capone, who's a former SEAL Team 6.
See, we do.
Yeah.
They're doing
Psychedelic
mental health initiatives, yeah. And they did it with veterans. I guess Marcus Capone was doing it with veterans, and Big Bob Gallery came through to help out with the NFL guys. It is awesome. I'm very, very excited to read about this, learn about this. And we were right. There was a reason he was a fucking monster. Okay, you don't just see that walking around.
Was he number 2 overall or 1?
number 2.
Number 2 overall pick.
Yeah, because the interesting thing is, whenever you see a 7-foot-tall person who looks to be pretty athletic outside of a club, you're like, oh, you should have been in the NBA. What happened? You know, well, I did play. I got a knee fracture. It's like, okay, so if anything pops off tonight, I'm busting a right on you because I know you kind of got a little bit, maybe some stilts for legs down there. But you see a guy walking around like that, it's like, is he just doing that by himself with no goal, no motivation, like no end game, waking up to look like that? Probably not.
Yeah.
It's nice to hear that dude was an absolute stud, and it seems like he's in a really good spot via this entire thing. Speaking of number 2 picks, I believe joining us now, people are saying he's going to be top 2, not 2. Michigan defensive end, a man that led the Wolverines into the ass beating of the Ohio State Buckeyes this year, all the way into the college football playoff. Ladies and gentlemen, probably the first overall pick in the NFL draft coming up. Congrats on the bag, cuz, ladies and gentlemen, Aiden Hutchinson. Sorry, good to see you, man.
Good to see you too, man.
God, you're a big son of a bitch, huh? I mean, you
Jesus.
are. Hey,
go,
he's
man.
a big guy.
What's up, brother?
Hey, let's go.
Let's go, man.
Hey, you got the headset right to your left there. Hey, we appreciate you joining us. I know you're very busy. You're here for Auto Trader. What are we pumping? What are we selling?
Yep. So, it's been a crazy year.
Yeah,
and
it's been a crazy year, ain't hasn't it?
and it's only getting crazier. So that's why I'm excited to partner with Auto Trader for my first purchase as a car in the NFL. They have a great wide selection.
Really?
And
He's so good.
they have their best new cars list for 2022. So I'll definitely be searching through that.
Oh, so there's different options that you can go on
Yes.
autotrader.com and kind of look through and everything.
Yes, exactly.
What are you thinking? So, for instance, when I was growing up, a lot of rap songs and rap videos I
Yeah.
watched, and I saw the Cadillac Escalades, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
were really getting put over.
Oh, yeah.
And then there was this house up on the hill that had a mega mansion, it was in a different town,
Right.
had the Cadillac Escalade behind it. So I said, as soon as I get money, guess what? Boom, I'm buying a Cadillac Escalade. So literally, day I got drafted, bought a Cadillac Escalade, didn't get the signing bonus for 3 months, almost got the thing repoed, had an incredible interest rate, but I knew I was going to get an Escalade. Have you thought about this whenever you inevitably get drafted, what you're going to buy from your friends at Auto Trader?
I'm
Truck?
thinking. People take me for a truck guy, but I don't.
You're a big son of a bitch. Hey, you are a big dude. You are a large man.
So you know the Jeep Gladiator? That's a truck, I guess. It's a Jeep truck. Bronco, Ford Bronco, maybe something along those lines. So maybe I'm looking for something sleek, but not too much.
Yeah.
Something a little more on the down low.
Yeah, because the car's going to speak a lot about you, too, when you show up.
That's right.
You know
That's
what I mean?
right.
Hey, is this guy ready to work, or is this guy just
100%.
here for the glamour?
And I'm a Midwest grit guy. I'm one of those guys. So
Well, maybe just an F-150 Classic. Jay, I want
honestly,
none of the upside.
that might be better for my look.
So, Aiden, let's talk about it. You got to be pretty excited. Hell of a season for Michigan, obviously. You guys beat the shit out of the Ohio State Buckeyes.
That's right. Do we have any? Oh yeah.
He's pissed.
Hey, you guys won. Hell of a game. Hell of an
It was a great
atmosphere.
game.
Calm down, AJ.
Well, you take it easy, dude. Take it
He
easy.
played bad. Hey,
Hey, is
you
everything
guys
okay,
dominated.
dude?
You
Is
guys
everything okay?
dominated them. No, I don't ever have an issue when a team comes out and beats them. Like, hey, you did it. It was impressive.
What was different this year? You
Obviously,
think about that
you were a
Michigan?
gigantic part of it.
Yeah, massive
You're a
part of
big
it. Yeah, the
reason why.
D-line, by the way, the entire D-line was getting after it. But what was
Yeah.
the different about it this year, you think, for Michigan as opposed to years past?
Man, I think this year we really put an emphasis on them. I know it's different every year with different teams, but this team, I mean, we came in spring ball, fall camp, most energy I've ever seen. Dude, storming fields in the practices, some stuff you never see in practice. I was seeing this, I was like, well, we might have a chance this year. I don't know if that means we're going to win any ball games, but, hey, all these boys want to play football. So I knew we had a chance from the beginning, but going into that game, yeah, it was they were the Goliaths. We were always the David for the past 15 years, and I think we really imposed our will on the Bucs.
Yeah, you did, didn't you? You just punked them.
Even the offense. Just smash mouth. Run it down your face.
Right. This is what we're going to do to you.
I know. It was great. I don't know how West Virginia did this year, but, yeah, you guys definitely played well in that game.
This isn't about me.
I know.
This is about
this
is about Michigan and Ohio State. And who's the reigning champ, okay? Who's got the title? Michigan does a lot because of you. You said a lot of energy in the team and everything like that. And we should have paid attention closely. This year was your launch into superstardom.
Right. Yep.
Well, I should have looked into this more. Did you have to develop late, or have you always been this guy and we just didn't pay attention, or did something click this last year that really catapulted
we
you?
actually got a new defensive coordinator this year, and he's from the Ravens, so they kind of brought in that 3-4 scheme. So I was now playing stand-up outside backer this year, and I think that just unleashed me. He gave me a lot of freedom, so I really just went there and played my ball, and I think it really led me to flourish, and I think that was a big reason why.
Go ahead, AJ.
Do you care in the league what you play, 3-4 outside backer or a 4-3 DN with your hand in the ground? Does it matter?
And have they been asking you? Have you got any of those conversations yet?
I haven't had any conversations with the teams yet about that, but I just thinking about it, I would want to play a 3-4 outside backer just because the amount of vision, just you can see the play developing, you can see things, and I'm able to react to those things a lot better just standing up and being able to get that rolling, get off. So,
do you like rushing from 2-point or 3-point better?
2-point, yeah. 2-point, yeah.
Everything 2-point because of the way the offenses are right now too. Like you're the guy getting read off of, right?
Yeah.
So I think
100%.
whenever you're standing, it gives you a little bit more athleticism.
Yeah,
You think?
more athleticism, more vision with the play, faster play recognition, all of that.
Are you working out right now? So are you going to run and do all that shit?
Yeah, doing all
you
that.
are going to at Combine. You're going to do everything.
Oh hell, I'm not scared of anything.
Oh, it's Midwestern Grit Boy.
It's a Midwestern
Grit Boy.
Look, I'm not scared to show off anything. I'm going to go out and I'm going to light that thing up, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun doing it. So yeah, I'm just out here working my butt off, and just getting.
How many
after
reps?
It.
How many 225 reps?
Yeah, what we thinking? We did some.
You got some long arms. You are not set up for it, even though I'm sure you can do 100.
I'm thinking 35.
Jeez.
Is that a lot? I don't know.
With his arms too, that's a massive.
Are you a
amount.
naturally yoked guy, like strong guy? Like AJ's a naturally powerful guy. Are you a naturally powerful guy, or did you have to build?
No, I'm pretty naturally powerful, but I was skinny as hell. I had to make all this, but I'm naturally powerful, naturally explosive, but yeah.
How's the hips? You got good, because they're gonna have you run that straight line back up. You'll do that.
Run
once.
the hoop. You can run the hoop, the
Everything.
L drill, everything.
Oh yeah. Back pedal, go forward, go sideways.
Because your generation, I don't want to say your generation, but there's a lot more thought of is this worth it or not in the business sense of everything. Now, granted, you're in a college football playoff, so there's no conversation to be had there.
Right.
But the workouts and the combine, I think the fact that you're working out and doing stuff, a lot of teams are going to be thank you, because you got a lot of old school football dudes that see it the old way as opposed to the business side.
Yeah.
So you doing all this shit that may not correlate to the game, I think is good.
Yeah.
Personally, I think that is a personally good thing, and I hope you crush it, dude.
Yeah, thanks, man.
When
I can't wait.
is combine training started? You already started?
Yeah, we started in January, and we're rolling. We're Combine's 2 or 3 weeks away, so we're here.
Combine's 2-3 weeks away.
Indianapolis, yeah.
Great.
Where it usually
You're
is, right?
gonna love it. You've been.
I was in Indy for the Big Ten championship.
Yeah,
exactly.
Of course you've been at one.
Exactly.
Yeah. Michigan State, because we have a guy from Michigan State here. His name's Evan. Literally Ohio State here, Michigan State right back here.
Yeah.
And he used to, there he is right there. He used to say, Michigan's never been to Indianapolis for the Big Ten championship. That's a shame or whatever. So you changed the game for Michigan forever.
We did. Yeah, I guess.
Your thoughts on Harbaugh? What's that all about?
Yes.
What's going on?
Look,
you like
man,
Harbaugh as a person, I assume. He was your coach.
Yeah, a real good dude. Is a guy you want to play for. I thought he was gone, to be honest with you.
I think he thought he was gone too.
Yeah, because I thought we never had a season like that at Michigan ever. So I think end on a high note, call it. But hey, he's back for more, and he's not done yet. So we'll see what he does in the future and how Michigan is next year.
Go ahead, Ty.
I am an Iowa grad, so the Big Ten championship was one of the most miserable nights of my life. So I appreciate that, but. Obviously, whoever you get drafted by, I assume, you're just happy to get there and start working. Are you a little bit relieved that Urban is no longer in Jacksonville? Michigan, man, you can't be playing for an Ohio State guy, right?
Oh, you're right. I don't know how much I could talk about that, but, him just being an Ohio State guy, me being a Michigan guy, we're already butting heads off the start, and you don't want that, starting out with your first head coach.
Hey, who What gives you a problem? Long arm guys, shorter guys, athletic guys, powerful guys?
You talking about tackles?
Yeah.
Shorter dudes. Just because I'm 6'6", so I mean they're naturally already under me in everything. So it's like that.
Who are you working
that's
with?
always
You
a little
working
bit
with
tough.
any like pass rushers or anything like that? Do you work on anybody? Whose film do you watch? Do you watch film? And I assume
I do. I watch a lot of profile. I watch a lot of TJ. I mean, you got to watch TJ. I mean, he's the.
That's what I
the
say.
best
You
in
kind
the
of look
business.
like a what? Another what? Is that a compliment?
What is that? What's what?
TJ what? JJ what? Beer what? Whiskey what? Vodka what? Tequila what? Hutchinson what? That's what it sounds like and looks like.
Okay. All right. Well, I didn't know you guys were so synchronized with that.
Yeah, that's what we do for a living. Yeah, it's terrible every single time. What you do is much better than us. But do you try to learn from TJ? And is there any other guys you watch?
Bosa's, I mean, all those dudes that are so big names, and I mean, you watch the film, and they're a big name for a reason. You know, they're so elite with their hands and their get-offs and all that. So, you know, I just try to take little bits and pieces and add it to my own style.
The game that you can learn out there as a pass rusher is insane. I got a chance to watch Robert Mathis and Dwight Freeman.
Yeah.
Now Mathis is doing entire camps trying to give game to people. Yeah, going forward. It's called the Gridiron Gang. And watching just the little tricks that you pick up on get-off, like what he's looking at for get-off.
It's so little. It's
yes.
just the littlest
it
things
changes
that can
your
make the
entire
difference.
career
Yeah,
potentially.
it's crazy.
And TJ said he turns off the TV and he just has, or he turns off all the lights and just has the sounds of the quarterback in his cadence for the next game. He listens to like 3 games of the guy just his cadence to try to catch onto his beats. That's like the next level shit.
Oh, yeah, that's huge.
That's whenever you have nothing but football to do.
That's
other than
right.
School, Michigan school tough. Did you graduate?
Oh, I graduated. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, it was no joke, though. It was no joke. In the kinesiology program as well.
Jeez.
You know?
What's that mean?
Movement science. Don't worry about it. PT, whatever. Yeah.
Hey, you can be a gym teacher. You don't get number 1 overall, go be a gym teacher.
Right. That's right.
Out of Michigan.
I'll go back to my old high school.
Well, good luck with everything. Good luck with the training. Good luck with the combine. Good luck with whatever car you pick from AutoTrader.com, obviously.
All right. Yeah.
And
Thank you for that plug right there.
Hey, listen, man, I want you to get as much money as possible. Listen, you're going to get a lot of money tackling people and making plays.
That's right.
You're going to get even more money. What up, Austin? You're going to get even more money from the auto traders of the world if you can move some cars.
Right. That's right.
So, Aiden Hutchin, let's move some goddamn cars, and good luck in the draft. Real quick, I have a pretty good pass set. Just didn't know if you wanted to maybe have a little bit of a get-off, a little bit of a situation. I've been working with a lot of guys. NFL coach, no big deal.
Okay.
I never really got a chance, but, I mean, I think we should go. Yeah.
We should give it a shot.
Wait. What are you rushing?
No, he's gonna pass set. He wants you to rush the passer. Yeah.
Careful, don't
you gotta
get hurt.
give him the handheld.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh no.
Yeah.
Right in my kitchen.
Yeah. Watch out for the table.
You gotta give him a cadence. Give him a cadence.
All right, on 2. Grenadine, say hut.
Look at him. He's already around you. See that? He's coming back upfield. He's coming back upfield.
Washed him down.
Sorry. He's going to retrace. He has it. That was amazing.
Ladies and gentlemen, Aiden Hutchinson. Thank you.
Good job, man. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man. Hey, you're gonna be awesome.
Hey.
Congrats. Good luck with everything. Hey, you too, dude. Big fan. So I just want to let everybody know it was a screen. Yeah, and he got caught rushing the quarterback, and that's my veteran type instinct.
Washed him right down.
I want to go around? No problem, dude. That's where I want you to go. That's the head games that the NFL guys know that little college guys don't understand.
Yeah, it's 100 yards going the other way.
I got him the first yard and a half.
Yeah. You dominated.
I don't think you touched him.
He touched me.
Didn't have
Yeah,
to.
no, he's great.
Well,
See
that's
him
the
turn
thing
his
about-
shoulders and came right around you.
Me, Jeff Saturday, other undersized linemen, we're letting them do whatever they want to do, knowing that the play is going elsewhere.
That's right.
Smart. You're one step ahead always.
It's a mind game.
Well, that's actually like 3 steps ahead there. It seemed like he was, but really it was me. He was pretty quick, though. I was pretty good with the hands as well. Pretty good with the
Especially
hands.
he had no idea it was coming, too. So
Well, I mean, he's been training for the combine. He's the best he's ever been. So
right.
I just fucking got off, 6 hours of shows? What do you want?
how about you ask him, so when do you start working out for the combine? Well, it's been going on since January, since the combine's in 2 or 3 weeks.
Listen, I'm not good at that stuff.
No,
I mean, how much stuff can I cover? How much
I
stuff
agree.
can I...
Hey, I understand.
I need to follow that guy closely, and Big Icky.
Yeah, both of them.
yeah.
Those are my
Studs.
2 favorite guys. Big
Promos
Icky.
he had too for Auto Trader. I mean, he was locked and loaded.
No, he came in right. He was a professional from the start. Like that's impressive,
He did
especially coming straight from college, being that dialed in
Well,
already.
It's not very casual because that can be forced.
Very
yeah.
forced. Most guys are terrible.
Well,
At it.
and by the way, they're telling them, like, hey, remember.
You got to hit these things. Hey, make sure you hit these things, and come at the end. Make sure you hit it before you get off. Like
And
what
shout
you
out
did,
to
a
Auto
good
Trader
thing.
letting them.
I was actually talking to his PR guy back there, and they said it's a lot easier now because these NIL deals. The kids are now used to pushing the stuff.
These robots know how to sell.
Good point. Yeah, good point. Yeah, you're right.
No, Aiden was cool. He was very natural, very calm, very comfortable, very authentic, very genuine. I think he's going to be a guy. Now, we did just pick up 15.
That's true.
Against him.
He didn't even go for a
square. I mean, it could have went more than that. I don't know.
Well, and also there's a table here. I was going to hit him with the right hand shove.
Yeah, but you didn't want to.
It's his draft
Didn't want to
stock.
hurt him.
What do you want?
Yeah,
This guy's running 40s, lifting 22, 25. What if I fucking toss him through a table? I mean, that's not good for his draft stock. You think he's going number 1 overall? If I put him through a table, I love that guy. I would never want to do that.
That's right. That announcer table does not budge.
No.
We've actually tried to budget a few times.
Sturdy.
This thing is very large. Do you feel like we are a good social distance away?
We definitely are. This feels like some of those big studio shows I watch on TV.
I want to let everybody know it does, doesn't it?
Yeah. It has that feel because it's so professional and set up so everything looks so nice and the carpet's clean. You don't have 5,000 things on your desk. Yeah, so it's cool.
Whoa.
Oh, what the
hell's that about?
Well, it does feel weird. It feels kind of weird without having a desk just full of clutter and garbage.
Yeah, I'm uncomfortable.
It's not garbage.
Garbage?
It's not
Is this show garbage?
Jesus
I mean, ashtrays
Christ is on that desk.
My bad. Ashtrays with butts in there of all sorts.
Just one
how many,
butts.
how
Just
many
one
different
ashtray.
Starbucks cups you have in there?
Just not on the table.
None.
They're off on the side.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's a nice little barrier for me, those things. You know, this is my world I hop into. Now I'm out here bearing it all for you, and you got to mock me in my fucking show, dude? This is unbelievable.
You never built pillow forts as a kid?
Yeah.
It's basically what's
Still
going
do.
on at the desk.
Okay.
Had a couple meetings yesterday. Somebody explained to me how their show would be good, and then they designed this show. They just talked about this show, basically.
Really?
That's nice, though.
You're right. That show does work.
That show will work, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how it works, but it sounds like that show will work. None of us understand or get it. We are at Radio Row here in Los Angeles. We're asking you to send in your questions. Hashtag PMS in LA. Hey, Zito, are we able to go to that? So your headphones, I guess, were sending quite a buzz through the...
Really?
Oh, okay.
So that's why they had to turn them off.
Too much toxicity.
Muted. No. We're
I don't think so.
telling it how it is.
No, toxicity, I think, LA said, enough with the Two Stooges on the love seat.
Told you it was going to happen. You're lucky I didn't put you in jail yet.
What are you talking about? We've done nothing wrong.
I don't know how much Bailey McComas likes to just stir shit and not tell truth.
Yeah.
Which
Sure.
We're not 100% sure
Possible.
which is real, what is not with him all the time. Although I love Bill. I absolutely love Bill. We don't know what's coming and what's going there. He said a lot of people in the comments yesterday were talking about us not wearing our masks. You don't have to when you're on air.
Yeah, come on.
Okay?
Yeah.
Really?
Learn the fucking rules,
Well,
dude.
look at
COVID, when the
every
camera's
show.
on you, COVID doesn't show up.
That's right.
Good Lord. Plus, the lights are so bright, it just destroys the COVID. That's in the
We don't
area.
understand either, by the way, but then we're living by the protocols.
Yeah.
So when you see everybody walking around in the back with them on, that's because they're getting to their table. This is like when you go to a restaurant, going in, you got to be there. When you sit down, though, boom. It's like the old school smoking section, non-smoking section. Although there is no certain divider, we are all certain that it is divided somehow.
This is our car. And where I come from, I ain't wearing my mask in my fucking car.
That's a great
Well
point.
said.
Yeah, that
Well
is
said, Tony.
actually exactly
I
right.
ain't fucking wearing a mask in my
All right, Tone.
car.
All right, Tone. Thanks, bud. Appreciate you taking a stand. Oh, my God. My big thing is when they're alone, when you're alone in your car.
Correct.
If you're in there with a bunch of people and you feel safer, do whatever you got to do.
Sure.
But those who are alone in there, I get confused. Like, are spark plugs starting to generate Omicron and
Yes.
Delta, and that's coming through the... What is going on?
It's possible if you go to like a Pep Boys or a Jiffy Lube or a Valvoline before that, you don't know what's going on with those people working on your engine. So maybe it's like, hey, I don't need COVID coming up through my, hot air vents. I got to mask up.
And they say COVID lives on spark plugs 3-4 months.
Yeah.
That's right.
Bingo.
And metal.
All right, let's go to some questions around the internet to change the subject because I assume we're getting nasty looks all over the place. Hitchnell Trubisky, also known as Hitchell Trubisky, also known as Mitchell Trubisky's Hitchcock. 2013. Is Coach Sirianni there this week? If so, how did he prepare his guys for the offseason? How do you keep the roots growing? That's a great question there from Hitchcock 2013 because remember, Sirianni said, although we're not seeing the flowers just yet, we have laid down the manure and we're starting to till the land. So just like a bamboo tree, we have planted the seeds, we are watering the shit, and the shit is cooking up the seeds. But we have not seen anything really sprout just yet. And then lo and behold, through that shit over there in Philadelphia, a rose of success was starting to blossom. Things were cracking the manure, and they were starting to have success. Is Jalen Hurts a guy who knows? Season ended abruptly, obviously, but Coach Sirianni, who's joined us all season, what is the message going into the offseason now that you guys have cracked through the actual cow shit and now growing into the Rose Garden?
Well, first and foremost, we want to really emphasize dog mentality going into the offseason. So, most teams don't love I'm okay with, a guy going out, hey, you get in a fist fight out on the street and knock out some guy who's bumping his gums to you. That kind of stuff is okay.
Dog.
We want dog mentality. It basically is going to come down. We're going to have to be good teams next year because we basically just beat every shitty team that we played. And then we got in the playoffs, we play a good team, and they beat the fuck out of us. So
you guys king of the bumps.
we are king of the bums. So maybe I should be in L.A. because – there's a decent. I saw that Winnebago you guys were talking about when I came in here. That'd be a good place to stay for the week.
AJ, Coach Sirianni has been quite an addition this season. Do you think he hates or loves this show?
I mean, I just hope as Ty is doing Sirianni, we see Sirianni just cruising on by, and he gives us a couple fist pumps, and he's juiced about it.
Lincoln Riley walked by yesterday. He was doing some interviews for USC, and everybody can hear us. So we're in a very interesting spot. And we tried to talk about this yesterday, and I don't want to harp on it too much, but Justin Forsett coming through again. Atta baby.
Yeah.
We are literally in the entrance to this place. So to get into your spot, you have to walk right by our stage. Our stage is the FanDuel stage. Happens, I think Devontae Smith just
Yeah, I
walked.
believe that's it.
Hey, Coach Sirianni, here's one of your guys.
That guy's a dog. Okay. Good to see him here.
So everybody has to walk by our stage. Our stage is the biggest and we are the loudest. So we assume everybody hates us, but also everybody can hear everything we're saying. So Lincoln Riley walks by and we're like, oh shit, that's Lincoln Riley. He stops in his tracks.
Yeah.
Literally 6 feet from us, and I'm just eyeball to eyeball with Lincoln Riley. And I'm like, hey man, thanks for the pop in Oklahoma the other night. And he goes, yeah, whatever. And I was like, they booed that arena out when I said his name, but I kind of got locked up. I didn't expect to see the guy because when we're in our silo of Indianapolis, just kind of let it fly. Now, it was interesting yesterday. I shook like 20 people's hands back here.
At least.
Obviously very socially distant and COVID protocol.
Right, have to be.
But there's a lot of people I met from the internet over here.
Mm-hmm.
I will say a lot of these people are smaller than they act on the internet, but also very nice to see everybody. Very nice to see everybody.
I mean, is this guy not Connor with a top hat on?
Oh my God! How did I get on the other side of this?
I don't know what this guy's doing, but we are about it.
What is he carrying?
I believe he is.
Is that my cousin?
This guy's a Knight of Columbus.
I was going to say, is he a Shriner?
Holy.
Where's he headed?
He's got a tray. He's holding a platter with boxes on it. He's got a platter, a silver platter.
Hey, cuz, what's going on, cuz?
Connor, whistle.
Cuzzy.
Connor.
Cuzzy.
Connor.
This is the problem. This is why we can't have nice things.
Oh man.
What an outfit!
He has white gloves on too.
This guy's straight out of Home Alone, like he's working at that hotel.
Yeah, Plaza Hotel.
Where's he headed?
He's with Devontae. Is it whatever Devontae's pubbing?
He kind of looks like that guy that sees dead people. That kid.
It does.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he wouldn't say that on the show. You remember?
Haley Joel Osment.
There it is.
Right.
Oh, he wouldn't say it on the show?
No.
I don't say it anymore. It was like Michael Buffer with "Let's get ready." He's like that kind of hand. Where is this clown?
Wow.
Where's he going?
Where's he going?
Where is this?
What are you doing,
I've
dude?
searched my mind.
Actually,
I can't.
he might have the game ball for the Super Bowl in that box.
Well-dressed man with good jeans on there in front of him. I mean, where is this guy going? Where is he off to?
CBS Sports Desk.
Yeah, is that Rome's guy?
I heard Rome had hell of a morning.
Look at this dude. Hilarious.
All right, that was fun. That was a good time.
Yeah.
All right, I think the show's about to end. Our clock going to all black there, obviously. What a day here. Let's go to one more Twitter question, shall we, Zito? Hashtag PMS in LA as we wrap up hour one here at the Convention Center on Wednesday, February 9th. AJ Hawk, your thoughts on that guy that did look eerily similar to Connor, wearing a clown suit, walking all the way to the back, not knowing where he's going.
Well, I mean, I think Ty's point, it might be the game ball for the Super Bowl coming up. Or
Ma'am! No, ma'am! LeVar Arrington, what up,
LeVar?
dude? Hey, good to see you, man. Hey, you still got it, huh? When are you coming on?
You guys are awesome.
If you want to be on.
If you,
Mr. Arrington, how you doing, sir?
Hey.
Hey. Hey, obviously Penn State legend, NFL legend.
Well, I'm with the Pittsburgh legend.
No. Well, we are here with Ohio State.
Buckeye legend.
Well, I was about to say we had Aiden Hutchinson on here earlier.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on him? What do you think
I
about?
don't know. What do you want to know?
You think freak athlete? No, you think good?
Sure,
You think he's
why
going
not?
to translate to the NFL?
Why not?
Yeah, you think so?
Everybody can. If you can get to the NFL, it's like you're a freak athlete that can get to the NFL, right?
Oh, so you're saying a lot of people have arrived a little bit?
It's kind of repetitive to say, are you like, what do you think if you're actually in the running to get in? Think about that. Did you see what I did to you right there?
Yeah, you did. Kind of put me in a blender. Do you think it's the mentality that separates the good from the great?
It's a little bit of everything, some longevity, a little bit of luck. I mean, you got to get to the right organization.
Agreed.
You got to get a little bit of longevity with a coach, maybe a scheme that fits you.
Oh, that's what he said.
People that love you, on and off the field. There's just a lot of pressure and a lot of things that have to connect for that success to be greatness in the end,
Well, we'll say we hope that happens for Aiden.
Yeah.
We hope that happens to everybody.
Hey.
I want everybody to get $1 billion.
I want you all to be great. All right? I think this show is great.
No, you're already great, so we appreciate that. We hope
There's
we catch
just a whole lot of greatness right now.
No, it's you. It's you, mostly. You brought too
Hey,
much.
Pat McAfee, we represent the Berg, baby.
Yeah.
We represent.
You're from Pittsburgh?
I salute you, Berg.
Hell yeah.
Shut the fuck
You know what
up.
I mean?
Yeah, I'm from Pittsburgh.
Oh, I thought Philly.
I salute you,
I
sir.
salute you too, man.
All right, somebody
Hey,
take this mic from me.
Yeah. Hey, you're the best, dude. You're the absolute best. Have a good one, brother. That was interesting. I don't think I was ready to talk to somebody that would take everything literally. You gotta prepare yourself for those conversations.
Yeah, you do.
Because then you have to, because they're doing that, as their thing, and they're having a great time doing it. But your next sentence, you have to prepare accordingly so you can kind of get them out of there. I fucking love that dude. He and I were working at like 3 a.m. on NFL Network in Culver City years ago, rocking the NFL AM show. He was in a suit doing some, he is. I seen him jump over the entire D-line and offensive line at a Penn State game one time. Just see you later. How you doing? Keep it moving. I'm jumping over top of you. He was at Washington for a long time.
Yeah, he was. You asked about the pipeline. He was from the pipeline. Not from that school. But,
okay. That area? Okay.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, dude.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he does a morning show with Brady, my brother-in-law, every day. Yeah.
Is Brady Quinn here?
He's all over. Brady's in like Sherman Oaks and somewhere else. He's at different
Brady's
studios
so
doing
cool.
shows. Well, no, I don't think he's coming here for some reason. He's driving.
That's because he's so cool.
Nah, I don't think he got to
Was
make
he
his
on that
schedule.
helicopter? Oh,
He probably was. Actually, I'll text him.
have him come on the show.
Yeah. If he comes over here.
All right, we got to get to a break. We'll be back in the second hour. There's a lot of buzzing going on. How you doing, sir? Hey, good to see you, sir. Good to see you, man. I know who that guy was. We're back in 4 minutes. This is the Pat McAfee Show, Wednesday, February 9th. Cheers. Hey, we're up to something big. Hey, we're up to something big, AJ. We are up to something. This is the coolest moment of the history of my existence. I think people are going to be startled. It's a joke, and I can't thank everybody enough. Honestly, I'm up to something. It is a big time day. Let's go. Not only are we going back to Plum to do something cool, but today is the day that our heater horse has arrived for the Super Bowl. It's a pretty big deal. Whenever you get a chance to give back to where you're from, especially a place that helped create me and mold me, I'm very, very lucky to do it. I'm lucky to be from here, and it seems like the only smart thing to do would be give back. What's doing, Mark? It stinks here, huh? What's up, Kennywood, dude? Kennywood is named after Kenny's Woods. A man named Kenny owned the hill in the woody area. They turned it into an amusement park, which is a Yinzer staple. So Jeezy actually shouts out this area we are in currently. I think life can be much simpler whenever you just take care of your people, enjoy your life, and do your thing, and that's all we're trying to do. Growing old, slowly dying. How about you? How's everybody? I'm gonna give a full lead up to how I got to where I'm at. I think I'm very lucky to be from here. If you're a kid that has walked through these halls, you understand something that not a lot of people do. I think Plum is a much different place than everywhere else. And there's Nick up there. Go look at Nick, how pissed off he is. This past summer, I was driving through here because I was here for an event, and Angelo Bolino, little blonde-haired kid, was kicking on the same field that I used to kick on as a child. and he had like 2 balls in a holder. And I was watching him kick, and then he would go shag for himself, and then he would come back and kick. And the easy question is, if he had 10 balls, how much better could Angelo Bellino be? If I would have been able to have 10 balls, 15 balls, new cleats, new everything, chances to go to camps with my teammates and everything could have happened. So I said to myself, literally after meeting with Angelo, great season by the way, dude. I said, if I ever get a chance, I'm going to try to take care of the potential humans and kids that were in my exact position in club. I'm going to give $200,000 to the Plum area soccer. I'm going to give $150,000 to the PMFA youth football. I'm going to give $100,000 to the baseball youth. I'm going to give $100,000 to the lacrosse. And then we're going to have $2 million in this fund that'll just start. And hopefully it'll only go on from there.
Sweet stuff for sports. Just anything to make everybody's, the teams and the players easier, better. Trying to streamline the entire process of taking care of the athletes at Plum High School is kind of what it's all about.
Hey, you too. Wow, dude, that was cool.
All right, Narati, like the Indy. You're going to have a lot of people that have never accomplished anything in their life tell you that what you're thinking about doing isn't possible. Just because they don't think they could accomplish it doesn't mean anything to you. Cheers, everybody. Hey, we're all Mustangs here. Let's go.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about. Yes,
Speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, beautiful people. It is Wednesday, February 9th. This is hour 2. We are live in Los Angeles at Radio Row in the Convention Center. And it is electrifying in here. We got a lot of people in here. Obviously, there's a lot of shows rolling in. It is great to see everybody. A lot of famous folks, and a man just came in with a box of animals dressed up like a clown. You have no idea what you're going to see at this beautiful Radio Row. We appreciate everybody for being here at My Sports Update. Ari Murov just walked by. We've used no less than 7 to 8 of that guy's tweets a day for the last 6 months. Just met him in person. Real estate guy turned NFL source. Love that man. Thank you to him. We've got a chance to say thanks to a lot of people out here. Big thanks to official AJ Hawk for going to an incredible business meeting with me yesterday at a 35,000 square foot house, and also bringing all that goodness to Aiden Hutchinson, the Michigan great, while he was burying Ohio State in the process. Thank you for being a professional in hour 1, AJ.
I mean, hey, I respect this game. I respect what Michigan did. I thought it was interesting when you asked him about Harbaugh. He seems to like the guy, right? So it's, he said, I thought he was gone. Yeah, you were right. Harbaugh thought he was gone too, it seems like.
Yeah, and I do believe, Aiden was giving us, the maniac. Hey, good to see you, dude. Hey, great pick. Great pick 6. Start that whole thing off, dog. Have a good one, man. He's got chain.
That is a nice.
Darius Leonard's got a chain on. That is very large. And I know he just got broken off and paid, and he deserves every single dollar. That guy deserves to be in the playoffs. Okay, that guy goes down to Clowntown, makes 10 plays. He deserves to be in the Super Bowl. That's going to happen, by the way. I don't know who is going to be the quarterback of the team. Now, he'll say Carson. He loves Carson or whatever, obviously, that whole thing. But there's a lot of decisions to be made. Attone Diggs is here. Ty Schmidt is here. Boston Connor is here. And what I've been told, Connor and Ty, your electricity has been missing from the first hour because your little sound bites and quips have not been able to be played because your headset is actually causing an insufferable buzz over everything that is happening here, and we don't know why it happened. So we apologize that we haven't been able to hear you boys.
Well, great. Well, that's okay, though. I mean, we'll figure it out, right? It'll get figured out.
I don't know. Has it been figured out? Is there a big-time buzz over the headset of the boys still?
We're managing it right now. It's a lot less
I
than
can
it
get it
was
is a lot
before.
less.
Get Rome over here to fix
Oh, we
it.
got a camera back here.
Well, Zito's been spinning a lot of plates. We got a new camera.
There
Hey,
it
boys
is.
in the back. Thank you, boys.
There you go.
Thank you, boys. You're doing great
Let's
back
see
there. It's
Abby.
good GoPro. Foxy sweating, this
Is
morning
he?
got a little worked up.
Why?
Got a little worked up this morning.
What happened?
Well, he was saying something very soft into a phone with zero confidence, and I just asked him. I say, hey, Fox, hey, speak up, okay? I'm trying to drive right now. Is there a bomb threat at the damn thing? Because he got here closer, and Foxy's like, there's a police presence, and I'm like, what? What is going on? There's something going. And then Foxy didn't know the full story, didn't want to tell me the full story. He was just in charge of letting me know that something was happening.
Yeah.
So it became an entire scene.
I get irrationally mad when Pat tells me to speak up and speak clear. I don't know why. That's the only thing that got me.
Oh, I was there for the. I didn't
Yeah, because
understand
Foxy
what's going
knows that
on.
when I'm saying that, I'm saying like, hey, have confidence in what
You're saying don't be a big bitch. That's why I got so mad.
In Foxy's defense, he was sitting in the back seat and he called over the car speaker, and he was speaking into his phone.
But the microphone's up there by the wheel.
Correct.
Yeah.
Where are those microphones when you're speaking in the car? Are
Right
they
above you, right above your head.
And you guys know.
Hey, Pat.
Oh
he
my
is.
God!
Yeah!
Oh my God! Absolute legend.
Yes.
Hey, look at this guy. Hey, congrats on the Stephen A. Smith.
What's up, Matt? How you doing? Good to see you. We watched your intro yesterday.
We watched your intro yesterday.
We filmed it.
Electrifying.
It was awesome.
Yeah, you are a legend, bro. How about Jerry West at 505? Oh,
hey, why not?
Jerry West 505. You got, got
Okay.
the logo. The logo. All right, thank you. Yeah, great. How are you? Good.
Doing great. Great to see you.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, Mad
All
Dog.
right.
Thank you.
That was.
Yeah, you got it.
Come on, don't blow him off.
Never.
He will, Mad Dog.
Thank you, doggy.
He'll blow him off. He's definitely going to blow him off, Mad Dog.
Whoa.
I don't even know what he's talking about, but yeah.
What was that all about?
I don't know, because he yelled at you not to blow him off.
Well, you need to take it easy.
Mad Dog's the man.
It was about Shine. I love Shine.
What? Yeah,
Isn't
Shine's
he
great.
on? Oh, he's on right before.
Wait, what happened to Jerry West again?
He got him on
He's on
505
505
yesterday.
At 5:05.
Yesterday.
Oh, okay. We're talking time.
Bro, what is your deal?
No, I was trying to figure out. It sounded like something happened with Jerry West. Something
That's
else.
the 405. You thought he was in an accident on the 405?
Well, we were actually on the 405 when Foxy wasn't speaking clearly into the phone.
Oh, no.
We were trying to figure out what the hell was going on, and Foxy's out there speaking. I think that's why we got. That's a guy that never does that. Foxy.
No,
What?
Hey, learn from Mad Dog.
Well, yeah,
from
I'm
the
going to learn
dog.
from Mad Dog, and I'm going to learn from you because you never speak quietly into the mic.
Ever. You come into a
Can't.
microphone soft, people are going to immediately say, "Oh, we shouldn't take anything this person says seriously because
Yeah.
they're not even confident in it. So why would I ever?
That's actually the first thing you taught me when, for some reason, you put me on the show years ago.
Yeah, you come in.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's
listen,
why
don't be
always
coming
scream.
in.
I can barely hear him back here, and he's sitting right next to me. It's unbelievable.
Have a little confidence in yourself, Fox. You're a smart kid. You've
Hey.
accomplished a lot. You're very good at what you do. Your
Well,
brain's a good one.
I appreciate that, but I loved Aiden Hutchinson in the first one. I hope the Lions take him.
Oh.
I do.
That'd be
Ruined
quite
his
a Lions
career, dude.
move.
Yeah.
That would suck for him, but that would that'd be cool for Detroit.
Oh, Aiden, hey, the last time the world sees you's on this show.
Yeah.
That's right.
Enjoy. Have a good career.
Rest in peace to the national spotlight
I
for
don't
Aiden
know.
Hutchinson.
Him and MC DC going head to head every day at practice. Just
Training camp, that's
constant
awesome.
douche. Just
And then season happens, though, and then they kind of just
stink. Right, win 2 games.
What? Thanksgiving, though. We'll see him then.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll see him
Yeah.
on Thanksgiving.
You're right.
MCDC will definitely do that because I was reading an article yesterday. He was ranked the #1 pass blocking, run blocking tight end of all time.
Who, MCDC?
Yeah.
Really?
By PFF?
I saw it somewhere.
Oh, so you just
look
made
at his
this up.
face. Look at Diggs' face.
So you say this
Look
up.
at Diggs'
That's
face.
the problem with this program.
Yeah, I agree.
And
I
AJ,
agree.
we talked to you about this earlier today off air. We never know what you're saying is real or fake.
Sure.
So
That's what I was going to say about Diggs.
No, yeah,
I
but
have no
you,
clue
it's
what he's
supposed to be
ever
true.
saying. Everything I say is real.
Both of you.
You're kind of full of shit, though.
Everything I say
Hey,
is
look at you guys'
pretty much
mics.
backed
I
by
know that
facts, right?
I'm from Pittsburgh, so we end every sentence with a question.
I heard someone else mention that to me the other day.
Let's get to some Twitter questions. There's been a lot of people breaking down my dialect this week. I just want to let everybody know. The Yinzers, I feel like Yinzers have spoke the same exact way since the beginning of Yinzerness.
Yep.
But for whatever reason, it's never really made its way out of the hills of Pittsburgh. Because I think anybody that makes it out of Pittsburgh that is supposed to go into a prominent speaking role, every person that has been in charge of any network that they're supposed to speak on says, hey, get that stupid fucking marble out of your mouth.
Cut that shit off.
Do not talk the way you talk. So it kind of gets cut at the seams. And the fact that we are almost being like associated with people being introduced to this great accent is almost a gift and a curse. What's going on, dude? It's almost a gift and a curse because I get asked a lot why I sound stupid. And I'm like, what do you mean? Do Boston people sound stupid?
Whoa.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do New York people sound stupid? Yes. Do Ohio people sound stupid? Yes. So it all depends upon what sounds stupid and what doesn't sound stupid. But there's been a lot of interesting dive into the Inzer accent as of
The
late.
most stupid Boston person is Brad Marchand, I'll tell you that.
Hey, that rat bastard.
Whoa.
Hey, listen, wait, is this the microphone? I just stepped on my headset. I can't hear anything. So I don't know if I'm still on.
You are.
Yeah,
or
it's still
not,
good.
But I want to let that rat bastard. Okay? Listen, we're at the Super Bowl.
What
right?
happened? What happened?
Don't you say
Nothing.
what happened. You
I
probably
seriously
like
don't
what
know.
happened.
I don't know
Let
what
me tell you what happened.
Nothing
The
happened.
Boston Bruins continue to put an absolute sick, vile human being onto the ice and roll his ass out there with a C on his sweater, too, as if he is something important. Not only did he take away a very happy moment for some fan that paid tickets to go to a game by taking his stick and shoving it on top of Jari's stick while Jari, our goalie, was about to send a puck to a kid. Hey, thanks for coming to the sport. Grow the game. Take the puck. Marchand, that rat bastard, said, don't you even think about doing it. Then later in the game, takes a run at him, punches him, hit him in the head with a stick. This was
Wait, the goalie?
It was an attempted murder on the goalie last night by
So
Brad Marchand.
was it a full team brawl then? Because you can't mess with the goalie.
Well, see,
I
that's
A lot of backs were turned. They didn't see it happen.
yeah. Well, I hope
It doesn't
because
matter. I thought you like protect your goalie at all costs.
This was an Andy Dalton flattened on the
Oh,
field.
really?
Nobody
Oh,
helping
yikes.
Andy Dalton's
Yeah,
situation.
Penguins,
I
yikes.
saw a graphic.
No, don't you? You guys are the rat bastards that did it. So I didn't.
No, we're sending messages. Look, I understand that kid wants a puck because he's at a hockey game. Hey, buddy, don't you fucking come to Boston to watch a hockey game if you're wearing a Penguins uniform, all right? Get your ass back to Pittsburgh.
I respect that.
Watch
Good
your
point.
team
I
there.
respect that.
I don't know what's going on. We're getting a lot of feedback from his, but we can't have it. We can't have it.
That's crazy. So why don't you shut up for a second and let's talk about this. This rat
being censored, huh?
that he
Per usual.
needs to be censored when you're lying
It's
on the
very-
program.
I ain't lying.
When you're lying on the program, we need
Very timely,
John
yeah.
Sally, big fan of him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, John Sally.
Best damn sports show,
John
remember?
Sally, best damn sports show. He's wearing a crypto shirt. Obviously, that's the type of money you're going to take to get John Sally walking around this fucking place. But anyways, the Pittsburgh Penguins did not immediately decapitate that guy, so I do have a massive problem with it, to be honest.
That's what I didn't see it, but I assume like anytime anyone's even near the crease, everyone's yanking that dude out.
That was
chopping
problematic. It was concerning.
It was an attempted murder on our goalie.
him. So did it?
Guy
was there-
takes his stick, bang, right to the throat.
No,
of our
I don't
goalie.
know. I need to. I'll
That was
check it out
after
when I
he
get
already
back.
took a cheap
Did they
shot
actually
on
take?
him.
Did they actually fight though?
Nobody did anything.
It was,
Well,
it was the end of the game. Letang was the only one who saw it, and he got held back. The other guys weren't watching.
Yeah, nobody wants to mess with Martian. That's the bottom line.
really?
The
That's
other
not
thing
true.
is, Penguins don't have their
smack
goalies
that
back.
guy right in the mouth.
Penguins don't have their goalies back. End of the day.
Typically, what goes around comes around in the NHL, and I can guarantee that fucking Stoner saw that last night. He's like, oh, wait until they come to Vegas. I'm going to fucking knock Marchand's teeth out.
We ain't worried.
Listen, the Golden
Okay.
Knights stinking. They're softer
Yeah.
than a bag of milk.
No. Hotter than hell right now. Fuck
Tuukka
it.
Rask was also so sick of that scumbag Marchand, he just retired again.
Yeah, that's a hockey talk, dude. That guy quit on Boston again, dude.
Yeah, well, I mean, Tuukka, he wasn't playing goalie. He was letting everybody score who had the goddamn puck. So it was about time he hung him up. Thank you for everything, Tuukka. But
listen
good
to
career.
this guy.
Sorry.
Oh my
Yeah,
God!
there is no- my
absolutely.
loyalty is to the B, okay? And if he's not wearing it, sorry. It's not my fault
Yeah,
if
but
he's called it a career.
you were begging for him to come back just a year ago and a couple months ago. Now he stinks just like everything else in Boston.
Whoa!
Yeah, the only thing you guys got redeeming quality, I guess, is Mac Jones, Kyle Van Noy, and the fact that Bill Belichick luckily chose you guys.
Ernie Adams, Mark
That's the only reason.
Wahlberg.
He doesn't live in Boston anymore.
Legal seafood.
Mark Wahlberg, we're literally looking at his picture of his backyard. That's in fucking this city, dude.
Yeah,
he got
but-
the hell out of there as quickly as possible.
Clam chowder, huh? That's
Is
pretty
that the
good.
red or the white?
That's the white.
It's pretty good.
Delicious.
That's a really good. And the people. I mean, the people are
People,
awesome.
Bill Burr. Come on.
Yeah, you're right. All right.
He also, he
AJ's
also lives out here.
Well,
Yeah, he
but
does live in
He
LA.
goes back all the time. AJ's favorite comedian, Louis C.K. He's still
I've never even
around.
mentioned. I've
get
never
some
even mentioned
Twitter.
his name, but
Yeah, but he is your
Yeah,
favorite.
but who was that? You were mentioning a guy yesterday pretty heavily. You were like, "Oh, let me work it into my lexicon so I can get it."
Oh,
on the
yeah.
show. Let me work on my jaw here so I can get it out
Who is
smoothly.
this?
Your favorite
Richard
actor?
Gere.
Who?
Richard Gere.
Yeah.
Richard Gere.
Richard.
That's
what
what he
about
said.
him? Yeah, he's an American icon. What about it?
Well, AJ was telling me last night, too, the only thing he wants to do out here is get his picture with Kevin Spacey's wax figure at Madame Tussauds before he leaves.
All right, let's get some questions
That's
from
his
on Twitter
favorite
here.
actor.
We're obviously passing time here. A couple guests were scheduled. They didn't show up. Zachariah Greaves at Sith Dude 26. What's Sith mean?
Big Star Wars guy.
Yeah, evil.
Oh, like I'm your father?
Yeah, like Darth Vader, but the next step up.
You are the father. Sith Dude.
Sith
Right.
Okay, so this is big time Star Wars. Which one is this? Is this the early one, the before one, the callback one, the super duper one,
Could
the next
be any
one?
of them.
Could be all.
Oh, Siths are in everything.
Oh, yeah.
Is Sith a thing or a person or a group?
Person. It's like
One person?
It's like the person above Darth is a Sith.
Oh.
So Darth Vader's here. Sith dude.
Is Darth Harrison Ford?
Up here.
There's always two Sith.
So it's a father's father?
Father's father.
But I think there's two of them, so it's a great.
Master and apprentice. There's always two.
Okay, so this is one of them. We don't know if this is the master or the apprentice, but an asshole, right? This is an asshole? Evil?
Yeah.
Okay, so evil Zachary Greaves. There are plenty of wide receivers heading to free agency. Do you think Indy will snag one or two up? Definitely need a couple, especially if Big TY retires. Hashtag PMS in LA. Shout out to Sith Dude, man. I don't think you're an evil guy. I think that's a pretty good question. The wide receiver that you need to keep an eye on, and he got hurt, Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin, look for a lot of interest in him. As soon as he left, that Buccaneers team looked different, it sounded different, and operated differently. I don't know if that's because his leadership was missed in there, his production was missed in there, the offensive strategy and scheme with what you can do with him is missing in there. Another Penn State guy, shout out to LeVar Arrington, but look for him to be somebody that is highly sought after. I agree the Colts need more weapons, but that's every team in the NFL at this point.
I got a couple. Al Robinson's also up. Devontae potentially. Will Fuller.
I mean, Devontae's going to get paid more. If he hits the market, he's the number one guy, right? He'll set the market, obviously.
He's not going
but they don't have any. Colts have no first round picks, correct?
Well, until we send Carl over to Pittsburgh.
You can take Juju.
Okay.
You want Juju?
Juju's going to be in the market.
Okay.
He had the Chiefs, the Ravens, and the Steelers were interested in him,
Yep.
right?
And then recently said he wouldn't mind playing for the Cowboys.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, because that's big-time content creation down there. Big-time, a lot of eyes on primetime television for the Dallas Cowboys. Look for that to be a real thing as people continue to look for new destinations. And I know quarterbacks have made that, popular because, Tom leaves, Super Bowl. Peyton leaves, Super Bowl. Matthew Stafford leaves, Super Bowl. So, quarterbacks are definitely thinking that. But look for free agents saying, hey, there's a lot of money to be made off the field. I'll take a little bit of a smaller deal to get to a place that's on primetime television all the fucking time. Not everybody's going to be like that. I'm just saying look for that to potentially have a little bit of influence in the decisions made going forward.
Yeah, Michael Gallup from Dallas also on there, and Calvin Ridley from the Falcons still on his rookie contract. Looking for a trade. I don't even know if my mic's on, but okay. Hey, he's looking for a trade, so, there's a bunch of guys
You sound
out
like
there.
Foxy right now, dude.
Ridley will be, if
You sound like Foxy right now.
Okay, all right, well, I'll just mute this mic. I'll hang up. I'll play some rock, paper, scissors with people walking by. Maybe ask them a question or two. Okay, here we go.
It's bam, 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 shoot.
Boom. Yeah.
Ready?
Uh-huh.
Fuck. Paper. I just learned a lot
It's always
about
best
you.
out of three. It's always best out of three.
No, I threw a rock, he threw paper. We learned all we needed to know. Anyways, whenever we get back to some of the wide receivers out there, Godwin's going to be Devontae's going to get tagged, right? We all just assume he's going to get tagged. But how does he get tagged while them also having to do the salary cap gymnastics? I'm not 100% sure there.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to play out. And if he gets tagged, he doesn't have to sign it, right? Until a certain date, when he has to make the final decision. Either you sit out the first 8 or 10 weeks of the season. Remember,
I don't know. Or can you
people have
sign
done
it?
this before.
Can you sign it anytime?
Well, you don't have to sign. If you don't sign it, you can still work on a long-term extension, right? Or it's the other way around.
So here's the thing. So I was franchise tagged.
Okay.
Obviously. It's a nightmare because it is no long-term at all. It is 1 year. Now, it's a lot of money.
It's guaranteed money, though. That's the only time. It's guaranteed for that year,
Yeah,
right?
it's an average of the top 5 salaries without bonuses at your position. So kicker, punter, franchise tag, if you are thinking you're due up and you're pretty good at your position without bonuses involved, just salary, kind of get fucked business-wise. Kind of a little bit, but it's guaranteed money. I couldn't wait to sign that thing. How many millions am I getting?
Yeah.
To do what? Yes, give me that thing. This is guaranteed as soon as I sign this. Guaranteed no matter what happens, you're getting it. Sweet. I was actually in Niagara Falls with Nick Moraldo and his little brother AJ for his 19th birthday.
Hell yeah.
Whenever that whole thing happened. We had quite a time. And turns out the loonies and tonies weren't doing that well, so the dollar went a long way, especially when you were just come into a lot of dollars all of a sudden. Now, it wasn't in my bank bank account at that moment, but it was nice to have a little freeing. Hey, we can spend some money here. There's going to be a lot on the way. But in a lot of situations, guys hate it and they hold off as long as possible because they're trying to negotiate with another team to pick up a sign-in trade, I think. And then that trade, hoping it's in the window where you can renegotiate, then they can work a long-term deal because there's only a certain amount of time in which you're a franchise tag that you can negotiate a deal. I will let everybody know that there was, after I signed a franchise tag, there was no re-ups to see if we wanted to do another deal. I didn't even hear from the guy until the next March or whatever. But that is what I think guys wait for, to see if they can get a long-term deal done still, or if they can find another partner that is willing to take that guaranteed money and make a trade for it and renegotiate the entire thing. I believe that is how it all works out.
Man, and that's crazy at the quarterback position, though. Like, so much of your career depends, or at the receiver position, so much of it depends on who your quarterback is. So if you're Devontae, if you're any of these guys, when you're thinking about going somewhere in free agency, they better have a quarterback that can get you the ball, or you're going to go there and disappear, even no matter how good you are.
That's what LeVar Arrington was talking about earlier. LeVar Arrington was talking about how you got to go to a continuity, a place that's comfortable. Longevity is a big
Good
deal.
scheme.
What if they like you as a person? There's so much that goes into having success or not, but it feels like the dudes always debunk that and they figure it out.
And speaking of Godwin and quarterbacks, we were actually bullshitting yesterday. Who's going to be the fucking quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
So there was a Jameis Winston back to Tampa movement happening. But everybody immediately, I started getting texts and tweets. I assume AJ does as well. Anytime a quarterback position opens up, oh, you know who's going?
Aaron
Rodgers.
Oh. It is beautiful.
Aaron
Dahn.
Rodgers going to got a lot of weapons. It's beautiful down there.
Relax. You had a lot of weapons. I don't know if they still do. Did they kick the can down the road? Isn't that can coming up on them?
Everybody is an unrestricted or a restricted free agent down there.
So Gronk won't be there. Probably.
Godwin.
AB. Who
Fournette.
knows?
AB might be there.
Fournette's gone.
I don't think so.
Fournette.
Fournette.
I think O.J. Howard. No, is he still there?
O.J. Howard.
Cam Brate might be there. They have a lot of things.
Think of like Tristan Wirfs. His rookie year they win the Super Bowl. Same with Winfield, and both on the defense as a secondary. Now, how different is their career coming in with Tom Brady's first year there? We win the Super Bowl, and now who knows what the future holds?
Who was there for a long time on the defensive side? We talked to
Devin White.
Levante David.
Levante David been there a long time, and he was like, "Here's a lot of dark days." And then when Tom got here, it was like, "All right, here we go." It's like Tampa knows. I think Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans know. I think everybody down there understands. We might be heading right back into Suckville. We might be heading back into Suckville with the salary cap gymnastics that they were able to pull off to sign people to one-year deals, but kick the can down the road. So when we talk about kicking the can down the road, we'll deal with that another day. Which, by the way, people do in their life. And a lot of NFL cap gurus do that with their contracts. Just kick it down, we'll get there. It comes to a point whenever they retire or the people will leave the team, right? That's when it all kind of crashes on you, when you either have to cut them, you don't want them on the team anymore, or they want to leave. That's when it all kind of catches up to you, right? And that's what we're potentially seeing with Tampa Bay and also the Saints, I guess. They're having experienced the same problem for the years and years that they did that, and then people left, I guess. I don't know. That whole salary cap gymnastics thing, who can make wiggle room in the salary cap when other people can't? I mean, it's a real talent, but I guess Judgment Day will get you one. Judgment Day will get you at some point.
Well, and they'll take that trade-off, too. You look at the Bucs have won the same amount of Super Bowls as the Packers have in the last, 30 years, and the Packers have had 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks, and the Bucs go from Jameis to, before that, Brad Johnson, like not guys who are, all-time greats, but who are serviceable. Like, I think they're okay with that. It's like, hey, yeah, we won with Tom. We did what we were trying to do. And, now we might suck for the next 5 to 6 years.
If you win a Super Bowl, nothing else matters.
Exactly.
That's like the Matthew Stafford trade. Them trading for Matthew Stafford and people saying that the Detroit Lions won that. The Detroit Lions win this trade. They pick up $7,000 million in cap from Jared Goff, a couple first-round picks, which will definitely be a home run. I mean, not that they haven't got. I mean, Penne. How was Penne?
He was good.
He was actually pretty good.
Yeah, he was good.
So they've already hit. But the Lions don't have a history of just hitting on every single draft pick, or they wouldn't be the Detroit Lions.
Right.
So all these picks are good, and we are a big time. Fuck those picks.
I
am personally. If I was to run a team, we need a cap guru, and we are bringing in OGs. We are going to a warm city, maybe a tax favorable city, warm city, and we're going to have a cap guru, just like what Tampa did. That's why I'm pumped that Tampa had success. Now, the tax thing isn't really working out here, but I like that LA is having success doing this. I think this is how you go about building a squad, because you have no clue if any of these young... Aiden, I mean, he's going to be good, right?
Yeah. After that get-off we saw against you.
His
I
hands.
mean-
We saw his hands. You didn't even touch them. No
did-
part of your hand even touched his
I
body.
did touch him.
It was a screen, AJ.
All right, we got to get to a break. Kurt Warner's joining us on the other side. He's made time.
Hell
That's
yeah.
amazing
Yeah.
news. That's amazing news. Can't wait to chat with him. His movie is getting rave
Oh,
reviews.
yeah.
Obviously, his Cardinals are under a lot of scrutiny right now.
Lot.
What does he think about Matthew Stafford and old Joey Burrow? Probably sees a lot of himself in Joey Burrow.
Yeah.
He won't say it, but I guess we will. That competitive drive coming in there, making plays, overlooked for a lot of his career. Now, granted, Joey Burrow, number 1 overall pick. Kurt Warner, not so much, but earlier in that whole thing, there's a situation. Can't wait to chat with Kurt Warner, Super Bowl champion, NFL legend, Hall of Famer, and a guy who had a movie made about his life that everybody loved. That never happens.
Nope.
Can't wait to chat with him in 4 minutes. We'll see you then. Use hashtag PMS in LA to send in your questions. We'll ask more or answer more of those in a bit. Cheers. Is football the greatest sport on earth? And do you think football is the greatest sport on earth? And why do you like football?
That's a really deep question there, Pat.
I know. I think I'd get a good answer out of you, though. Like, I think you'd be able to talk about it in a way that I think a lot of people haven't, because you've been at the pinnacle of it for so damn long and inside of it, and your brain is a pretty fantastic one. We've learned here over the last few weeks, obviously. Last few weeks, that's it. That's all the time we've learned that.
I think it's the greatest sport in the world for one main reason. It is a true team sport where it is damn near impossible for one person to dominate an entire game. And if you look at other team sports, basketball with 5 guys on the court, I think you've seen multiple players over the years. Maybe one player, maybe 1 or 2 players on a squad be able to dominate and win championships. Baseball, you can have a dominant pitcher and win championships. Soccer, you can have a dominant forward and or goalie. That seems to be a little more of a team sport, but you don't have 11 players engaged at the same time on every play. It is truly a sport reliant on every player on the field to do their job in order to be successful. And I think that's why at times, you know, certain star players can get maybe too much credit and maybe too much blame on the flip side, because it does take so many players at the same time in 3 phases to win football games. And I think that's the beauty and the draw of our sport, is that something new happens all the time, because you are literally dealing with 11 humans on the field at one time who all have lives outside of football, and there's distractions, there's a reliance on coaching, there's a reliance on preparation, there's a reliance on diet and performance. I just think there's so many facets to it that you see something new every single week, and I think that's the beauty in our game. When it comes to the love that I have for it, it's rooted, and I think like any player who's played for a long time, the love is not just about our sport, it's about competition. And I think there's nothing in the world for me that fills that need and that hole I have like competition. I think players who played for a long time at a high level, you have that need to be satiated competitively, and it's a love of going out there and going against guys and being in an environment where you know that nothing is guaranteed. And that's why I, at times, I've taken umbrage to people saying that it's easy, because it's not easy. It's never easy. And I think that's the beauty in our game, is that you see things new every single week. It's never easy. And your only thing you're guaranteed is the ability to compete. I love that aspect of it. I love competing. I love going out there and harnessing the fear of failure, where I think so many people who maybe don't love football as much, the root of that is a deep fear of failure, that you might go out there and your best might not be good enough, and that's not okay with you.
Welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show here live from Radio Row in Los Angeles, the convention center, which is sponsored by Crypto.com, just like everything else in this city. We're on the FanDuel stage, and we're having a great time being joined now by a Hall of Famer, an icon, a legend, and anytime your story is made into a movie and it's incredibly well received, that has to be a great thing to put underneath the belt. Ladies and gentlemen, Kurt Warner.
What's going on, guys? How we doing?
Kurt, first of all, you look so cool.
Oh, well, thank you. I didn't have any sleeveless T-shirts to wear.
No.
So I had to throw this on.
No.
How many do you own? Like, is that one of those things like you see in the movies where one guy goes in, he's got all his black suits? Do you just have all these?
Yeah, 50 to 60 of
50 to 60 of them.
Same exact
just
ones.
hung up. You just pull it out every day. Okay, I like it.
Well,
I like
the
it.
issue
you
is
got to have your thing.
Well, yeah, me and Steve Jobs, we decided we didn't want to waste energy in the morning picking out our costumes every
Nice.
single day. So
Nice.
I have 50 to 60 of these.
Good call.
And the way I pick which ones I want and which ones, how much cat hair is on each one. I got dogs and cats. You wash them, they're black. It's going to happen, though. You look incredibly cool. We were hoping maybe the silver jacket, which was quite a buzz. How did that become a thing? And where is that thing right now? It should be in Canton.
Isn't that the most amazing thing is that you get into the football world and you think, okay, and have people watching you to hear your analysis and the amount of time that they talk about what you wear, so for that game, I live in Arizona, so I don't have any cold weather gear. So every year I got to go buy a new coat just to do a TV game. And so my wife was just on, hey, you like this one? I'm like, oh, yeah, I like the silver one. Let's do it. Because you always got to make a statement when you're on TV. But it took on a life of its own, obviously, and we had a lot of fun with it. But it worked out well with the promotion of the movie and people talking about it. And you got to be able to laugh at yourself sometimes,
Hey, it was great marketing.
Exactly.
You didn't do it on purpose, clearly, it sounds like, but in the end, great marketing. That jacket was talked about by everybody and then immediately followed, his movie also out or coming out at the exact time.
Exactly.
And we have chatted about this on the show. We thought there was no chance this movie had any chance. No, listen, Kurt,
Well, I appreciate that.
Kurt,
Thank you.
Kurt, not your fault. Not your fault.
Yeah.
You've seen the... I don't want to say like the bullshit corny, like the practice, the football's terrible, the storyline. They tried to take your very good story and Hollywood it and turn it into this whole thing. The conversation around that movie has been the complete opposite. And I want to let you know from all of us, very impressed by that.
Thank you.
Nice job, Kurt.
Thank you. And trust me, that was my concern as well. Especially being a man of faith. A lot of people have seen the Christian movies that are kind of corny on top of that, and then you get the football and you go like, okay, we're going to take this actor and try to make him into a Hall of Fame quarterback. That's not going to work. And so there's all these things that you worry about in making the movie, and you just say, man, we just don't want to lose anybody with those different pieces. And I think there is an unbelievable balance in the movie, but more importantly, as you said, it's a true story.
Yeah.
And it's not just my story, it's my wife's story, it's my son's story who was injured when he was 4 months old, and how all of the underdogs kind of connect in our family. And that to me is where the power in this movie is that you can go as a football fan and you get some great football stuff. But you can go as a mother or a father or in a relationship and you can gain so much more and so much more depth from this movie. And that's why I believe everybody that's gone and seen it has had a positive review. I've seen one negative with all social media.
You'll see it though.
No, but I've had one negative comment, and that was somebody that just wanted the story to be a little different. Like your brother wasn't in it enough, and stuff like that. Like, okay, I'm sorry, we couldn't tell everything.
15-hour.
Yeah, exactly.
Breakdown.
So we are extremely happy, and we know that it's impacted people, which is exactly the movie we wanted to make. And so I look forward to hearing from all you guys when you get a chance to see it.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it next week. The wife actually already downloaded it for the computer for our flight over to an island I'm going to go disappear on after the season. But the crossover, looking for that crossover from sports into the mainstream whenever you're talking about, even if you're not a football fan, you'll be able to love the entire story. It's amazing. We talked to Marshall Faulk yesterday.
Okay.
And we got him early, and he was here for San Diego State, the new Snapdragon Stadium. And we asked about you, obviously, and
I love that dude.
I was about to say, I don't know if you got a chance to watch it, and I hope somebody around you clips it and shows it. The way he responded and the way he lit up talking about you was amazing. And I think AJ and I both.
He said you're the best human he knows. I think he said that multiple times.
It was awesome, but it was genuine. It was his natural reaction too. Yeah. And thinking about your underdog story and going into the locker room and the way you break down and analyze games, I feel like being a good teammate was like a massive part of your entire thing, right? And do you think that's changing at all in the modern era?
But don't you think that has to be a part of it, and especially when you're a quarterback? And the thing that you realize is leadership can look a lot of different ways. There's not just one cookie-cutter way to lead. but I always felt like no matter how you did it, you have to be authentic in it. People have to believe that what you're selling is true to who you are. And that's kind of how I always live my life. You know, even when I'm an analyst, you're going to get the honest truth. If you don't like it, or if it's my team and, you know, or you're a player and you're like, oh, I'm just telling you what I honestly believe and what I honestly feel. And that's the same way that I tried to live my life, is I'm just going to be me, and I'm just going to be real in the way that I'm real. I think the way that you're real on this show, why it has such the effect is because when somebody sees you off the set, when somebody sees you in a different place, out of the huddle, they go, oh, that guy's not any different. He's the exact same guy, just in a different, you know, in a different role. And so that to me was always key, is getting people to go, all right, we want to know who you are. I want to know what you're about, and then lead us that way. And you know, again, it's probably different than other guys have led. And but for me, it was about connecting with those different guys and saying, hey, you'll get this every time with me, whether we're on the field or off the field, whether it's with my wife or it's with my teammates, you're going to get the same guy.
And you can say you got one of these. In case you do got one of those. Go ahead, AJ.
Did anything change after, you know, the underdog story? It's unbelievable. You come in, boom, you win a Super Bowl. Did any of your preparation change? Did you ever find yourself strained from, like, okay, how do I still have a chip on my shoulder? How do I still play this underdog role when you were thrust into the limelight and you dominated and were so good?
You know, the funny thing is that I was not the chip guy. Like, even though, you know, all the things
you were always
against
fighting,
me
grinding,
and yeah. You know, the bottom line for me was
you had no spite in you?
No. I mean,
I'm a big spite guy.
Well, because here was the thing is, I think you always have to be realistic about your own situation. Like, I could have been mad at everybody, like, why didn't you see I was so talented? Why didn't you think I was so good? I understood. I sat on the bench for 4 years in college, you know, and then I got a little chance here, and then I get cut, and I'm playing arena, and it's like, why did I think people were going to come to the grocery store and go, dude, you need a chance? Or, you know, playing arena football and go, oh, you just happen to be the one guy we'll pluck and play in the NFL. So I understood what my story was. So I wasn't mad at anybody. Granted, I wanted that out. Like, somebody give me a chance, and I'll show you. But it was never like, I'm mad at you because you didn't, or my college coach because I sat on the bench for 4 years. I understood there were things I needed to learn and things I needed to get better at so I could be the player I was when I finally made it. So I was never the guy that was always looking for a chip. Bottom line for me is I love to play the game. I love to compete, and I wanted to be great. And that to me was enough. Whatever you think, you can think. I just want to be great in this moment when I have a ball in my hands, and that was enough motivation for me.
Last question before we let you go, and we know you're very busy, and we appreciate you stopping by. I mean, you're Kurt Warner.
I don't know what that means, but thanks for having me on.
Or you're Kurt. You have a movie about you, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, you need
champion.
to look in the mirror. I know you don't got any spite for anybody, but there's a lot of people that were wrong. There's a lot of people that were wrong, and you become an absolute monster. What do you think about Joey Burrow? I feel like he's an old school guy. Do you get the same feeling? Is that how quarterbacks kind of view him?
I do. It's so funny that, you know, I had a chance to interview him this week, and like, he's so low key. Like, you know, we have this perception because he's got the, you know, the silver puffy jacket like me, and he wears the glasses, and he's got the bling. And so you kind of expect when you sit down with him, like, man, here's going to be this guy that just – and he's just like, hey, it's cool. I'm here, you know, like, I'm excited. I knew I would be good. And so I love the idea that, you know, what we're making into a big deal, he doesn't see as a big deal. He's just like, I just play ball, and I'm good at playing ball, and I'm confident in myself. But there's not an air about him at all, and I love that part of it, that he is extremely confident. You know, very much like me. I was stocking shelves in a grocery store, and I'm like, I can do. I can play.
I can throw darts.
You know, I'm not going to run around and you know, here, point at me, look at me. But you have that inner confidence, and that's what I love about Joe, is that I also think a little of the adversity. He was a guy that sat on the bench in college, had to transfer from one school to another. You know, the injury that he's been through some adversity, and so I don't think these moments overwhelm him, because you realize, oh, I've been through some life before, and this is just a football game at the end of the day. But he's been so great in the big moments, and we just need more guys at that position that play great in the moment. And, you know, him and Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes now, I mean, get excited about what we're going to see for the next decade, especially on the AFC side of things.
Hey, what's going on with Kyler over there in Arizona? Hey, listen, we don't dive into it, but
I don't know.
hey,
You guys know more about that social media stuff.
No. You know what it
that
means
stuff
whenever you
is.
delete somebody out of your life. I mean, you don't have to know social media to know that. You're here with TiVo. Streaming your favorite show, the hottest movies, or live sports can be confusing. If you don't remember what app it's on, TiVo can help solve your streaming dilemma with their easy-to-use TiVo Stream 4K. How long have you been with TiVo? TiVo has been in game.
They've been in the game for a long time. A lot of people have forgotten about them, but you guys know, it's all about the streaming. Is like you got all these crazy platforms now. My wife is the streamer. I don't know if Samantha's. I don't know who the streamer is, but she's always watching the TVs and the movies.
Yeah.
Hey, we got to watch this, and then she goes to try to find it, and she's like, "Dang it, I don't remember what it's on." So TiVo created this Stream 4K, one device, plug it into the back of your TV. It houses all the platforms. So now you can just go to your search. Hey, I want to watch a football movie. I'm going to watch American Underdog. It will pull it up from whatever streaming service it's on. You don't have to worry about it. It's easy.
Yeah.
So it will connect them all together, and obviously it's smart like everything else. So if you like football movies, it's going to give you the suggestions from all those different platforms. So it's a one-stop shop for all of your streaming. You just plug it in, you rock and roll, you go to TiVo.com, Amazon, $29.99, one time, easy. I just made life easier for everybody.
Wow.
He's such a pro.
Let's go.
There you go.
Let's go. True underdog story. TiVo, everybody thought it was going to be out because DVR was
That's
streaming.
right.
And TiVo said, nah, don't worry about it. We're actually just going to become the library of everybody's shit.
We are coming back, baby.
Genius.
That's it. That's what underdogs do, right? You think they're out.
Look at this.
They're right back in.
Hey, that Joey Burrow going through adversity. That was a house built on, a solid foundation, not sand. Feels like that's what adversity brings you, that type of stuff. We can't thank you enough. Ladies and gentlemen, NFL Hall of Famer, Super Bowl champion, Kurt Warner. Thank you, Kurt.
Yeah, Kurt. Keep doing what you guys are doing. You guys are great.
Hey, you're the best, dude. TiVo crushes it.
Thank you, Kurt. A pleasure, Kurt.
Enjoy the movie.
Hey, yeah, I'm going to watch next week. I'm going to go search into TiVo. I'm going to say Silver Jacket Guy. That's fucked up.
And they'll know, too, though.
Yeah, they'll know.
TiVo will have that.
TiVo, no, that's Kurt Warner.
Yeah, Kurt, okay, American Underdog.
Zito dropped in my ear in the middle of one of his answers, and he said Samantha, my wife's name. And did he say? He said my wife's name, I think, right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Samantha.
Zito was in my ear at the time saying actually, he asked me out 7 minutes ago. That's his manager standing right there, actually. So as he was talking to me and speaking about my wife, which is very nice of him, by the way. Shout out to Sam, by the way. I didn't even give a chance to give it proper because I was trying to balance whether or not that guy was actually pissed that he was 6 minutes past the time and what Zito was saying with the whole thing. But, hey, that's what you got to balance whenever you got Kurt Warner on the damn stage.
That's right. That's Radio Row, baby.
Hey, I love Kurt.
He's the man.
Awesome.
Great beer.
TiVo sounds. He sold me on TiVo again.
Yeah, I remember you were mocking it a little bit.
I don't know if I was doing that.
Yeah,
you were.
You
said earlier.
I was definitely questioning where they were at, and it looks like they've become back bigger and better.
Yeah, because you were like, hey, we don't need Best Buy anymore, dude. We just get this thing online. Like, TiVo was the first DVR.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
TiVo was the first
you say,
DVR.
I'm going to TiVo it. That's what what was that, 20 years
That's
ago?
how it started.
Yeah, and then everybody came in, and TiVo dodged, ducked, dipped, dived, and dodged their way through the streaming world and said, okay, everybody can do what we can do. Well, how about this? We'll do what everybody does. We just have you all in one spot. Do I have to sign into every single one when I get in there?
Probably.
That's the tough thing.
Or does it give me a login?
That'd be nice.
Well, or if you have like the same email for each stream service, maybe your email just kind of accesses all of them.
So what is the difference between that and a smart TV?
TiVo.
TiVo.
T-I, capital V-O.
Okay, no, but does it do
No,
it?
it's you can search for a movie, and if it's available on any of the streaming services, it'll show you it, and then you just go right to...
So instead of having to scan through all of the apps,
Bingo.
you actually just, because what you do is normally search it, like my wife watches the morning shows around the Nash, and she'll hear an interview, and she'll go, oh, there's a new movie that blah, blah, blah is pitching, and then she's like, it's on HBO Max, and we go to HBO, it is not on HBO Max.
Right.
Oh, it must be on Netflix, and before you get too long, you're already in 3 different things, and you just have to Google where the fuck is it. TiVo says, take that all out, we got it right here. You were still going to have to log into all these individually, though.
Yes.
That's a bummer. They need to figure that one out.
They'll figure it out.
It's a lot easier when they put the QR code on the screen. You scan that.
Hulu's a big scanner
That's
there.
awesome.
But then if you change your passwords, which you should do, you have to redo the entire thing. It's a real interesting... Well, how come everything can't just read my eyeballs in my face and just let me in?
Yeah, Face
That's a
ID
good
is a
question.
game changer.
Soon
and you're
enough.
forgetting passwords. I forget my password damn near every day, and I got to go through that entire process. It's the worst.
I accidentally clicked the link one time.
Oh
no.
For what?
What you laugh so
I just
hard?
laughed because I would love to watch you, how upset you would be after it happened.
Oh, they got me.
You freaked out.
Yeah, it was a great message. And it came from an account that would send me that type of message. That I knew them, but I didn't really know them. And I thought they were literally like trying to, and I hadn't heard from the person. And I'm like, all right. And as soon as I got in, I go, oh, no. No. Scrub it. Scrub it. I got out of here. Get me out of here. Change all my passwords. I had to change every password I had for everything because I didn't know how far they got in there. I never felt dumber
Well,
in
that's
my
nice,
life.
though, because then you had the same password for everything.
No. See, I don't do that. I
You
know
don't
you're
want
an armbar guy or whatever, but armbar 1, 2, 3.
It wasn't.
What is armbar?
Diggs gave us his password live on air one time.
Yeah.
Because we're like, Diggs, hey, what's the login? What's your password? Armbar 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
And it just stopped the entire conversation.
Did you wrestle in high school?
No.
He got into jiu-jitsu one time.
I took a few jiu-jitsu classes when
You and Joe Rogan, he got you into it?
Oh, jeez.
Of course. Rogan got a lot of people
No,
into
it
jiu-jitsu.
was when the UFC battle thing was big.
That was supposed to be talk back to Zito. Sorry about that. I was asked a question, and we have a talk back. Things change.
Hey.
And I forgot to hit that. LeGarrette Blunt, we would like on show.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Whatever, dude. Whatever. Yeah, whatever's good.
You sound like me and Ty with that dog back button.
Yeah, it's kind of coming and going. You guys are live. I don't know. How's the stream, Bill? Is everybody hearing a bunch of pinging and panging? Yeah, still stinks, I guess. What happened overnight? We were great yesterday.
I have no idea. Maybe the late show. Because if Morenzi was on
No,
here,
he's not on here.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, because it probably got wild.
He actually said he's the only show that's not on here. They stuck him back there.
Yeah, he's actually in the pit. I've seen him the first night. He's actually been here the most days, and they have him the furthest away from this entire thing. Steve Smith Sr. walking by again, looking unbelievable. And a baby Steve!
And a baby Steve!
And a baby Steve! And a baby Steve! And a baby Steve!
Yeah, Steve!
And a baby Steve!
Yeah.
And a baby!
Go Utah!
All right, State. Utes.
Go Utes!
Go Utes! All right, we got to move on. Where'd he go? Utah?
Yeah,
Utah.
He's intimidating.
To who?
To me, for sure.
Yeah, he does have that aura like, hey,
Yeah.
none of the fuckery today.
Yeah, that's.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
None of the fuckery.
I'll smack you in the mouth. It kind of seems like he's always thinking.
Well, you've seen him do that.
Well,
you've
true.
seen him play a
Absolutely.
game. That dude's
To leave.
ruthless at all times.
Well, how about like you guys all thinking it's cold in here? It's warm in here, right?
No, now it's
Oh,
great.
yeah.
Today
Today's
it is.
great.
It is wonderful.
It has
I
changed.
thought so. You guys getting a little bit
I'm
nervous.
glad
Go ahead.
the person who runs the thermometer in here listens to the show.
I'm a thermostat, not a thermometer. I set
you
the
go.
temp. I don't tell it, dude. All right, let's go some Twitter questions, shall we? As we buy time here, Chuck Pagano is going to be joining us in the next hour.
Hey,
Here we go.
As is Seth Rollins. The clock went out again. Can we get the sleep thing to turn off?
Yeah, we just got to hit the space bar.
Had a baby Jamal. What up, dude? I see you're doing something down there with Sleep Number. We are live. Jamal Ligon, trainer. He's trained a lot of guys. Diggses, the Beckhams.
Really?
Yeah, out here in LA. I've seen him for a long time. Guy's great on a street bike, too. Good to see you, man. Happy you're succeeding, bro. I appreciate you, man. So let's go to a question from Twitter. Hashtag PMS in LA. It's really starting to fill up over
Oh
here.
yeah, it really is.
Yes, it
Packed.
is.
I mean, it is starting to. I don't want to
5 times as many people.
this way. I mean, I'm almost like starstruck trying to figure out who the fuck everybody is. But I mean, it is at a capacity crowd here at Radio Row. This guy's panicking, supposed to be somewhere. What do you got going on? Nobody knows. This is what Radio Row looks like. So all these little tables down here are different radio stations or networks that cover the NFL all year from all over the country. So you'll see people from Dallas, Chicago, Wisconsin, tiny and big cities alike. If you cover the NFL says, hey, you got a space in Radio Row kind of as a gift. Now, obviously, FanDuel, one of the official partners of the NFL, was given space here, and we're on their stage, and everybody in that area that we just showed there is forced to look up at us. And it is not necessarily a redeeming quality for us. Everybody also has to walk by us as they come into this place because the entrance is right behind Ty in them. So those people walking in right there, you see them going in there, they're great people, fantastic people. They did not expect to be on TV. They just looked right up. Welcome to Radio Row. They have to walk right through here right down past Old Spice and FanDuel. Then they go right into that door right there. So then they have to literally walk through to come in or to exit. They have to walk by the loud, obnoxious, yelling dudes on the biggest stage in here. I assume everybody's going to hate us by the end, but it is fantastic to be here.
Great to be here. Thank you, Radio Row.
We don't know what happened with the tech and why it sounds terrible today. Hopefully we'll be able to get that fixed by tomorrow. But let's go to a question on Twitter. Hashtag PMSNLA. Brandon Lambert. Old BT Lambo, this guy.
hell yeah.
Why are more people talking about Gardner Minshew and where he goes next season? Is there a better fit to be a Yinzer and take the reins in Pittsburgh? Hashtag PMS in LA. Remember Gardner Minshew at one point. Leaves Jacksonville, goes to Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts gets COVID. Gardner Minshew has to go in and play. And guess what? Gardner balls.
Oh, yeah.
Gardner Minshew and Flint Minshew actually had a full dap-up session after the game in the parking lot. Fuck, we did it.
Yeah.
We knew it, dude.
Beat the hell out of each other.
They punched each other in the chest.
Yeah.
There's a couple walk-back celebrations, hands on hips. We did it, Gardner said. They thought we were dead. How's it going, boys? They thought we were dead. They thought Minshew Mania died in Duval County whenever Trevor Lawrence was the number 1 overall pick and Urban Meyer was kicking kickers and kicking Gardner Minshew out of town.
Yep.
Gardner goes into Coach Sirianni's office and says, hey, what's it going to take for me to become a starter? I'm a fucking hell of a ball player. And Coach Sirianni told him,
Transform into Jalen Hurts, then maybe. Get the fuck out of my office.
Kind of a tough situation for Gardner Minshew. Number 1 overall pick in Jacksonville is going to be the starter. Then you go to a second-round pick, third round.
Jalen was second.
Second-round draft pick, Jalen Hurts, while he's starting to blossom with Coach Sirianni. He wants to be a starter. He wants to be a guy. Will he be somebody that's on the move? Will he get a chance to start again? Maybe in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Gardner Minshew and Flint Minshew. Minshew Mania comes into Yinzertown and says, listen, just like I did in Duval, we'll be wearing jorts, we'll be wearing bandanas, the mullet will be flowing, we're making content, and we're winning football games over here in Pittsburgh.
I love Gardner. Great guy. Seems like a great guy. Great personality. This is not a Mickey Mouse franchise where we are just trying to win 9, 8, 10 games a year. We're trying to go get Super Bowls. And let me ask you a question. Is Gardner Minshew a guy who's going to win you a Super Bowl?
Maybe.
Might be.
He might. How do you know?
Yeah.
Kurt Warner won a Super Bowl.
He was stocking shelves with toilet paper.
That's right. Was Kurt Warner getting beat out by Mike Lennon in Jacksonville?
Kurt Warner didn't even have a chance to get beat out.
They were trying to lose.
Was he getting beat out by Jalen Hurts?
He was getting beat out by the guy that was bagging groceries overnight. What do you mean? He didn't have a chance to play football.
Well, do you see how big Kurt is?
Jalen went to the playoffs.
Tony, you were clamoring for Mariota the other day. We'll take Minshew for a year or two.
What's the big difference? Like 6 inches, you're saying?
Big difference between those two.
Why wouldn't you bring him in for a year, though? Bring him in for at least a year.
Pedigree.
What do you mean?
Pedigree. Mariota was a Heisman favorite, okay?
And Gardner was, too. He threw for 15,000 yards in college.
We did that. So did Duck. I love Duck. But he also threw for that many yards.
So who do you want? Who's your quarterback?
You think Gardner Minshew is like Duck Hodges, you think? That's pretty similar?
I want Stroud.
He still has another year.
Yeah, there's going to be a tough year.
So bring in Gap year? Bring in Gardner for 1 year then. Sign him for a year.
We need the Cam Newton Patriots year, okay?
Now what you need
and
is
Gardner can be that guy.
Sure. For the year, sure.
What you need is Stephen Ross offering up $100,000 for every loss to Mike Tomlin. Is that what you're saying? You want to lose for a year? What about the integrity of the goddamn game,
I didn't say we wanted to lose. I'm just saying I want Stroud.
Who is Stroud?
CJ Stroud.
He still has another year. Yeah. He still has another year at Ohio State. At least another year.
He's the guy, though.
But what
so
if
you guys
Stroud
need to go earn one?
Yeah,
you guys need to go earn one. You're thinking?
No. We'll move up.
Oh, trade up.
Oh.
We'll trade Minshew.
So you think maybe Tomlin says, just like we did with, once again, no offense, Duck Hodges, a quarterback.
Right.
Just like we did with Ben Roethlisberger not being able to throw more than 4 yards down the field. Just like we've done years and years in a row here. We will continue to get by without a quarterback. But if we do so happen to land in a favorable position next year, we're going to go get a guy named C.J. Stroud. That's what you're saying?
Yep.
There's no way the Steelers do that.
No way.
Because Kevin Colbert, this is the last draft class. You think he's just going to be like, yeah, you know what, let's stink this year. The next GM, whoever comes in here, maybe Morocco Brown out of the Colts personnel department, maybe Lewis Riddick out of the Monday Night Football booth, maybe somebody from within. You think Kevin Colbert's going to go out on his final hoorah? He took the tractor another round. Another round. And this is the last round of the tractor being taken around, and this is going to be a time where he's going to have to hit a home run.
Look, Pat, I haven't been in this position 18 years. I don't know how to feel. I don't know what to do. Ozzie Newsome had his similar another round draft, and he traded up to get Lamar Jackson. Look what that did for that franchise.
They didn't have a gap year. Like, they can't just take a year off.
What do you want to do? Just have them lose 17
They
games?
did have a gap
Who
here.
is this guy?
What's going on
Steelers
here?
are like the Patriots. They're
I
not
think
going
you
to
guys
be
are
that bad.
misunderstanding what I'm saying.
No, we heard loud and clear.
Yeah.
He said you want the team to stink so you can get C.J. Stroud.
4-13.
It's not what I said.
You don't plan for the future by just
I said
just
a Patriots
mailing
year.
it in for 1 year.
I said a Patriots year. They didn't mail it in.
They
They
stunk.
drafted
They're bad.
Mac
Yeah,
Jones.
but they tried.
You mean with the Cam Newton?
Yeah, but going
Yeah.
7-10 isn't going to get you CJ
They weren't
Stroud.
7.
Just real quick.
7-9.
Just real
They
quick.
might.
Marchand is trying to decapitate goalies
Okay.
in Pittsburgh. Nothing's happening. Okay, he's punching people in the face. Nothing's happening. Now we got Taryn Diggs saying we want the Steelers to go 0-17.
That's not what I
What
said.
is going on in Pittsburgh right now?
That's not what I said. I
Josh
said
Allen.
I just want another 18-year quarterback, and Gardner's not that guy.
Those are pretty easy to come by, huh? Those 18-year guys. That
You tell us at the Packers,
first
huh?
ballot Hall of Famer.
You tell us at the Packers.
Yeah, you're
Patriots.
very right. Yeah, I
Where
came
did
in,
I say
played
it
with Brett
was
Favre and
easy?
Aaron. It's not easy, but how do you know if you have that guy?
I know that it's not the guy that we're talking about.
I feel like Gardner is a great option for the Pittsburgh. Right
Bring
now.
Gardner to the Colts. How about
Why
it?
not give him
There
a
you
chance?
Gardner's going to go to the Saints because they can only pay pennies, and he's probably the cheapest, most serviceable quarterback out there.
100% true. I mean, that is probably a factual statement, but I also believe that a 7th-round draft pick for is going to be the quarterback for the Saints. Person that they have to pay a $30,000 signing bonus to. They only have to pay $400,000 to the rest of the year.
True.
We need you to in this position because we are $71 million over the cap. When the cap is the highest it's ever been at $205 million, that is up like 30% from what it was last year. So if it didn't raise as much as it did, they're potentially $100 million over the salary cap, which would be double of what the salary cap almost used to be. I mean, they're in a terrible position. They're going to have to make decisions. I'll take Gardner Minshew if he wants to check out of runs and throws.
Yeah.
And throw picks. I'll do that for sure. Give me Jonathan Taylor all day. I don't care if this game lasts an hour and a half. Let's run the ball every goddamn down. And I think Gardner Minshew is smart enough to do that up there in Leach's program.
He loves ball.
Yeah,
He
got
does play somewhere.
Flint will let him know. Flint came in that bomber leather jacket, his dad, and said, hey, look, you still fucking go. We'll get you on a good team.
Is he from Pittsburgh?
No.
Should be. Sounds like it. I mean, Pat.
I wasn't doing an impression of him. I was doing what I would say if I was his dad, Flint, in a bomber jacket and a leather jacket after Gardner Minshew comes in for Jalen Hurts after beating COVID and wins the game.
Bingo. You're out on Kenny Pickett?
He's got tiny hands.
Oh, I knew you.
Hour 3's on the other side.
Headlines.
See you in 6 minutes with Seth freaking Rollins, dude.
What?
Yeah. So today, flying down to Nashville, doing a podcast with The Boy. Hey, then obviously got SmackDown tonight. I'll probably talk some shit to the crowd. Then we'll fly back home, watch Divisional Round weekend. Let's have a day. Thank you to Bloomberg for the article. It was really nice spending 50 minutes with that guy.
Is that all?
I mean, I expected a little bit more out of that article, but listen, these macaques are fucking incredibly intelligent, and they are ruthless individuals.
She'd be your mama.
Yakai had a crew for her coup to get to the top. Ain't nobody gonna come topple her after what they saw her just do. She just took out her fucking mom, dude.
Someone from the nature reserve saying, hey, look, we're going to have to go fucking put a bullet in you Kai's head. We can't have these monkeys going ASAP.
Yakai.
Can you imagine if the other macaques get wind of this? There might be 2,000 macaques heading to this nature reserve.
Here we go! And this sports show shall begin right now. Yeah. Yakai said, fuck you, Mom, then takes out 4, 3, 2, inevitably 1. Get the fuck out of here. Have the greatest weekend of your life. Be a friend, tell a friend that Monday shit's gonna be bananas. That felt pretty good. See you all. Bye.
Hey, this is a Betty White challenge. Every one of these particular hot dogs that is sold today, the proceeds will be donated to further brand. Betty White loved animals. Bunch of hot dogs for the dogs.
Make sure you tell the boy that we said if someone doesn't sign the boy in the next 2 weeks, the boy is always welcome in New England. Okay?
And Pittsburgh.
Always.
Yeah, I'm in my element, flow is like water, I'm forced through the fire, I'm feeling like gold. Gotta stay grounded, stay down to earth, following God and you grinding, you do as you told. I don't work to make you like me, but I'm front and center, word to Spike Lee. And God came in the nick of time, they think I'm crazy, but I might be. Let's run it up, run it up, run.
Welcome. Good to fucking meet you in person.
Hey, teeth are whiter in person.
Hey, I'm fired up. Let's go, Pat.
Let's go! Look at you, dude!
Did you see that post, David? Pat McAfee is on Bussin' with the Boys. You're kind of like a bucket list guest. When we started this thing, we're sitting on this bus, like Bussin' with the Boys. Podcasting isn't in my mind unless I'm listening to your shit. You have a small part in that influence of all of this happening. It's cool as fuck that you're sitting here.
AJ Hawk, AJ Hawk, AJ Hawk.
I mean, I'm gonna be late. I think.
Do your SmackDown, bro.
When just like the macaque monkeys, the top of the pyramid can be shifted. And you say stupendous. You better give it the proper accolades. I've been Googling, I've been searching. What is the proper definition of stupendous?
Is that a dictionary?
You're damn right, they still exist. Amazing, astounding, marvelous, astonishing, phenomenal, breathtaking, smashing, superb, fabulous, fantastic, tremendous, wondrous, monumental, mind-blowing, terrific, radical, colossal, dynamite, staggering. All of those words are the definition for one word, and that is stupendous.
And social media?
You read
also Monday Night.
The breathtaking, record-breaking, head of the table that runs the #1 show in sports entertainment.
Everybody in here is comfortable. 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 Except for one stupid person.
Thank the heavens for this jackass showing up.
Oh my God, no!
Did Sammy poop his pants?
That's just like that fucking boomer size level.
Someday.
Someday. Yeah. We'll get there.
Joseph Montana, Italian-American out of Western Pennsylvania.
It was a kidnapping attempt of his infant grandchild.
Yeah, in the house. They came into the house, right?
Yeah.
And then he was sitting on top of the stairs. He was like, put the baby down. And they said, no. And he said, ah! And they said, no, I'm taking your granddaughter. He said, ah! And they said, I'm taking it. He goes, you asked for it. Skechers up, Skechers down. Yeah. Dark.
There's no way.
Then he ran down the stairs, and the baby caught the baby, caught the granddaughter after the beak of the lady that was trying to snatch the baby. Passed out. It was like one of those, boom, and they like dropped it. And Joe Montana, he actually slid down the stairs.
Head first.
You know, like that, how people surf almost down the stairs? He did that and caught his granddaughter like this, and then he picked up the ball, and he actually put foot on kidnapping suspect.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we could talk about.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat
What the fuck are
McAfee
you
Show
doing?
starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, beautiful people. It is hour 3 on this glorious Wednesday, February 9th. We are live at Radio Row in Los Angeles. And now, joining myself at official AJ Hawk, Ty Schmidt, Boston Connor. The toxic table was profusely relenting toxicity through the cable that it blew out the wire in the first hour. Couldn't hear a word you boys were saying over an obnoxious hum. Happy to have you boys back. AJ, great to see you here. Joining us now is a man who I have seen work up close and personal. Incredibly talented, incredibly electrifying. A man who got his ass beat by Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble a few days ago, looking to get his stake at claim at the Elimination Chamber in 2 weeks. Ladies and gentlemen, Seth freaking Rollins.
Yes!
I know musically. No music.
It's fine. It's fine. I don't know if I want to shake your hand right now after what I just heard coming out of your mouth.
I'm a truth talker, dude. I'm a truth talker, dude.
All right, I'm going to do this.
Hey, who's the man? Huh? You're the man.
Yeah.
You're the man. Right there, pal. The headset's right to your left. You've been there, done that. The suit looks amazing.
Wow.
Hey, suit looks amazing. You get a full zoom? Oh!
Like the whole Brian Kelly deal, the slow-mo cam. Do we have that?
Yeah.
with
the music.
On the
with
platform.
Get the gat. Dude, down there. We
Ooh.
do that entire thing. Seth freaking Rollins, obviously WWE superstar, former champion, looking to do that once again. Obviously dressed fantastically. Seth freaking Rollins, how you doing, pal? Welcome to Super Bowl Radio Row.
Oh, thank you for having me. You know what? You stand a lot. That is my first question. You stand a lot. And as someone who falls down for a living.
Oh, I get it.
How does your back hold up for hours on end standing up? I couldn't do it. I had to get a chair out there. There's no way.
Well, I think the reason why you have to sit down is because your back, especially there for a while, there was like a good 3 to 4 year run where it appeared as if every time you got into a ring, you were trying to kill yourself. Yeah. You would do a superplex into another plex. You would do a jump into another thing, flying around. I think your back is going to be damaged much more than mine. Probably forever, if I had to guess. Yep. With that being said, I used to sit down for every show before I did that War Games match, huh?
That's right.
Then I go off the top of the cage, T1 to T7. Can't even walk now. I got to stand. That's what it's like, Seth. That's what it's like.
That is what it's like. It's true. It's rough. It's rough and tumble, man.
How long you been professional wrestling?
Oh, what year is this now?
22.
22. We lost a year there in 2020. I don't know. It's been like 18 years.
First love, full love?
No. How long? Yeah, I mean, it's the whole thing, everything. I've been a fan since I was 4, since the moment I saw Hulk Hogan rip his T-shirt off. I had the toothbrush, I had the wrestling buddy, I had the whole deal, and I never looked back, never wanted to do anything else.
And where are you from? What state?
Iowa, the great state of Iowa, my man.
Hey, you know John Wayne Gacy?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, he's Man of the Year, Waterloo, Iowa. That's a whole nother story.
Iowa guy. Great city.
Yeah, Waterloo, great city. But you're a big-time Bears fan, right?
Yeah, born and raised in Davenport. We have some teams around. You know, the Packers are up north, the Vikings way up there, the Chiefs off to the west. But most people in the Quad City area, Chicago Bears fans.
So your whole life wrestling and football, is that kind of because every time I talk to you backstage, I get a chance to chat. Your passion for the Bears is real, and the Bears stink. So that's kind of tough, you know. So every conversation is always a negative one.
I know. We had a little window there during the Lovie Smith years. We had a little window where we were very good. Now just a lot of hope and failure every single season. It's a lot of disappointment because I just think, I'm like, oh, we're so close. We're right there. We're right on the cusp. We're at that 500. We just got a break. And then, you know, we had the Matt Nagy rookie season, and everything was looking good. And then the double doink, and then it's just it's been a shit show.
Yeah, Cody Parkey.
Can I say that? Can I say that on this show?
Well, I don't know if actually probably not. We're going to get taken down.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no. Did I just ruin the whole thing?
I don't know. We got to ask. Yeah, you can say whatever the fuck you want to.
Oh, yeah.
You got that whole thing figured out. Yeah,
cool. Yeah, it's been all downhill since there, so woo, yay Bears. Great.
Go ahead, AJ.
So when you're watching, like you said, 18 years, how old are you?
I am 35 years old.
You're so young. So you knew early on when you were playing other sports, you think it helps you as a wrestler? Like, did you play basketball? Did you play football, baseball, anything like that?
So, yeah, I played all those things growing up until I was like 14, and that's when I just dove headfirst into pro wrestling. I was in my backyard doing Cactus Jack off the trampoline.
Is that what it was, really? So and then did you get noticed from that? Or like, how did you eventually get into it then?
No, so let me answer your first question, because the competitive nature of team sports or individual sports, I think, translates very well to professional wrestling. Now I have a wrestling school in Iowa, and I find
Black and Brave
Wrestling Academy, and I find that the kids that I train who never have had any background in anything sporting, they have a long way to go to figure out the competitive and the physical
we can get into this
aspects of it.
life too, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a whole different thing.
Yes.
When I So it does help in that regard 100%. And just the coordination and timing, hand-eye stuff.
Spatial awareness, learning how to fall. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
learn
huge.
how to move your body through space, all that stuff. And then by the time I was 14, we're talking Attitude Era. So we're talking DX, Stone Cold, NWO, and WCW.
Yeah.
And I was in love. I couldn't do anything else. So we had a trampoline, and me and my friends, we would just bounce around, and we were putting on shows in our backyard. I wanted to get trained. I always wanted to get trained. I never wanted to be one of those guys who got into the industry and had like a kind of a blackball, like, oh, he never got trained. He just got in on
That's
his
a big
own.
thing, right?
It is, yeah. Paying your dues, respect for people who put in the time, all that stuff. So I actually went and got trained. I moved out to Philadelphia in a car. I packed up all my crap. I went out there, and I was going to get trained by CM Punk. CM Punk, who was a big star in WWE, now works for the other company. And I was going to get trained by...
the Jaguars stink too.
but he, I didn't have the money. I had no idea how to live on my own. So because I never went to college, I didn't have any. I couldn't even do my own laundry. Like I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah, just you're a bag of bones.
I was an idiot. Yeah. So I ended up not having the money. I ended up moving back, and so I ended up training out of a shipping warehouse in Chicago in the dead of winter in 2014. And so it was freezing cold. I trained with the local independent guy. His name was Danny Daniels. And
baby DD.
Yeah, Double D. And he taught me everything I know about the business for the most part.
Now you're doing that for other people.
Yeah. Once I got to WWE, I moved back to Iowa after I was done living in Florida. And I had a guy who I broke in with who he had given up on it, and he was doing some teaching and stuff, but he still loved the industry, and he wanted to give back. And I was like, hey, let's do this, man. Let's make a school. Let's make a place where kids can go and get trained and learn the right way. They're not going to get railroaded out of cash, none of that stuff. They can go, they can learn. I'll be there. I'll do the best that I can, but you can handle it all. And so he's the Brave in the Black and Brave. My old independent name before I got to WWE was Tyler Black, and so that's where the Black and Brave comes in. He's the Brave. He handles most of it. But yeah, we've been doing that for like 7 years now. We've trained, roughly 100 to 200 people, and some of them stuck around and done all right. But yeah, it's awesome. It is awesome.
Pat Anger, former tag team champion.
Oh, yes. Big fan. I'm a big fan of Pat's.
Yeah. Pat is from Bettendorf, which is right there connected to Davenport, and he did some shows and came in and worked at our school and stuff like that, and loved it. I think he teamed with Steve Manders, who was a fullback for Iowa a few years back. He actually played with Big E. He was buddies with Big E when Big E was there. So, yeah.
Hey, so Big E, obviously, in the New Day, the greatest clique in the history, or faction in the history of wrestling.
One of.
No, yeah, people say the greatest. Listen, I heard Michael Cole. Michael Cole only speaks facts. And when the New Day came out, because he is actually the WWE fact box. And when New Day came out, he's the greatest group in the history of WWE.
There was a little group called The Shield that I was a part of that I think was the greatest of all time. You look at where we're at now, there's, come on. No offense to Big E, Kofi, and Mr. Woods.
Yeah, but you tore that entire thing down like a savage asshole in Indiana, right in front of my face.
Indianapolis, that is correct. A lot of history there. But yeah, for the greater good, right? I mean, look where Roman Reigns is at now.
The greatest of all time.
One of.
Greatest of all time.
Look where Mox is at now. Look what he's doing.
One of the greatest of all time.
Me, I am here on your show talking all about it. So I think everybody's doing just fine. Yeah. Just fine. Look where the New Day's at. What are they doing? Are they here sitting on your show? Woo! Are they the greatest of all time?
No.
Absolutely not.
Who is greatest of all time?
I'm just saying.
Who is greatest of all time? Let me hear Mount Rushmore, you think, in your head.
Are we talking wrestling, or are we talking drawing money? Because those are different things.
Oh, no, because I've been told that's the same thing.
Well, in our business, which is the entertainment business, money drawing is the biggest thing.
And that's what everybody talks, right? All the old heads, whenever they start talking.
So if we're talking there, you got to start with Hogan. You got to put Cena in there, Rock, and Austin. Top four.
What?
Excuse me?
What?
I don't know what words are coming out of your guys' mouth right now.
It's not me.
What is in that? That is not tea. What is happening? You're just making noises indiscriminately.
This is green tea.
What?
This is my cell phone.
What?
You're in a suit.
What?
We're talking into microphones.
What?
Everybody else being forced to hear us.
What?
Because they built our stage a little bit higher.
What?
In front of the bullpen.
What?
They all hate us.
What?
That's why.
What?
That's your Mount Rushmore?
What?
What? That's the one. That's the money drawn around.
Now let's go in-ring talent.
In-ring, all time. Shawn Michaels.
Okay.
Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, Viva la Raza.
Bret the Hitman Hart.
Best race.
Oh, no. Oh, man.
Bob Backlund?
You know what? This is a controversial one, and he may not get his say Mongo.
Yeah, Mongo.
Somebody drop a Mongo.
Hey, Bears, Chicago Bears Super Bowl champion.
I will not discriminate against Steve Mongo McMichael, a legend, an absolute legend.
Icon, yeah.
Absolute legend. Not going to make this Mount Rushmore.
Wow. Real close, though.
But hey, if you want to make a Mount Rushmore of former NFL stars that crossed over into professional
He's
wrestling,
the big face.
Mongo number one.
I agree.
Mongo number
We
one.
agree. We agree.
All right.
We agree.
Number 4, controversial pick because he's still active. Bryan Danielson, I actually think, in ring is one of the greatest of all time. And I think when it's all said and done, he'll be up there with the guys. Yes. That's the thing. Yes, that's the yes thing.
What?
I don't know.
Yes.
Yes. What?
Yes. Listen, there is hundreds and hundreds of people out here that are excited to listen to you talk. Ryan Shazier is one of them, absolute superstar stud inspiration there. But how does it feel to be like Pat Anger and his family look up to you as one of their gods that they pray to at night? Ty Schmidt out of Iowa, big wrestling fan.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins, you're his hero. Now, you're a bit of an asshole on camera, obviously, a little self-indulged, and the suits you wear are hilariously despicable. But how does it feel knowing that you are laying the groundwork for the next generation, like people look up to you? Because that's a big deal in the entire wrestling business. You said as soon as Hulk Hogan ripped his shirt, you were in. For me, as soon as I saw Steve and Rock talk the way they were talking, and I thought the money they were making, I was like, well, that's what I want to do whenever I grow up. You're that for a lot of people right now. Have you thought about that, obviously?
Yeah, you know what? It's when you do it day to day, it's really hard to get lost in that. But when you step back and you have a minute and you think about it, what happened for me, there was, we talk about big moments. Wrestling is all about moments. It's the things we remember as kids. And one of the most iconic ones for me, and this is before my time, but was Hogan slamming Andre at WrestleMania 3, Pontiac Silverdome, 93,000 people. Huge moment, right?
I said when Boogs did that to Shanky the other night, it's like Hulk Hogan with Andre the Giant.
Your heart.
Yeah, it was not good. I got killed for it. I got killed for it. He was front at SmackDown, and that was, it was similar feats of strength.
Yeah.
Big guy.
Ish. Yeah, Shanky's a large individual, not quite Andre's size. Either way, that's not even the comparison. But so somebody told me a few years ago that my Money in the Bank cash-in at WrestleMania was like their generation's Hogan slamming Andre, and that
Pretty cool.
That blew my mind. It is so hard to look at myself as not just this kid that grew up in Iowa who likes to just hang out and watch football on Sundays and watch my grandpa in the corner freak out every time Cade McMahon threw an interception or something. So I'm always that person. I'm never that person that ran down and the biggest event, and cashed in and made this moment for somebody that inspired them. That I can't do that. I can't be that person in my head.
For those that don't know, he won Money in the Bank, and he had his Money in the Bank briefcase, which has a contract in it that he can cash in and basically on the champion at any champion at any time. And it just so happened to be main event of WrestleMania in San Francisco, I believe, Santa Clara. And he came sprinting out at the end. Who'd you curb stomp? Was it Roman?
I got Roman.
Yeah.
That guy that you love so much that you said beat me up. Yeah, he owed me one. To be fair. He owed me one for that.
Yeah, you built up, calluses on Roman that got him to where it is. I think one of those things is there. Hey, shoot convo real quick. Nobody knew that was happening, I was told. I think that whole moment is so magical because literally nobody knew that was happening. Michael Cole told me he had no idea that was happening.
Michael Cole had no idea that was happening. There was a small room. I would say less than 10 people for sure. 5 or 6 knew that was happening.
That's the interesting thing about the business now that I've gotten a chance to know. And the way I don't know anything going into a show, and it's actually good. There's some times where some conversations even start taking. I remove myself.
This happened recently. I think maybe at the Royal Rumble. I was Michael Cole who was asking for details about what was going on, and Pat was there, and then he just wandered off.
Really?
And I was like, what the heck? And Michael was like, he just doesn't want to know. And I was like, oh, I dig that. I like it. Well, because you get the genuine reaction, right?
Yeah, and I think that was about you coming out to the Shield music and doing the entire thing. And I think if I would have known beforehand, it wouldn't have been as big as a what. And you came out so far away. You walked 10 miles to get to the
ring. It was a long walk. It was a long. But you saw me beforehand getting my head wet in the thing. Yeah, you tricked me. You tricked me into the fist. I didn't know what he was doing.
Hey, good photo too.
And then he got it. Yeah,
hey, it's okay. Nate K that got that photo. They put it all over the internet too. I'm part of the Shield. No big deal. Go ahead, Ty.
Seth, Is there anything you had to like do differently to get through COVID? I mean, we saw Pat when he was going to do it, and obviously you guys feed so much off the energy of the crowd. Like, how weird was it being in there when no one's in there? Because I assume, since you were doing the indies and stuff like that, like you haven't been in an arena where there's next to nobody in there.
So that was great practice for me. When I was on the independents, now listen, for the first 6 years of my career, I was not in WWE. I wrestled in local independent promotions all across the country.
Hot dogs.
Yeah, so I was getting paid by hot dogs and handshakes. I was setting up, tearing down rings. I was selling T-shirts to try to make money, to do whatever I could to get myself from town to town because I was losing tons of money, whether it was Cleveland, Minneapolis, Denver.
What?
I was all the towns, yeah.
He's done with it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I have to deal with this on Mondays every week for my whole life. I don't want to come to this show and have to deal with you guys doing it.
You're seasoned vet.
Yeah, so that's why you can't talk like this.
Yeah. I always
have to
wondered that.
talk-
Why when people get mad about them saying what? Just change your cadence, right?
Yeah, you have to change the cadence. That's the whole deal. So sometimes you just and
Yeah.
they go I give up. So point is, I wrestled on independence for years in front of nobody, in front of absolutely nobody. So when it came back to, COVID times and we're in this empty warehouse and it's just stale environment, the falling down part hurt way worse. No question about it. Kevin Owens came off the WrestleMania sign, put his elbow right into the side of my ribs. I thought I broke every rib in my body.
Michael Cole was like, "Oh my God!"
Yeah,
that was the only voice you could hear.
Yeah, I was done. Thankfully, that was the end of the match. But what did help me was knowing that no one was there. I'd been accustomed to that for half my career at that point, so I was able to just figure it out, talk it on the fly. Like I was just able to get into that mindset. Yeah. I think a lot better than maybe some other people. And Kevin's the same way. Kevin Owens came from the same place
Kevin
that I
Steen,
did.
you're talking Kevin Steen.
Yes.
What an absolute stud. He will try to kill himself to get a win at all costs.
At all costs. You said I would do that a few years ago. He does that every single night. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but you were your bump card, right, that you were taking in that 3-4 year run was. I think as somebody who's been a fan for a long time, a lot of people were watching like, oh, Seth's not going to be able to walk. Seth's not going to be able to walk whenever he gets older because I'll be, what up, big dog?
Nah.
Good to see you, Usman. So that's literally what I thought while watching, but it was so electrifying, and you've only continued to keep it going.
I'll be fine. I'm good. I got it. I'm smart now. I got a daughter. I got to take care of myself for her.
Hey, congrats, by the way.
Yeah. Dads, man. Dads.
What?
Yeah.
What?
How's that? Hey, the baby, the daughter, is going to be one of the most well-rounded individuals. I watched a documentary on Pink where she takes all her kids on tour with her worldwide, and I have happened. It's going to sound creepy. I've seen your baby at a lot of different cities. This is obviously, I think it's going to be great for the life experiences, though, getting a chance to get in there. Are you indifferent about that? Do you view it the same way? I think it's good for the whole thing.
I mean, I hope so. I hope. I mean, that's what we're telling ourselves. Myself and my wife, we're telling ourselves, nothing's going to be great for her. She's going to be super developed. All these other kids are going to be stunted from the COVID, and she's going to be just well-rounded, have met all these people and, went to all these places and stuff. At the end of the day, she could, be a sociopath. We don't know. We don't know.
That's a roll of the dice. That's a roll of the dice.
But she's awesome, and she seems like she's not on that path. So she seems like she's on a nice, good path, a lovely path. She's friendly with everybody, and I just saw a video. My wife just sent me a video there at the park, and she already tried to kiss a boy. So there's that.
Oh, wheeling and dealing out there.
That's where we're at. We're already there. She's 14 months old.
I was told yesterday wow, that's early, I think. I don't know the growth of babies, but that feels like that is early. Shout out to your daughter just being an absolute boss out there. We were driving by 2-3 different RV homeless camps, getting back to the place where we stay here. Yeah. And a stat was dropped to me. You're only 3 bad decisions away from potentially being in that RV. So just think about that as you're raising a kid, not necessarily sociopath, but
what is that stat? Where does that stat come from?
That brain right there.
Mine.
That brain.
I regurgitated. So, I don't know. It's something like, okay, he decides to, hey, let's try heroin. Oh, now I'm hooked. Oh, then all of a sudden I lose my job because I quit. I don't like my boss.
There's 2.
Boom, I'm in an RV on an overpass in L.A.
So that was
3. Someone relayed that to me. I didn't come up with it.
Right. It sounds legit to me. Sounds like science. I'm with it.
Yeah.
It might be like the Aaron Rodgers version of science, but
he's quick.
Whatever works for you,
Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Seth, they just mentioned, KO almost splitting you in half the other night during COVID. Have you ever gotten hurt in the ring or
Oh.
have wrestled with someone who's gotten hurt? And, like, what do you do?
I've hurt people, unfortunately. And,
you're dangerous in the ring.
Yes, that's what the internet says. Don't listen to them. But I've also been hurt quite a bit. I actually tore my entire knee in a match in Dublin on the first night of one of our international tours in 2015. I was the heavyweight champion at the time, finished the match, still was able to powerbomb Kane through a table.
The mayor?
Holy shit.
Yes, the mayor, Glenn Jacobs of Knox County. I was able to powerbomb him through a table with a torn ACL, MCL, and a destroyed meniscus, although I'm sure the powerbombing probably did more to the meniscus. But yeah, I tore the whole thing in a match. I broke my jaw early in my career, which was pretty wild. I got elbowed just right on one of these sides here, and it just split it. It split it right down the center.
Oh, my God.
I didn't know what happened. I never had a broken bone in my life, right? So I thought that I dislocated it. So the first thing I'm doing is trying to move it around. No, it gets better. It gets better. So, and then I'm noticing that it's okay if my mouth is open. So if I'm like this, feels good. So this is the
That's
first.
because that's where that was sitting in your.
Correct. First moment of the match. I'm talking 30 seconds in. The guy pops me and it's broke. But what I didn't realize was when I closed my mouth, it was very painful. I could feel it starting to pull apart, and it was ripping the gum in between my two teeth, and it was just pulling it apart. Yeah, no, it was awful. So I had to wrestle the next 10 minutes with my mouth wide open, essentially.
Did you go through the wire? Did they?
No, because the break was in the center, they didn't have to wire it shut. They just put like a bottom brace along my teeth, like the bottom teeth there, and it just held it together. And I had a small break up here, but the main one was just right in the center there.
Hey, when you guys are traveling around, is that stories you guys tell, like how bad you got beat up, and it's like, I'm tougher than you are. I got this jaw split in half.
Well, you can't. Vince tearing both hamstrings running into the ring. Might be
quads.
I mean, that was unbelievable grit and persistence to stick with the bit. That was unbelievable.
That one match I did.
Yeah.
It hurt so bad. Literally so bad. My body hurt so bad. And I couldn't get up the next day. And I reached out to a couple people, and I'm like, hey, is this what you guys go through every day? They're like, we hurt every day, yeah, but your body will build up a little bit of callus. Anybody that gets in there is getting their ass beat at some point. And I think that is something that is not necessarily understood by the outside crowd.
Yeah, I mean, there's some idea that it's fake or whatever. But yeah, the outcomes are predetermined. But the falling down is in no way fake. It's matte. It's like that much matte, right? And then it's just wood and metal. That's it. That's all it is. It's wood and metal and like this much matte. So it feels like you're falling flat on the ground. And the older you get, the longer you do it, the more it hurts. The less people are there, the more it hurts. It's not fun. It's just not a fun experience.
Right.
When I was 18, I was in a Catholic gymnasium. We had a ring set up in there, and I was just jumping all over the place, flipping, flopping. I'd land on my back, on my head, didn't matter. Get up next day, I felt so sore. I was like, yeah, this is awesome. Now I'm 35, almost 36. If I fall down, I'm like, I may never get up. I may just never get up again. It's awful. It's not fun. Not a fun experience.
Well, we appreciate your sacrifice for our entertainment.
Yeah.
And I do believe that is what I was referring to during the couple year, and you know which years they were too. You have to in your head. Literally every time you went in there, you took 75 bumps every single time, and a superplex was the end of everything. The superplex is one of the biggest. Yeah. It was literally a double you would go into. So I appreciate you doing that. I really do appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I've always thought that that's just what I can offer. That's what I do. You know, there's some guys who that's not their thing. They have to find other ways to get over. For me, my thing is my wrestling, and I knew, and I'm an undersized guy. Like, I'm 6'1", I'm a little over 200 pounds. I'm not, like, I'm Shawn Michaels, I'm Bret Hart. I'm in that wheelhouse. I'm not the guys, I'm not these larger-than-life dudes that can just cut a promo and throw some punches. I wish I was. If I was Shanky, this would be great. I would stand there, I'd flare my lats, and I would just chop somebody in the head, and that'd be the end of it. But I'm not. I got to get over doing other stuff, and so that's the way it's got to be. That's the nature of the business. But it's fun for me. I love it. I love it.
And I think a lot of people watching right now that might not know who you are would say, guy just asked how the Gabagool is walking by the way. I don't know how.
Wow. Uh-oh.
No Italians on the stage. You can't do that. Well, 0.01% of 1% is Italian on stage. Yeah. You can't do what you just did. Hey, listen, how's your family? It's going to be bad. How's the Gabagool? Probably spoiled. You keep doing that, pal.
Hey, take it easy, huh?
It's got real high.
I know. Chuck's back there, too, behind you.
Somebody calm him down. Relax.
Oh, the Gabagool's back here.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise, it never ends. We appreciate your sacrifice, though, in that whole thing. How do you think this game ends on Sunday? I assume you've been paying attention.
Yeah.
Bengals, Rams, Bengals story of the year. They don't have an indoor practice facility. They are that Catholic school that you were wrestling in for $0 with hot dogs, somehow making it to the WrestleMania situation. What are your thoughts on the teams? Who do you like?
I mean, I'm rooting for the Bengals in my heart of hearts. Like I said, Iowa boy, Midwestern town, Cincinnati, right there. I love it. But I just think the Rams have got it this year.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, in the head of heads, I think the Rams, they're too much talent on that team. Too much talent. I think things would have to go sideways for the Bengals to win this one. Look, Joe Shiesty, is that the thing?
Joe Burke, Joe Shiesty.
Yeah. He's going to win many Super Bowls, I think, in his career for sure.
Why do you think? Because Tom Brady won a bunch? It is hard to win a Super Bowl.
I agree, but I think he's got at least a couple in there, man. He's next level talent.
I hope so, man.
Next level talent.
Peyton Manning probably had a couple in there, too.
Fair.
Colts suck, though.
Fair,
He got
fair.
It's different, you know?
Yeah, I don't know, but I think Rams got it this year. I think Stafford, he's going to get one, man.
All right, let's talk about what you have coming up in 2 weeks. Elimination Chamber. You're going against Brock. You're dead, so...
Yeah.
Whoa.
So...
Uh-oh.
I don't know if you know this, but I hold more pinfall victories over Brock Lesnar than probably any single person on our planet.
Oh, stop that.
I did not know that, but I don't think it's something we should be saying out loud.
We can say it out loud.
No, I don't think we should be saying it out loud.
You think Brock Lesnar's up in Saskatchewan listening to this show? Brock Lesnar he's farming or something.
Yeah, you're right. He's probably ice fishing right now.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, he probably is out in the middle of nowhere, toughing up those hands, so when he gets in front of Seth freaking Rollins, he can batter your face. What are we do? You think about backing out, maybe?
No.
Brock Lesnar in an elimination chamber? Get me out of here.
You are backing out right now for me. What is wrong with you? I'm not backing out. I got to go win the WWE Championship and take it into WrestleMania. I've done everything in my career. You know my resume. I don't got to spit it all out. You're going to say what a bunch of times anyway. But the one thing I've never done is headline WrestleMania as the champion. Stole the show with the cash in, which we discussed earlier, but I've never gone in as the champ to headline. That I would love to do. Now, to do that, I got to beat Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar, and all the other guys in the chamber. So it's going to be an uphill battle for sure. But Seth freaking Rollins, look at this suit. Come on.
Looks good. I want to let you know, coming in, I thought you were a little bit of a psychopath, sociopath for sure, the way you speak on Friday nights, that whole thing. But after talking to you here for like 20, 25 minutes, I like you. That's why I'm not trying to say back out for you. I'm trying to say, hey, we need you around.
Save you.
So why are you jumping into a pit of death, the Elimination Chamber, with said killer Brock Lesnar? Just seems like a bad idea. I'm trying to look out for you. That's all, pal.
It's for the glory, man. For the glory of it all. We got to take the title and go to WrestleMania 2 nights in Dallas, Texas. We know Roman's going to headline one night. Who's going to headline the other night? It's got to be me. It's got to be me. It can't be Lashley. Can't be Lesnar. It's got to be Seth freaking Rollins. Got to.
It's gonna be
May.
I hope so.
Yeah,
Ladies and gentlemen, WWE future Hall of Famer.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah, by the way, I actually get yelled at every time I say definite future Hall of Famer for this person. They're like, maybe.
Vince is in your ear.
Well, it's not always Vince. It's somebody that drops in. We don't know if that's true or not. It is an amazing time. So I try to sneak that in at least once a show.
Just to see
how many Hall of Famers I can create. Because if it's on air, just like, okay,
next time Shanky's out there, drop that one. See how it goes.
Listen, all right, listen, Shanky's going to come around, all right? He got picked up by Biggs.
I got to stop hating on Shanky, man.
I don't know. Dude, that live podcast they had them do the other day was quite an interesting thing.
Wait, Shanky was on a live podcast?
Live on SmackDown. You were there. Jesus Christ.
No, I was not there.
What?
I wasn't there.
What?
I'm a Raw guy, man. I only came over to beat up Roman Reigns. That was it. 3 weeks, and then I was gone. You know this? Come on.
I did not know that because
Get
I
your
thought
head
you
out your ass.
No, I thought you were over here. I thought you were over here for the.
No, I wasn't there this week. I was on my couch watching the show, kind of making sure my baby didn't run off the stairs or something,
Well, come on back anytime.
All right, cool, man. I appreciate that.
And also, Brock's going to win your title and come back to our show, too. Ladies and gentlemen, an absolute superstar out of Iowa, Bears fan. Hopefully that'll turn around. And a man who is, in a very dumb decision, still continuing to go in the Elimination Chamber in a couple weeks, hoping he can get his chance to get a headlining spot at WrestleMania. Ladies and gentlemen, Seth freaking Rollins. We have to get to a break. We'll be back in 4 minutes with Coach Chuck Pagano. How's the Gabagool? It's coming in hot. We'll see you in 4.
Hey, dude. Dude, I'm in the middle of trance.
Oh, no.
Hey, dude.
Oh, no.
People are
Don't
saying
do it.
you don't have it anymore. People are saying you can't drink.
What is it?
An ice cold Bud Light. What? What do we think? What? Is this? Bring it back. What? Bring it back.
Steven in Nashville enough. What's going on, Steven?
Hey, hello? Pat? You guys can hear me?
This is the worst call we've ever had, Steven.
My God. So mean.
Steven.
Hello?
Steven,
Yeah.
it's the worst call we've ever had. So much dead air there.
Yo, Pat, can you hear me?
Yeah, keep it going.
Hello?
Know what you say?
I was going to hit him again.
What?
Yo, Pat?
No,
Pat? Pat? Hey, Pat, can you hear me?
Steven does not deserve this. Steven, what's going on, dude? How's going on, Steven?
Sorry, your phone was chopping.
Yo! Pat McAfee, can you hear me?
Steven! Steven, you there?
Pat, can you hear me? Hello?
Is there a cup and a string?
Steven!
Yo, Pat! Pat, can you hear me? Hello?
Steve!
Pat!
Hey, there you are. Hey,
Hello?
what's going on, Steve? Hey, Steven, sorry about that. I think we're having connection issues. What's going on, man?
Hey, sorry, man. I didn't know if that was me or if you were trying to talk to another guy. And then I didn't hear you guys.
Steve!
Yeah. Hello?
Oh, we lost him again, I think. Shit.
Pat!
Can you?
No.
Pat, can you hear me?
Steve! Hey, Steve, there you are, Steve.
Pat!
Steve!
Pat!
Hey!
Pat!
Steve!
Pat! Oh, can you hear me?
Steve!
Are you guys messing around? Can you guys hear me?
What happened?
What's up?
So what did he?
What?
No.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
What?
Serious? What is this?
What? Just
Oh, hey, you got one of these?
Holy shit!
Wow.
What the?
What is that? I ain't one of these.
What? This is
I ain't one of these.
This is Baby Belt 2.0. This is better than yours.
Whoa! No, that ain't. Look. Hey! Look at mine, AJ. Huh? Daddy's this one. You got that little baby version. Look at that. You got a little baby Jesus title.
No. Oh, no. This has been my bracelet I've been wearing around the house lately.
Yeah. See, this ain't fitting around anybody.
no way.
Don't you worry about that. This is a thigh wrap. You know what are you doing?
Look, see, it's perfect. Right behind her.
That's good.
Hey, welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show here at Radio Row in beautiful Los Angeles. Super Bowl 56 is just days away.
Yeah.
The Los Angeles Rams are the visiting team against the AFC Cincinnati Bengals. Joey Burrow and the boys are in town, getting prepared, being able to practice on a field that doesn't have 45 inches of snow on it like Cincinnati's had to go through.
Ooh.
It's been a beautiful day. We just got done with Seth freaking Rollins, and joining us now live and in person. Oh my God. A guy who gave us so much of his time this year as he was bouncing around from vacation home to vacation home, from the mountains to Chicago to the beaches of Mexico. The retired coach, our coach, ladies and gentlemen, Chuck Pagano.
Yeah, Chuck.
What's up, dude?
Thanks for having me.
Can
Great
you hear
to
us?
be here. I can hear you loud and clear.
Let's go. We've had some tech stuff. Hey, we had to get through some stuff with Super Bowl. That's what you got to do.
It's crazy. I got to be honest with you. Traveling down there, my sister Constance, I stayed with her. She lives in the Palisades. She brought me down. It's a little bit of a circus.
No.
Yeah, a little bit of a circus getting in here. And, yeah, doing the credential thing and this, that, and the other. I really like Zoom. So
yeah, Zoom has changed the game.
If I'm around in a year and we do this again.
You're going to come in from the TV there?
Yeah, I hope so.
I want to let you know, hey, we're thankful
great.
you're here. You look great.
Thank you.
Chuck, you look good. The hair, the tan. Hey, how's the gobble? How about
It's
it, Nick?
good.
Yeah, it's absolutely great.
It's really good.
Whenever we're talking about this week, Chuck, the Super Bowl is so hard to get to. It is very difficult to get to. There's only one winner every year. There's 31 losers every year. Everybody goes into the offseason miserable. How are we going to get better next year? There's some coaches that are obviously much worse off than others, but every coaching department that loses is trying to get better for the next year. That's what it's all about. Joey Burrow and these boys, they don't even know what they don't know. It honestly, once you get here and you see the circus and all the bullshit, and I guess they haven't really had to go through it, they're going to be isolated from it. But that is something that I don't think you fully grasp as a young and just how grand the Super Bowl actually is. This is massive. Los Angeles makes it as such. How do you think they're going to kind of keep the boys away from that? Or are you just going to have to address it head on, you think?
No, I saw them riding around on scooters. When they first got here, I'm thinking, I don't think I want to lose one of my guys. On Tuesday on one of these, birds or whatever those things are. But I think you said it best. They don't know what they don't know. So they're so young and they're so dynamic, and they've got this unbelievable quarterback at the helm, and Joey B, Mr. Cool. I think they're going to be fine. And because I think Zach Taylor, the head coach, is the same way. They've got a ton of experience on that coaching staff. Really good football team. So would I be shocked if they came here and pulled this thing out and beat the Rams? No.
McVay got his ass beat the last time he was in the Super Bowl by Bill Belichick. And I think he's actually openly said that. Is there something too, Coach? And obviously me and AJ know this is a yes. But whenever you dissect that, is there something too, like in big moments, like kind of getting either having an off game or being a little tighter than you would expect? And do you think that helps McVay and the Rams because they've been there and lost in a situation, or you think that helps Zach Taylor because he's never been, or hurts Zach Taylor because he's never been in the Super Bowl? He has no idea that his entire legacy is going to be defined on how he coaches for the next 60 minutes. Do you think that's something that could happen, and who do you think it benefits more? Shawnee's been there, or Zach, he's never been there?
No, it can happen.
Yeah?
You can. I mean, going to play Foxborough AFC Championship game, once in Baltimore, once in Indy. No, you can you can blow it up and make it more than it is, and get overwhelmed and get caught up in all the hoopla and this, that, and the other, and forget about, hey, it's, again, just what we do between the white lines when they kick the thing off. But I think McVay, having been there, he's got the experience. But again, I just think Zach is a smart guy and a really good football coach, and I don't think he'll be overwhelmed with it. And I don't think his players will. The initial stuff, but again, once the thing's kicked off, as you know, AJ knows playing, it's just play ball, and you get caught up in the whole deal, and you really don't have time to figure that stuff out.
Go ahead, AJ.
With the 2 weeks leading up to it, to the Super Bowl, like as a coach and coaching big games like that, how do you not have the whole paralysis by analysis where you have so much time and you want to make sure you do, okay, let's open up a few new things we may have been holding on to or whatever. How, as coaching staffs, like how do they work through that to where we don't make this more than it really is?
Yeah, great question, because that's, very easy to do. And you can overthink the thing and think, hey, we got to do, it's the Super Bowl, we've got to do this, that, and the other to try to, get after this team. But that's the worst thing you can do. You got to just be who you are.
You're there for a reason, right?
No,
there's a reason you're
just
there.
do what you did.
Yeah.
We always talked about do simple better. They've got good players, and what they've done to get here is going to be good enough. It's the team that comes in here and executes, take care of the football, plays great situational football, and doesn't go in and saying, hey, here's a whole new blitz package, here's a new coverage scheme, here's all these disguises. We used to get ready to play Tom Brady, and we would go into that week saying, hey, we got to change all our signals on defense. All the coverage says this was box, that was quarters, how to play a bunch route, and so forth. And we'd go in there, and the players are like looking at us like Ed Reed and Ray, and those. They're like, you guys are nuts. What are we doing? So by Friday, everything that we changed, we go back and get the old ones, and we're like, okay, F it. This is
that happens
bullshit.
Everywhere, by the way.
This is on me. I apologize. We wasted all this time on just that simple part of it. So yeah, you don't want to do that. You just go in and trust and rely on your fundamentals, your technique, and everything that got you to this point.
So whenever you think about that big game and changing everything, the Seattle Seahawks, Legion of Boom, they had 2 weeks to prepare for Peyton. And I don't know if Peyton didn't change his signals, but it seemed like the Seattle Seahawks only worked on the signals for 2 weeks, and they had an incredibly, obviously, a great Legion of Boom back there. Everybody was on the same page, and immediately from like the first snap, it felt like, oh, this defense is going to dominate this game, and they did that. Do you see that happening with this Rams team? Maybe like this Rams team, this Rams defense. I mean, you've been around defense a long time. They got dudes everywhere. At every level, they got dudes. And everybody's talking about the offensive line for the Bengals. If you're that Rams defensive coordinator, you got to be thinking to yourself, hey, we can win this goddamn game ourselves, right? That's kind of the mindset you got to have going in there, you think?
Yeah, and you don't have to rush any more than 4 dudes. You know, and if you want to sprinkle in a 3-man rush and drop.
How do you like this new defense style where everybody's just like, hey, we're dropping into a shell, basically? Do you like it or hate it?
Well, I think it just depends on who you're playing and what you have to defend. You know, Bengals have so much firepower. You know, that 3-headed monster at wide receiver, the runner, the quarterback. You know, so if you can rush 4, which LA certainly can with Aaron and Leonard Floyd and Von Miller, and deploy 7 into coverage, and play man, mix in some zone, roll the coverage to whoever, take away Jamar. I mean, they can get after you with 4. So if they want to mix in a pressure, they can mix in a pressure, but they don't have to.
Hey, Bill Belichick, they say he always takes away your best weapon. Now, is the best way to take away the best weapon put your dude on their dude, or do you put your dude on their second dude and double their dude? So now you have basically your best guy on their second option, then you got 2 guys on the main guy. Is that what Bill Belichick does? Is that what everybody does?
So, like when
everybody's saying Jamar and Jalen, that's not gonna happen.
When he had his dude, if it was Bill, I think, you know, we've seen it certainly where we go up there and T.Y., you're not catching anything, and he doesn't.
Is that a dude, or is it because of 2 people, because of coverage?
So it's a mix. I think it's a mix. You put your best guy on it. Stephon Gilmore, I think, you know, was that dude. You know, put him on him. So you put Ramsey, you know, on Jamar. And then what you do is whoever your number 2 is, you put him, you know, on the other dude, and then you can lean the safety over that way. Or you can switch it up, put Jamar or put Jalen on the dude, and put the safety over the top and leave everybody else on an island. Somebody's going to have a hard down. Somebody's going to have a hard down.
What do you mean, defense side or offense?
Either one, but defensively, somebody's going to have a hard down, and Jalen's going to be one-on-one, and he's going to have some hard downs. Now, he's the best, you know, cover corner in the league right now.
What do you mean by hard down? Probably coming after him, going to have to make a play.
You got to wear the hat, meaning it's just you and him, and you got to defend that dude, and you got no help, no safety help, no nothing. You got the whole field basically to defend.
Because we have 10 other guys doing something vastly different than what you're doing right now.
Yeah, so like a post safety, like if he's going to take away Jamar, then they're going to take the safety and lean him over, you know, the other dudes. And you got the whole field to cover. So they got one, you know, middle of the field over here, and it's just you and that dude. So
and
it's
that's why
a
like
hard
Revis
down.
and them is such a valuable thing, because 10 guys can play their own defense, and then Revis just does his own thing.
Absolutely. It's like the offensive line for Cincinnati. They're not going to be able to keep 7 in all the time for protection. They're going to need to chip and bam, you know, a pass rusher, this, that, and the other. But some downs, they're going to get 5 out, and those tackles are going to be on their own. They're going to be on an island.
Yeah, you have to win. Like that's the funny thing. You got to find where that matchup is, though. Like who is going to win their matchup? If our main guy's getting doubled, how do we know who steps up? Like that's another thing, also with all this time. And yeah, I'm curious. Like when you're a defensive coach and you're trying to take away, what if you have 3 or 4 weapons? Like we can't point to one exact dude. How do you cover everything when they kind of do everything well?
So that's when we're saying you have the hard down. So on this down and distance, in this front and this coverage, you know, this guy's getting taken out, and the rest of you dudes, good luck.
Have fun.
Yeah,
it's like playing cover 0, but you don't have everyone blitzing. Like you have a lot of time to cover for, probably.
Yeah, if you're going to go 0, you better have if they leave a tight end in. So what they'll do is they're going to see
Uzama.
They're going to keep in the backfield, and it's 7-man protection. And if you don't bring the other guy down, they did it to Kansas City. It was 3rd and a million, right?
Yeah.
And they got Jamar one-on-one with the corner on 3rd and 27, 3rd and 28 or whatever, and it was cover 0, but they left Tyron in the middle of the field, and he had the tight end. But the tight end stayed in the block. So they had 7 for 7. So you didn't have an outnumber. You didn't have a free runner to go add on that thing. So he had time to get in the pocket, drift a little bit, drift away from the pressure, and throw that ball over the top. But if you're going to do that, then you get in a picket fence, and you got 3 guys there, and you have to add the other blitzer. So when the tight end blocks,
there's pressure on the quarterback.
Got to have a free runner.
You trigger, and you get the free runner because that guy can't block too.
Without the free runner, you can't win.
Yeah, because the free runner is making the quarterback get antsy and make a decision before he has to. And Joe Burrow,
throw under duress.
Yeah, but Joe, I think what's been so impressive, he is cerebral. That dude diagnoses before the snap, right?
Big brain.
Big brain. Yeah, big brain on him. And how do you find that out, you think? Like, obviously, Andrew Luck, everybody knew he was a genius, right?
Yeah.
Literally since he was like in 7th grade, I think everybody was like, this guy's the next Stanford great. This is the next John Elway. This guy is a super genius. He's going to do this entire thing. Whenever they're trying to find a quarterback, Mac Jones, allegedly massive brain. Like they're talking about his big old brain. And anybody that really has sustained success in the NFL at the quarterback position is incredibly bright and intelligent because they have to diagnose all the shit that you're trying to hide right there. Bring an extra guy so he doesn't have time because everything's easy whenever you just have it drawn out in front of you and you have time. But when you have to make these, just like Sully landing a plane, when you got to make these decisions in real time, it obviously affects everything. Shout out to that court, by the way, running that entire thing back. That son of a bitch had to make a tough decision in a very quick time.
Yeah.
He tried to do his absolute best. Sorry, landing in the goddamn river. But anyways, Joe Burrow is able to figure things out before the snap. Why is that? You just think some guys just naturally pick it up? Do you think it's because they've done it their entire lives? Or what is the understanding from some quarterbacks and not other quarterbacks? And do you know going in, like, hey, this motherfucker knows our shit. Like, this guy's going to know what we're doing.
Well, I think when you talk to these head coaches and these personnel guys and GMs and hey, we knew this about Joey B. You know, Patrick Mahomes, you know, when he came out, Andy Reid spent 2 days, you know, with this guy on the board. So they're obviously going to vet these players. They talk to the coaches.
They
so
miss
they get
a lot.
They get to, no, you do. You do, but you got to try to turn every stone to figure this thing out. And I think it's easy for all of us to figure out who has not got the big brain, who's not cerebral, because those guys are holding the ball, the rush is coming, their eyes drop, they got, you know, one in the progression. They can't go 1, 2, 3, 4 and then hit the check down. It's like curl, linebacker's there. If he goes to the flat, throw the curl. If he stays there, throw to the flat. Okay, well, what if they cover both those, all right? Then just start frickin' running. But I think it's easy for us to figure out who the guys that can't figure that out. But these guys are so good because they get to the line of scrimmage with plenty enough time. They give them, you know, snap counts. They put the leg up. They try to get the defense to show their hand. They're looking for tells, man zone, tells, all those kind of things. And then they get in their cadence, and then that's all pre-snap to try to get as much information as they can. And if the defense does a great job, which most of them do, and I expect both these defenses to do that, you know, then it's on the snap. And then so the safeties are hanging. You snap the ball, and then is this guy coming down? Is this guy coming down? Or are they staying split safety, middle open, too high? So guys got to be very, very bright.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in a lot of time.
And then you got Aaron Donald and Von Miller and Leonard Floyd, all these dudes.
Most athletic, biggest, baddest, scariest dudes on earth are trying to kill you. Yeah, and your offensive line has proven might let a couple guys through every once in a while. That's just kind of the way it goes. Seth freaking Rollins paid his respects to you for your time in Chicago, right? He's a big-time Bears fan. In Chicago, you got to play against Aaron Rodgers and, obviously, Matthew Stafford. So whenever you see Matthew Stafford go and have success at L.A., this is not a surprise, I think, to anybody that watched him play, right? And what are you seeing in that McVay offense that has maybe taken Matthew Stafford to a different level, or you think this is the same guy that we've always seen, just in a different opportunity?
I think it's just that. You know, he finally got to a team that has all the pieces and weapons around him. Obviously, McVay is really good at what he does and you know, calling plays and putting, you know, Matthew in position. But here's an OG that can play. We all know he can play. He's been playing.
OG, dude.
My
draft class.
He's phenomenal. You remember when we took the lead in 2016 in that opener against them, and they got the ball with less than 2 minutes.
But
and
then what?
Bing, 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 and we lose.
I thought we came back and won on last play.
No, we lost that one. Unfortunately,
I remember the bangers.
But he's been playing really good football for a long time. So coming in here with the expectations that he came in here with, I mean, this was the savior. This was going to be the guy that, you know, because Goff couldn't get it done, obviously, and they bring him in, and then they add a piece here, a piece there. But the quarterback's the dude, right? So he comes in here, and he quiets all the critics, because I think every one of us, well, maybe not us on this show, because we're so,
like you, definitely.
I don't
know about us. Sounds like you. Hey, it sure
we're positive here. We're upbeat.
Yes.
We want to lift people up. We want to serve people. We want to do all that stuff. But everybody was just waiting for him to fail, especially in the playoffs. And he came through for him.
And he takes his soul, too, against the guy.
So now he's got to do the same thing. He's got to walk out on that field on Sunday and just say, okay, same thing like we were talking. Just let me be me. Let me do my deal, not get all whatever, pressured up. He doesn't have to, you know, carry the whole thing. He doesn't have to win the game himself. So happy for Matthew. He's a good player.
I do love the fact that there's 2 emojis attached to your wrists. Well, you were just speaking right there, and literally you were just here. Just I love it. Just 2 emojis right now.
You know how Italians communicate, right? You don't even.
I've been following hardcore.
And then it's pizza, then it's gravy.
And then we got Sorry about it. I'm Italian. Check my 23andMe, dude.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Can't believe they let us hang with you.
Go ahead, bro. Listen, Chuck. Listen. You've seen me in a lot of situations where they've never experienced something like me before. All right. Imagine this, but like a lot of you've seen it internationally. You've seen
a lot of
this,
Japanese people.
Yeah, you've seen it.
Still scratching their head.
Yeah. So, do you remember? Yeah, there's still stories being told. Oh my God, this guy was wild. But yeah, yesterday there was only like 20 shows out here, and we were just screaming right into all of them. So I'm happy there's a little bit background noise, and it's not just us echoing through. But the way this is set up is very uncomfortable. And these people gotta fucking hate us, Chuck. They can come in through here. They gotta listen to us yell. Then they gotta go out through here. I mean, it's not.
What are they gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Hey, sorry about it. Sorry about it. Go ahead, Ty.
Coach, going back to the Bengals O-line and the Rams D-line, conventional wisdom says that you let your quarterback get sacked 9 times, you're not going to win, period. But they've kind of been saying that every week about the Bengals, like, oh, well, their O-line's terrible. They can't win. Is there anything the coach can say this week leading up to, like, I don't know, like, light a fire under their ass, or is it kind of a situation where they know that they can't play like that and probably win on Sunday, and it's kind of just like, hey, we're going to have to go out there and play the best game of our lives?
Yeah, I don't think any of them in this period of time, this week is going to turn into Jonathan Ogden, or but they are what they are. So I think the way that he did get sacked 9 times.
But so many people just ricochet shots.
No, I'm just saying they're good players. They're in the National Football League. They're good players, and there's good players on the other side of the line of scrimmage too that you have to block. So I think the thing that'll help them is establish the run game, right? Hand the ball to Joe as much as you can, run the football, get the ball out of Joe B's hand, throw some screens, throw some quick game. You got all these playmakers on the edge, run some fly sweeps, some jet sweeps, and then when you got to drop back, hopefully you stay out of 3rd and long, and you're 3rd and manageable, and you can block those guys up. And you're not going to change those guys overnight, but I think as much as they've heard, myself now included, and everybody else been on their, ass about playing well. They're going to come in this game with a chip on their shoulder and something to prove.
Well, listen, and then if they start reaching, though, you reach, I teach you. They're going to. Aiden Hutchinson got a pretty good get off on me earlier. I don't know if you saw it. He flipped his hips on me. I mean, we're running screens, so we picked up 15, but
he's going to be a good
he
player.
got around. Those guys are pretty impressive out there. Hey, just real quick, I know us Italians maybe like to make a little wager on some things every once in a while. Who do you like this weekend? I think it's 4.5, 4.
Yeah, right
around.
You like? I'm not a betting man, but
no, of course not.
Because they got teasers, right?
Sure.
What if we teased like the Bengals up to 11?
Well, you have to do something else too.
No, well then let's tease the over/under down to like 40, 41, and bet the over.
You're not a gambling man.
Nope. No, hey.
That was quick.
No, absolutely not.
Hey, shout out to Tori Pagano, Tori Conley.
Okay.
My daughter, my youngest.
Okay.
28 years old today.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
They got little bear. Bear's a gabagool.
Hey, we're back in 6 minutes for hour 4, I think. Oh, he's next.
Yeah.
Chris Mad Dog Russo's next.
Oh,
hey, will you join us for the next 15 minutes?
Sure.
Wow. Minutes?
Yeah.
We got to. Is
Carson?
Carson's at
25.
25, and then Hammer Dahn will be immediately after that. Hey, Tone, is there any more headsets up here, or is this the maximum amount of headsets?
There's some on the back.
Tone, bring a chair up here, Tone. Tone.
There he is. He's coming.
Julio.
Hey, Calabria.
Is it for Mad Dog?
Oh, wait. Don't you butcher.
Listen, that's where I'm from, bro. I didn't fucking, nobody told me.
Okay.
What, do you see this?
She says Calabria.
Everything he says is wrong.
Calabria.
Yeah, exactly.
Calabria.
Oh, Calabria's got the gabagool, the real thin, the juicy.
If you disrespect those people again, you're gonna you're gonna end up in a wood chipper.
No,
let them know, Chuck.
What? Who know?
Wood chipper.
Yep.
Those white people, they wouldn't do that.
Feet first. You're going feet first too. They say.
Yeah.
No, so I have to wash the rest of it.
Yeah.
No.
You got to live through it.
Yeah. Right leg.
It ain't
left
an
leg.
instant. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, there's CFO Phil.
Are we in the air?
Yeah, we're still live on YouTube. Yeah. And
are we really?
Listen, I'd like to let every other Italian out there, other than me and Chuck and Diggs, know that nothing but respect. Obviously, nothing but respect.
Of course, we love Italy.
Oh, Hank Basket.
Oh,
Oh, I spilled my Starbucks.
Oh,
no.
Well, that's a common occurrence.
Yeah,
all right.
exactly.
All right, fuck.
Whoa, whoa.
Hey, what's up, dude? We are live right now. Great to see you, man. How are you, dude? Great to see you, dude.
Man of the people. You're unbelievable.
Hank and I sat next to each other in special teams meeting for like the first year of my career.
Nice.
Sat right next to him. He got traded from the Philadelphia Eagles. He comes in, sits down. At that point, he had been documented dating a very famous person.
Yes.
So he sits right next to me, and we are B. Marsh. Brandon Marsh was here. What's going on, dude? Hold. Sounds like he did, by the way. There's a lot to get.
Yeah, it does.
There's a lot going on, baby, Brandon. Got on, Brandon. There's a lot. I don't want to dive into that.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not throwing
Did you
myself.
ever figure
It's
out
cooking.
the big guy with the beard today, 6'6", tatted up? You thought he was Canadian
Oh,
or
it's
something?
Robert
You were
Gallery.
It's
screaming-
Bob Gallery,
Robert Gallery.
offensive lineman,
offensive
Iowa.
lineman.
Yeah.
We were together when I was at the Raiders.
Yeah, he looked awesome.
Yeah, how come you didn't recognize him? You're a bad guy. Yeah, just like me.
Well, you were. I mean, we didn't get a close up.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, the camera has its advantages.
I mean,
and
it
just-
was like the restroom. He was standing in front of the restroom,
Yeah,
whatever
he was
that dude is down there. And then there's Robert. That was Robert.
Yeah. We
He
talked
looked
to him
good.
after.
Hey, look.
Unbelievable.
How do you feel about this as a coach who's been around a lot of guys, has relationships with a lot of guys, but you're not? I mean, obviously you represent the NFL. We are moments away from Chris Mad Dog Russo.
Here we go.
Oh, I thought you said he was coming on the show.
No. Well, he is. He's
Wait,
on.
we need to hit that space bar.
Yeah. Hey, we need that computer to stop falling asleep.
How do
too.
we just turn off the hibernation?
Like if you never saw Mad,
did,
if you
yeah.
never saw Mad Dog Russo, right, and you just listened to him, would this be your? Is that him right there?
Yeah, that is him right
Because
there.
I've never seen him, in person or on TV.
Yeah,
I
so-
would have never put that voice with that body and
Hey,
that
how's
hair.
the gabagool? Hey, how's the gabagool?
Yeah.
No, I
can't
know. He'll wood chipper.
Yeah.
You mess with him,
You're
mess
about
with his
to get
show.
a real treat here for,
What
Yeah.
time? Like 12:01?
2 minutes
Does he
and
do?
14 seconds. 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
Yep,
It's
12:02,
what we're
30.
Oh,
waiting.
he's
The
giving Dan some
accent,
money.
the accent.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, I
he gets
love
very
that.
mad too. Hey, he gets very mad too. Like he gets.
That's
No, he
College,
gets after some
nonetheless.
callers now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You stick around. Let you listen to him.
Oh yeah,
He's a big
You're a big
baseball.
fan. Let's meet you. We can introduce you to him.
it'd be awesome. Be my honor.
Really?
We should take him over there right now.
We should. We should at least
So
think
we
about
cry
it.
when you're done. Then Tina are like, "What are we doing now?"
Mad
Just
Dog.
put on Mad Dog. We'll listen to Mad Dog a little bit, ride around a few, around the block a couple times.
You guys hit a hot lap or two. I love your life as a retired person.
Oh
man.
my God.
Where
Living
are
a
you
blessed
mainly?
life, Boise,
Oh man, that's awesome. Isn't Carson coming on? Where does Carson live?
Caden, he's up there in Idaho.
Sun Valley.
Okay.
I think he's Sun Valley. Oh, he's got places
He's on
in
a lake?
Montana too.
Are you on the lake?
No, that's 2 hours north.
Which
so
house?
Sun
Which
Valley,
house?
they got
Yeah,
places.
it's
I mean,
on
they have like
a
6
lake,
residents,
not
6
the
different
one in
places.
Idaho, yeah.
Oh, stop. You stop.
Yeah, guy, a lot of good football. Hey, a lot of gabagool around there. You gotta do what you gotta do. You deserve it. Did you hear about Tom Brady? Tom Brady coming out. Obviously, if you
Oh,
everybody's
already
talking about-
rethinking?
he's back.
No, he just, I guess, put enough out there to, I don't know. He ain't coming back.
I don't think so.
No way.
Put on ticker.
Put it on the ticker.
it on
Yeah,
ticker.
put it on ticker. Chuck Pagano says Tom Brady ain't coming back. It sounded like he
Why?
was.
Why?
Well, I mean,
Why?
why has he for the last 10 years?
Yeah, sick of doing dishes. He wants to get back in the game. Get that pigskin back in his hands.
He's got enough to do.
He's got Tannenbaum.
His next life's work is going to be amazing. So, I don't know. He's got Mike T on there.
Yeah, that's who it is, right? Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was cousin Sal.
Yeah. Are we sure? Are we sure that's Tannenbaum?
We're gonna say, hey,
Coach said
Sally.
that. I said
Is
I
that
thought it
Uncle
was.
Sal?
I thought it was Mike. And
I
then,
think that's
Sally,
Sal.
we grabbed the cheese.
Okay.
that
Get the
Uncle
grass.
Sal?
Are you guys
That's
serious?
not Tannenbaum.
I can
Okay.
spot that doofus from anywhere. That is
Whoa,
Tannenbaum.
whoa,
No. What is that about?
You see Jared?
What if he just
Playmaker.
jumped
Ladies
over?
and gentlemen, the playmaker, the electrifying Michael I didn't mean to cut in on y'all show, but
amazing.
yes, I did.
What's up, buddy? How are you, buddy?
Hey,
Good
he
to see
might
you,
be
man.
bullshitting, but he ain't lying.
Good to see you, man.
But I ain't
Oh
lying.
boy.
This dude is the best.
Jeez.
Yesterday he was unbelievable.
Yeah, so what jersey number did he wear at the U? 1986.
I got this.
Go.
47.
47.
It's a great number.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Greatest team, right, of all time? That, yes, the Bulls.
Hey, can I get a photo with you, dude?
And who wore
Doesn't age
performed
either.
Shakespeare?
So he was a junior wide
Bill?
receiver down there in '86. Testaverde was the quarterback. Blades brothers, the late Jerome Brown. I mean, we had a team.
Unbelievable talent.
Yeah, we're gonna say you were on the episode. Yeah, we'll just tag you in there.
Hell yeah.
2 days back-to-back guests.
Brett Perriman, Blades brothers, Michael Irvin, Vinny Testaverde,
Blades-
Jerome Brown.
Is that the
Blades was
fastest team of all time?
Lonzo Highsmith.
I mean,
Mel
how much
Br-
speed?
Mel
Yeah,
Bratton.
Lonzo. Yeah, he was in Green Bay.
Hey, the Blades family from Pittsburgh?
What?
No.
Thanks,
no,
Mike.
no.
Yeah.
Welcome to the party.
Yeah, the Blades are from Pittsburgh, I believe.
Did we miss Mad Dog?
Do you know?
Oh.
Boom! Baby!
Still got it.
Hey, baby, Mad Dog. All right, let's get some
Paisan.
Twitter questions. Let's get some Twitter questions here before Carson Palmer joins us. It is hour 4 of this excruciating long bad show with no good news.
This show.
This show stinks, Chuck. Thanks for stopping by. It's great to see you in person.
Yeah.
How
Thanks
good
for
does he
having
look?
me.
You look good.
Thanks for having me.
You're
Feel
part of that.
good.
You're part of that Peloton cult.
Peloton.
You're part of that cult.
Yep.
They're taking some heat right now.
And that's
here.
Oh, yeah.
Again?
Did they lay off
For
like
what
2,000
now?
employees,
Yeah,
and guys are
Peloton.
dying in movies on the thing? Or
What'd you
something?
do? What'd you do, Chuck? Why?
There was a big-time shareholders meeting, and apparently it got leaked to the public, and a lot of the upper management is on the way out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, crashing.
They also got kids getting chewed up by the treadmills.
That happened
Oh,
to one
boy.
kid.
Not
Kids?
good.
Are you
Oh, yeah.
really?
Yeah, a couple young,
Chewed up.
couple
Yeah.
young kids, get
Well, if you're not in
sucked
shape,
underneath
if you're
them.
not, if you're not in shape,
Faces.
and you jump on a bike or a treadmill, something bad's going to
Something
happen.
bad's gonna happen.
And who
Yeah.
lets their kids?
No,
you know,
no.
I
Listen,
agree.
hey, listen. I don't know if you want
We shouldn't go there.
We got to supervise our kids.
I don't know if you, yeah, let's keep a
No.
good eye on the kids
No,
out
it was
there.
that New York
Mr. Big.
floozy show that ruined it at first. Mr. Big
Mr.
died
Big.
on a Peloton.
Oh, yeah, that did happen.
What happened?
The Sex in the City,
Oh, Sex and the City.
sequel. That one of the characters died on the Peloton. Stock prices dropped big time after
Pretty
the
amazing how that works.
episode.
Did he die in real life on the episode?
No,
No.
on TV.
It was a fake character?
Yeah, and people basically had, fuck this, I'm done.
I think what he did in real life was much worse.
Yeah.
Oh, what'd he
had
do?
some-
Well, yeah, some unsavory things on set. And
that didn't
whatnot,
happen to
but-
Bezo, right? Because of his deal. That didn't have anything. That didn't have anything to do with Peloton. did it?
No. Bezo ain't going anywhere, Chuck.
Bezos in-
Chuck speaks
in prime
so soft. I
position.
can't hear a word you're saying.
Doug, I
Oh,
love
nobody can. Good.
No, we can't.
I don't want any of that back.
He's
Hey,
smart.
Pat, no backlash.
Yeah.
No, anytime.
What are they
anybody-
saying?
Anytime anybody calls something a deal, I love it. Like you saying that Bezos deal. AJ describes things as, that deal you got going on.
I'm probably more way Italian than Pat, so you know.
Whoa.
No.
Whoa.
I haven't checked.
You know.
You all are.
0.001.
Both of us. I did the same thing, right? 23andMe.
Yeah.
Like got 2%. I mean, really?
2% what?
Shocked.
Huh?
2% what?
Italian.
Look
Can you
at
tell
that.
me
know the tests don't work then.
You could argue that, right? You got more than I got, according to 23andMe.
Oh, so it doesn't work is what you're saying. Because you're 100 probably.
Yeah, so those two dudes that are in the basement somewhere
Yeah.
that came up with that,
Yeah.
they're laughing at all of us.
No,
You're right.
All
They have all our DNA
all
now,
the money,
too.
all the
What's up,
money
boss
that
man?
they made.
Yep. They have all our DNA. They're probably
They're
stockpiling
like,
it for
hey,
something.
what do you want to do with
listen,
this
not
shit?
on this program.
Whoa.
I'm not doing this on this program.
Whoa.
I spit in that
They
thing.
take a look. They look at your profile, look at your name, your face, pull you up on Twitter or whatever. Google you, Wikipedia. Okay, he looks.
This
he
is
looks Italian.
science,
He
dude.
looks Italian.
This
Let's give him.
is
Let's give him
science.
45%
No.
Italian. He looks like he's got a little Czech Republic in him. He's got slow.
Chuck,
Chuck, this show is ruining. This show is ruining you.
So
Chuck, don't be so toxic.
It's amazing.
This is unbelievable, Chuck. I just
no,
wanna tell you.
we're called because my mom's side was Slovak, right?
Yeah, but if they look at
Czechoslovakian.
you don't think these two guys in the basement, if they didn't look at you, it's Chuck Pagano, they see the.
He's saying they don't know what they're talking about. That's what he's saying.
Ferragamos, and then they give me whatever percentage they gave me.
Yeah, so the way you're saying
what did
they're
I do to
figuring it
them?
out.
What did I do to 23andMe?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Pat was giving stool samples, I heard, not spitting into
Oh.
the cup.
Oh, that might help.
Right?
Boy.
Isn't that more accurate?
Pooping would
That was
definitely
more.
help.
That was more accurate for COVID testing at the beginning, so it's possible.
correct. Yeah, I mean, that's what.
And that's pretty accurate too, COVID testing.
Yeah.
Chuck is right in the pocket. Chuck is right in the pocket. I love it.
Now is not the time. Oh, that's what there ever is on this program. Now is
Chuck is in the program.
Breaking news: FanDuel backs out.
Listen,
What
they
the
don't
hell
care.
happened?
Chuck, they don't care what you.
Okay, you're off. Can we cut this?
No, Chuck, they
Get
don't
him.
care what you think. Like, but I don't know. I don't want you to get into that battle, especially.
Well, you let Aaron come on and speak his mind.
Yeah, but I understand this.
And I
is
know
a
he's
place,
got a bigger brain than me.
No, I would like this to be a place for a conversation from whoever. But I just want to let you know, Aaron got tweeted by literally. All of these people, and they were not on his side. So I'm just saying, you're signing yourself up for, if you want to go down that road, a potential rebuttal fest out here. That's what I'm saying. You know, we were too dumb in that situation, but there's a lot of much more than us.
Hey, you got big enough shoulders. I got big enough shoulders.
Yeah.
Bring it.
Yeah, I got 0.01% gabagool.
I don't care what 23andMe said.
All right, let's go to
I
some
got people.
questions. Let's go to some questions from the Twitter here. Hopefully we can dive into some subjects that we haven't talked about with our great friend Chuck Pagano here. Hashtag PMS in LA. If you want to get a question on the show, absolutely join us. All the boys are here. Chuck Pagano's here. Head coach Chuck Pagano's here. AJ Hawk here. Ty Schmidt. Boston Connor. Tone Diggs, one half of the Hammer
Dahn.
Cowboys. Hammer Down will be going live immediately following this show, wrapping up after Carson Palmer joins us to give us some Cadenwood CBD conversation. You love the good CBD.
Absolutely. Not alone.
Helps him play golf, right, Chuck?
CBD mixed with some other stuff. Cut the CBD
pain
with THC.
management, sleep, anxiety, whatever you're dealing with, amazing.
How's the golf game?
The golf ball, my brother-in-law's a pro, head pro out here. Been a head pro out here 50 years. Wow. He said the golf ball requires 100% of your focus and attention on every shot. And most guys get up there and can't do that. So a couple vodkas, some CBD, whatever, right? Then everything kind of just goes away, and he said you just kind of
100% focus.
This is awesome.
And that ball looks like this big, like a softball, and it's just like
boom. You're hitting that wherever you want. You're kind of shaping that shot. You're doing that thing out there. I want to let you know, similar thoughts for me whenever I have said vitamins mixture that you put together. That ball becomes a beach ball down there, and I really start shaping things. You know
the
what
levels. It's all about the levels.
Well,
if the levels are off, your game stinks. Mine does.
AJ, really good golfer.
I mean, hearing Chuck talk about, I mean, that's what I'm missing, I guess. Is that why I drive ball out of bounds every 2 shots? I need your concoction. Can you write it down for me?
Again? 2 vodkas.
One. Whiskey. One.
Yeah,
Couple ice cold beers.
One. Maybe a Macanudo.
Macanudo. One.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe a Toro Fuente. Something really strong, a pure Cuban.
AJ
but then you're just like in this deal where it's like the archer. You know, the archer that shoots for nothing never misses. Wow. And then the archer who shoots for a brass belt buckle, he starts seeing, you're right, he's off. And then the archer that shoots for a pot of gold, he sees 2 targets. He can't hit shit.
I mean, it makes sense to me.
That's real.
Hey, can you tell me about the German pretzel?
Oh, no way. Not on this show.
Yeah.
This is a family show.
No, it's not. No, it's not, actually. No. We've taken
I forgot. I can't remember the whole deal.
This was incredible. Did you used to read books and stuff like that to get inspirational stories?
I had help.
It was awesome.
I'm a terrible reader.
Well, if you listen to the voiceover of the book, dude, he did this German pretzel deal. It was unbelievable. There's deal again because it was an entire thing.
Okay.
So I believe how the story went. It was one of the best, and Chuck always brought it in team meetings. Okay, never mailed it in, always brought it. So much so that like after some of them, I was like, hey, that was a good meeting. That was a good meeting because I enjoyed the entire presentation. I like listening to how people speak. I like listening to orators. Like I enjoy doing that. It is something. So even if it was something I wasn't interested in or wasn't my job, I would still be paying attention to the person speaking and thinking to myself, like, interesting way to go about saying what you're fucking saying there. But I enjoy what you're saying. He told this German pretzel story about this wrestler who was known for this one move, and it was the German pretzel. And everything he did was the crowd would wait for this wrestler to get into this one move, and they start chanting pretzel, pretzel, pretzel. And then he ended up getting a win either a different way than the pretzel, or he did the pretzel again or something. And I think it was the story, the metaphor was, we don't have to be be anything that we're not. We just have to be who we are, is basically how the entire story went. And I remember at the end of that, I was like, fucking bravo for that one. Because he took me into a German auditorium with a wrestling mat with these people chanting pretzel. And then every week it was a new one. We're talking every week. You always brought it in there. Honestly, I think that is something that should be talked about a little bit, because I assume some people mail it in a little bit.
Yeah, so that was a great rendition of it.
Is that what happened? I forget.
Really, really. So the guy that he was wrestling.
Here we go.
He had him in a We Woke a Switch. I mean, the German pretzel guy was done.
Okay.
So the crowd started chanting. So he's in this deal. He's fixing to lose this match. He's never lost before, right? So he's got him in this We Woke a Switch, and there's, you know, shit
what is that
everywhere.
called?
A We Woke a Switch.
Of course.
Listen, AJ.
It's amazing. It never fails you if you can learn how to execute the We Woke a Switch.
Oh my God!
So
I need to get that.
He sees this set of, you know what, hanging there, right?
Right here in front
Because
of
he's in this We Woke a Switch. He's like, German pretzels. They start chanting. He's like, I got to come through. I got to do something
for my people.
So he says the only way I can get out of this is, boom. He bites down.
Yeah.
And he flips this dude, pins him. They're going crazy. German pretzel. Come to find out, they were his own.
They were his own?
Yeah. Motivated himself.
Wow. Yeah, he bit his own shaft?
Yeah.
No, his testicles.
His own balls.
AJ.
He bit his own balls and shafts, and then it flipped him, it gets snapped
And
him
that
out
just,
of it?
oh, yeah.
That makes sense.
Did he remove his ribs?
Yeah, it was Marilyn Manson, actually.
How do you do
This is
that?
amazing, Chuck. I wish I would have played for
legendary,
you.
Legendary.
Golly. I need that book.
What a weapon.
He said, shaft.
Not everyone was German pretzel level.
No.
Not everyone, but
Well,
boy.
you got to be even more
I think
flexible to
most
get
of
your
us,
balls, I'm guessing,
most
too.
of us just think, okay, my run is over. You got me. I'm in the We Woke. I'm done. I'm not biting. I'm not biting these
It's like
things.
the frog, you know, the frog that's being eaten and he's holding the...
Never give up.
Yeah, exactly, you know.
That was amazing.
It's the same story.
Chuck, I appreciate everything you've done
That's
for us
awesome.
this season. As a coach, everything. You're the absolute best, and it's been great seeing you, man.
I appreciate you guys.
So just so we put a bow on this entire thing, you eat edibles all the time. You do gamble. You golf. and you had a hell of a year. You had an absolutely hell of a year, and we appreciate it.
Figured it out.
Hey, only in legal states.
Yes.
Only in legal states, obviously.
There's not many.
We're going to take a break for like 4 minutes. Carson Palmer will come on the other side of that for a good conversation. Then Hammer Dahn will be on the other side of that. Wrapping up here, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. It is an absolute delight to be here. Chuck, thank you so much for everything this year. You're
Thank you.
amazing.
Appreciate you guys. Love you
All
guys.
right, we'll
Yeah.
be back in 4 minutes. You have got to experience so many things, both as a businessman off the field and on the field. Is there a moment when I ask this question that pops your mind, like, what's the craziest shit you've ever seen in your entire life? Because there was a time there where it felt like you were just getting dropped into insane situations and the world was like watching you do things. Man vs. Wild, you and that Bear Grylls guy, fucking electric. That was maybe the most electric shit I've ever seen. Is there anything that you think of whenever you think, like, what's the most ridiculous thing you've been a part of?
Probably some of the most ridiculous shit I ever been a part of was, you know, I had got the restaurant which I'm in right now, and you know, when we first got it, I would come in here and I would, you know, clean up and go outside in the front, sweep up, you know, make sure everything looked nice and shit. And one morning I got up here and I noticed, you know, like, damn, this is a funky ass smell. And I looked, you know what I mean, to the side of my front door, and it's a big ass pile of shit. And I'm talking about human shit.
Yeah,
and it's right on the side of the door. So I'm like, somebody done came and popped the shit right in front of the door. Like, oh, this shit is crazy. Like, I can't be in here serving food. Motherfucker come walk in and they smelling straight ass cheeks when they come in there. Like, I don't think that's the restaurant I need to eat in. So, man, I get the water hose and I'm hosing it down. And, you know, I see, you know, we got a couple, you know, dope fiends that usually walk back up in front. Hey, man, did you do this? Like, oh, no. So, you know, one of them owned up to it. I said, look, man, check it out. So you don't do this no more. Look, you come by here, we get you a, you know what I mean, we get you a broom and, you know, you help us, we help you. You feel me? And, you know, we put together a little, I put a proposition together for him, and I ain't cleaning up shit no more.
It's a win-win. It's a win for everybody on that one. Hey, one of your former teammates
Yeah, hey, everybody wins. You're helping the people, man. That's awesome. That's why people love you. But hey,
one of them owned up to it. Just a line of questioning. The line of questioning.
His name was Willie. Willie owned up to. Matter of fact, he just left out. He saying sweeping up. He like, hey, what's up? Oh boy, I've been looking for you. You feel? Okay. Yeah, we buzzed down together up in the front of the restaurant to get it all cleaned up and everything.
Hey, you're helping people. Hey, Willie went from shitting outside to working inside. Let's go.
Yeah. All right.
Let's go, Willie. Let's go.
Give it up for my boy Willie, man.
What's the most beer you did in one night you think of one of those shows?
Well, I never forget when we went to Japan one time. Dudley, Stacy Keebler. I mean, there were so many people out there. I think we went through 103 or 108. Now, between just for myself, you know, I'd always make sure to have about a 12 or 18 pack there. And, you know, here's the thing when some people say, oh, shit, man, you got too much of that beer on you. You don't even know how to drink beer. It's like, dude, fuck you. You don't know what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to entertain 20,000 people in an arena. If I just go out there and sip it real properly, how fucking exciting is that? So when you're out there on an empty belly and you're shotgunning beers and all that shit's going in, the half that was going in was for me. The half that was going on was for them. Nice. But I'm telling you, Pat, when you shotgun a bunch of beers like that and you're drinking about half of each beer, you got a pretty damn good buzz when you come out. And that's a sacrifice I was willing to make every single night.
I would assume you were pretty fucked up, yeah. When did you start self-cheersing? When did you start self-cheersing? Was that something you did in college? You're like, hey, Steve, good for me, man. Like, when did that start?
No, you know what? I got to give credit to Sandman for starting that, but he was bashing him off his head, and I don't remember, and it wasn't because Sandman was doing it, so I don't want to say I copied him, but he was the first. So, and then my style was, because people always get us confused. They'll say, yeah, man, you used to bang them on your head. No, motherfucker, I was the guy that clacked them together. It was just something we came up with. I don't know how the beers got introduced to the ring, but it became a thing, and we ran with it.
Welcome back to the show here. Didn't just run to the bathroom. Did not just do that. No. Didn't take a break when you didn't need to take a break strictly because my bladder almost exploded. But whenever you're running around down here at beautiful Radio Row in Los Angeles, you're going to see so many incredible people. It's hard not to dap up a lot of folks. Hank Baskett just stopped by, former teammate of mine. Great to see him joining us now. And we look forward to this every year. This has become an annual thing. Do you know that?
I'm honored.
We're honored.
I'm honored.
Here to chat about the greatness of Cadenwood CBD. Ladies and gentlemen, Carson Palmer.
Yeah.
Carson Palmer. How's it going, dude?
Great. You look great in that T-top, man. You always look good in that T-top, though.
Oh, well, I just told you look like you're in incredible shape right now. Thin down, you're on a good diet, working
Level
out.
Select CBD.
Oh.
Lets me get back in the gym.
Oh.
I'm trying to get some pipes like AJ. It's just not in the cards.
Let me tell you about this psychopath. Yesterday, we have a gym in the house we're staying in, right? He wakes up, obviously, 4 a.m., whatever it is. He's clanging and banging down there. Nobody can sleep because of how loud everything is. And then we come back from the show. We got to go to a meeting. Before we can leave the house, let's go do some chest. He's in there. It's awesome. I wish I had that drive.
That's what it takes.
I was just trying to get him to. There's a pull-up bar right out, like just right in the open there. So I was trying to get him just to mess around a little bit.
Can you do a pull-up?
Come on, Carson.
No. Can you climb the rope?
So in school, I never could. That did give me the obstacle course because my fat ass and my my upper body being so small. But I can do a pull-up. You can't.
Okay. I haven't tried.
Do you do any physical activities? I know this thing gets you back in the gym, obviously, get you back working out whenever you
This
can
gets
recover.
me in the gym, but my focus on the gym is I'm in the gym so that I can hunt and fish, not get tired, and just be outside as much as possible.
So you're a super outdoorsman guy. I think this
I
is
like
where
being outside.
Love it.
I prefer outside versus inside.
You like do the put your clothes in a bag of like deer piss so you can go live out in the middle of the forest and the deer will like just understand that you're there and
I
stuff.
spray down with deer piss. I put it on my boots as I'm walking in the woods.
Do you really?
Hunting is such. You have to be in the perfect place at the perfect time. I don't want any reason for anything to go wrong, so I take every precaution.
Oh, so you're like that.
Mm-hmm.
What all do you hunt?
Deer.
Just
Right.
deer?
Deer.
Okay.
Where at? Out there in the wild?
A little bit in Idaho and a lot of bit in Ohio, the great state of Ohio.
Oh,
where the
they're in
Cincinnati Bengals
Ohio.
are.
Where at? Where
There
do you go?
Just outside Cincinnati.
Sweet.
Oh.
Georgetown,
I'm sure you have
Ohio.
some good connections out there. You should.
Yeah.
Do you go arrow or bow and arrow?
All
or
bow.
gun?
All
bow.
bow.
Oh, so
Only
you're a
bow.
legit hunter. Yeah, you think people were using a rifle or
No,
guns?
I don't have anything wrong with it. I just don't want to shoot something that's 280 yards away.
Gotcha.
I like being right there with
So you must practice a lot
20
then
yards
with your bow.
every day. Yeah.
You have to practice.
Oh, you
don't
have it at the house?
Every
You have a
day.
range at the house?
Every day.
You have
is
to.
it
You
like
gotta shoot
competitive?
with a
Like
bow.
You got to shoot. Just like I'm sure you were kicking field goals. You had a field goal range out in the backyard.
Yeah.
You got to stay on your game.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so you're out there. You got the you have the whole thing. You do the whole face thing.
You're natural.
Well, I grew up around a guy who also had piss on his stuff when he went out into the woods or whatever. So I know your world relatively well.
Yeah.
You got that thing up on your cheek and all.
I reversed. I drop. I drop.
Oh,
the top
the
hand.
inverted,
Mhm.
and then the trigger.
The next level. It's next level.
How long did you do that when you were playing? There's no way a USC quarterback's out there hunting in the wild
No.
with piss on his clothes.
I
right?
got into it when I got drafted to the Bengals. That's how I got into it, and just fell in love the first time I went.
Not a golfer.
I like golf, but I enjoy golf. I love to hunt and fish.
You're a good golfer. Pat's going to play in Tahoe this year for the first time.
Good for you.
Probably gonna win it.
You're gonna love it. You probably will. You're gonna love it.
What's that mean? You think
You're
I'm
gonna
gonna
win.
stink?
Yeah, you'll win.
You're a double bogey kind of guy.
Let's talk about Cincinnati. You said you have some land out there you hunt on. You obviously are a massive part of Cincinnati Bengals history. The way it ended is going to be how it's going to be. Have you come back full circle with the Bengals? And obviously your family trained alongside Joe Burrow, and obviously you have a connection there. Have you come full circle with them? And is anybody more surprised than you that they are in the Super Bowl?
Full circle meaning what?
Like how you feel? Were you ever bitter? Did you hate them, or do you?
No, I had, issues with the organization, but I mean, Cincinnati's a great place to, if you would like to hunt and fish, Cincinnati's phenomenal. I'm back there a bunch. I love seeing, neighbors and old friends and just folks that I dealt and was around on a daily basis, go back and see.
So it's the life part wasn't bad, you're saying? Cincinnati
No, it's
has
a great
life.
place.
Yeah,
it's a
okay.
great place to have kids. It's a great place for all that. But am I surprised to see the Bengals here? 100%. If you would have told me or anybody else in this room in September that was a roster that was probably going to get them to the Super Bowl, I think everybody would say and disagree and say no. So absolutely, I'm shocked they're here. But it would be so amazing for the fan base. I mean, all of Ohio has seen some really bad football. When you start up north with the Cleveland Browns and work your way down to southeastern Ohio, there hasn't been a ton to get excited about and a ton to be proud of. And right now, if this team can take a Lombardi Trophy back to downtown Cincinnati and do a parade in downtown Cincinnati, I mean, it would be amazing. This fan base has been passionate. They've stuck by both Ohio teams, and it's never happened. So it would be just huge. I can't imagine that place would be bananas.
What's that
on Victory.
reservoir you guys have down there? It's the river in between Kentucky and Cincinnati. It's Dead Body City. You
The
guys going to have a boat
reservoir.
parade? Yeah, that's where you guys drink, right? That's
The
the
Ohio
drinking
River?
water?
What are you talking about?
Well, maybe. I don't know what it is. I thought it was the drinking water. When I drove across it,
Ohio River?
I put a car on the back of a boat, and it drove across the goddamn river.
It's the Ohio River.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like there was a lot of dead. But you guys aren't drinking that. That's not the drinking water over there, right?
No,
That's just
No,
river.
no.
I was lied to. I'm just want to I was lied to. I think it was unbelievable that they were saying that type of thing. But why not a boat parade? Maybe. What do you think the celebration would be like in Cincinnati if a Super Bowl was to come there?
It'd be amazing. It's a great. I mean, everything is right
Championship,
there.
not Super
Right. Yeah, Super Bowl right there. The buses, everything is based right there. You got the Red Stadium. You got the Bengals Stadium. You got all the casinos. It would be bananas.
Joe Burrow's a guy, huh?
He's amazing. He's amazing. What he's done, I mean, you go back to that game where they went into Tennessee, the number 1 seed. He was sacked 9 times. You don't know what it's like to get sacked. It's demoralizing.
He needs some Cadenwood.
They need some Cadenwood after that game. There's
he
no
needs
doubt.
Cadenwood,
Some level
CB.
select.
Yeah.
But getting yourself up off the ground, your offensive line feels bad. They keep, 9 times they're picking you up off the ground. 9 times his defensive team on the sidelines were watching him get that is a demoralizing feeling. So for them to stay even keeled and Joe to keep his poise and then find a way to win, there's a certain level of magic they have about them. They went 10-7 and they're playing against the Ritz and glitz and glamour of Hollywood, the Rams. You got Aaron Donald, you got OBJ, you got all these guys. The Bengals don't have that. So they've just found a way with grit, toughness, and a little bit of magic to get here.
Good Rust Belt team. Go ahead, AJ.
So the Rams, everyone expects them to get 4-man pressure on Joe Burrow. If a team can get 4-man pressure on you as a quarterback, say they do it early, first couple series, they knock you down and maybe get a sack. What kind of impact does that have throughout the game? If hey, these guys are coming no matter what, they don't have to bring 6.
Well, just the struggles that Cincy's had up front. The offensive line has struggled all year long. Joe was sacked 52 or 53 times. They led the league in quarterback sacks. So this offensive
And last
line,
year he would have led the league too, but he got out.
He moves around the pocket pretty well too, though. He avoids a lot as well.
He's unbelievable. But at the end of the day, that offensive line is going to get overpowered. Aaron Donald is unblockable. Von Miller's a former Super Bowl MVP that actually he took over that game and won that game for the Broncos. So those guys have been there before. They know what it takes. That offensive line in Cincinnati has struggled from week 1 to week 17, and then they went, as I said before, and got sacked 9 times in one playoff game. So I just think you don't need to bring a ton of pressure. You can sit back. You don't have to man up Jamar Chase and play one-on-one and bring pressures. They can rush. They can put Aaron Donald and Vaughn on the same side of the field. That's a terrible mismatch. That is awful for Cincinnati, let alone the Bengals. So it does concern me that they can rush 4 and double Jamar and double T. They lost their CJ. They lost their tight end last week to the knee. So it's tough sledding. It's going to be an uphill battle for the Bengals.
Hey, I mean, everybody's saying what you're saying right there, though. Everybody's saying the 9 sacks in one game, 13 in total, I guess, or 13 or 12 in total in this entire playoff run. It's the most, I guess, that has ever happened for a Super Bowl team, or if they were to win a Super Bowl championship, it'd be the most of all time. Is there anything that offensive line you think is going through mentally, knowing that everybody is talking about the only way they win is doing that? And you've been around, obviously, a lot of offensive lines. You've been a part of some gruesome hits and injuries that have changed the game forever. There has to be something to that, right? Out of everybody
100%.
talking that they stink. Isn't that something for 2 weeks that they're going to have to hear and maybe can change themselves?
It puts a chip on your shoulder, no doubt. But I mean, I remember my first time I was playing for the Cardinals. We were in St. Louis playing the Rams after they had drafted this guy with the 17th pick or 18th pick named Aaron Donald. I hadn't heard of him. I didn't know it was his rookie year. And midway through the second quarter, I come back to the huddle and I'm getting ready to call a play. It was a long play action 7-step drop. And I hear the offensive lineman. I'm like, what? We're in the middle of a play. I got 20 seconds. What are you talking about? What's going on? And I finally get a second to hear what they're saying. We're in a loud stadium, and they're like, I can't even see 99, let alone block them. And I remember that messed my head up. I was like, hold on, who? 90. Nobody was even saying his name was Aaron Donald. It was 99 because he didn't come in. He came in from Pittsburgh. He wasn't a top 5 pick. He wasn't a household name, but that guy can keep you up at night. And having to be in the NFC West with him a bunch and play against him twice a year, he is an issue. I don't care if you have all-pro guards, centers, and tackles. He is unblockable when he's one-on-one. So I just think it's a bad mismatch for the Bengals. I know everybody's talking about the offensive line and the struggles, but it doesn't matter if you got a bunch of all-pros. Aaron Donald's unblockable.
And that's a smart way to build a team, by the way. The way the Rams 100%. Built the team. It's like the Colts, right? We're going to get offensive weapons, we're going to get a lead, and then we're going to have Robert Mathis and Dwight Freeney come off the edge. When you construct a roster and you have Aaron Donald, you build for him to be there. In every conversation about him being the greatest player of all time, it happens every season, every single game that they're on TV. And I think at some point, somebody would come out and be like, no, that's not true. Everybody has said, no, yeah, this guy is the guy. I think it's unanimous from everybody, including A.Q. Shipley. A.Q. Shipley had to battle against him, obviously, when he was bent over in front of you doing his thing. He would go on to become a Super Bowl champion and a coach. And I don't want to break any news. We'll have to see how his coaching career continues or what it ends up doing there. But you're right. Hearing AQ talk about Aaron Donald is a different animal as well. The guys who actually have to play against him on a daily basis or a regular basis.
Can we spend some more time talking about AQ? He's
1,000,000%.
One of the best. I miss Q.
Well, listen.
He's the best.
He's been coaching, so he's been sleeping in his, on the couch down there. He's been watching pointless film. He's been putting in ideas and strategy that there's no way they're going to be listened to. Making no money. Played for 12, 13 years.
He got a ring.
Spark plug of a man as a champion, but he thought he was going to be a coach. Hey, you're sitting on a stage with two guys that played in the NFL that have known no way is anybody. What are these psychopaths doing that go on to coach? Is it not just an insane love and obsession of football and also hating everything else in life potentially?
Yeah, I mean, it's
That's why you haven't heard from AQ, by the way. He's been in a cave for 10 months.
He got a ring, and I mean, how do you do it any better than that? He got a ring, and he's out.
Well, is he out? Done. Is that official?
I didn't say that.
No,
I think if I were to guess, but he's absolutely the best. And no, being a coach, I mean, you got to love football so much that you don't want to be around anybody else other than the other coaches on the staff. Forever. Every single day of your life. Yeah.
Go ahead, Tone.
There we go. No. There it is.
We've talked about it a lot on this show. Do you think the Bengals would have won a championship before
this is so bad? What happened?
If they did have an indoor practice facility, if they do win the Super Bowl, you think ownership's gonna be like, hey, we just won the Super Bowl without an indoor practice?
Tone Diggs has asked Carson Palmer if he thinks that they could have made a Super Bowl or won a Super Bowl a lot earlier than this year if they had an indoor practice facility over there next to this concrete plant underneath the highway. Do you think the indoor facility would have got them here sooner?
Very well of the facilities or lack thereof. I'll tell you what. It used to drive me nuts. We used to get on a bus anytime it snowed. Cincinnati's not built for snow. I mean, you're from Ohio. When it snows, it takes days to get. They just don't have the infrastructure to clear the snow. So we would get on a bus. We would drive like an hour and a half to Mason, Ohio, to practice at an indoor kids soccer.
You weren't going to UC back then?
This is when you were there?
UC was playing. So they wouldn't let us use it. There was an issue between the Bengals and the University of Cincinnati. So we would drive an hour and a half north. We would practice. And literally the ceiling height was as big as this studio. So I could only throw slants. I would throw like posts and comebacks, and it would bang off the lights. And so
were you guys wearing pads? I hope you weren't wearing full pads.
There wasn't lined. They had the trainers out there with athletic tape lining the field, which is an ACL waiting to happen. And then you get on the bus and drive an hour and a half back. They wouldn't let you go home from there. And then you get back on the road that was snow on and drive an hour to get home. It was the biggest debacle.
Why'd you want to retire? Why'd you want to retire? This is the highest level, dude. This is the National Football League.
I hope that this Super Bowl thing generates some revenue that they can afford to put up an indoor facility for the players, because it's a competitive disadvantage. It is. That's 100%. It's a competitive disadvantage.
Maybe
another competitive disadvantage. They found a way to make it happen, though.
Because it's Joe Burrow.
Go
ahead, Connor.
Yeah, and to that point, like Gronk has come out and said if he wanted to keep playing, he would want to play with Joe Burrow and Cincy. Do you think they can actually turn that into like a destination place where guys want to go?
Because of Joey B.
Yeah, because of Joey B.
Big part because of Joey B, but more importantly because they have $58 million in cap space.
Yeah.
So let's see what they do with that.
And they have to spend that, by the way. Everybody talks about them paying people. It's like, well, they're actually forced to in the CBA. They have to spend that money as opposed to.
Let's see if they do it.
Get him.
What does that mean? It
I
sounds
mean,
like you
can finagle your way and spend half of it and push it off to later years, but there's $60 million under. They've got a great opportunity. They got a rookie on his or a quarterback on his rookie deal. He's got 2 years left. Jamar, they don't have to pay for a while. They got to pay T. Higgins coming up, but they have a ton of opportunity to build and not be the only Super Bowl that Joe gets to. They have an opportunity to set the next 5-10 years up in front of them with that $60 million and bring in guys, because they do want to play with Joe and they do want to play for coach. And it's a situation that I hope for Joe.
Take advantage
of the leverage that you got right now and put it on paper that they're going to put in a facility and upgrade the staff.
Okay, so you think that's what it's going to have to take? It's going to have to take some of the players being like, hey, we deserve to at least have a chance against all these others. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys on Hard Knocks, they had a 45-minute drone footage that surveyed the entire area. It's like $100 billion facility. They got all these swim pools and now, granted, they stink. They win 12 games. They can't make it to the Super Bowl. I'm worried that the Brown family is going to see this success and be like, we were right all along.
Yeah.
And you're going to see other places. You're going to see Jim Irsay out there with a sledgehammer knocking down the indoor facility, saying the boys don't need it. I'm worried that's going to happen. But hopefully what you were saying takes place. And I don't want to pile on too much, but after you would drive an hour and a half up to Macon, Ohio.
Mason, Ohio.
Macon, Ohio.
Mason,
Ohio.
There you go.
Hour and a half. Is that actual distance-wise, or that's with the snow on the road? It's like
No,
45-minute trip, 30-minute trip probably, but with snow on the road because people can't drive, hour and a half each way?
20 miles away, but when it's dumping snow and there's too much snow on the road to clear, it takes an hour and a half.
As a crow's fly.
As a crow flies.
Yeah, you get it.
There it is.
Mason. Hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
Athletic trainers taping lines on there. You're in a classroom, basically, because that's the closest soccer facility there is in fucking Ohio. What is even going on? There isn't another one out there. Love that the Bearcats said, excuse me, we're not in Power 5, but we got our own shit. You're in the NFL, figure it out. You drive back, almost blow an ankle, get in there, you got to do meetings, and you got to drive home. When you get back there, what food were you eating when you were there? Was that...
I never ate the food. I ate peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Well,
every day.
why? So you chose not to eat the good food that they had there? What's that all about, Carson?
I mean, from the ex-cons that were smoking cigarettes over the eggs they were scrambling in the morning to they actually got busted. They were mixing hot chocolate in, like at stadiums they have the big mop buckets, and so it was so cold outside when you practice, you'd come inside and they'd have some hot chocolate for you to warm you up. They were mixing the hot chocolate. They got caught. They were mixing the hot chocolate in a mop bucket. And then pouring it in the thermos.
Are you kidding me?
No, they got popped for it. They got caught doing it by the, I don't know who. What? Who gives you a letter grade A, B, C, D when you go into a food establishment?
The health
inspector or whatever. Yeah.
Did it taste good still?
I didn't touch that. That's why I ate peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. What? I ate 4 of them, and so did everybody else.
Wow.
So
I think they upgraded the food, though. I heard
other than the mop hot chocolate. Okay, and I've been to plenty of bathtubs that had jungle juice in them. Tasted delicious. But once again, this is not the NFL, this entire thing. Was there food options, and this has changed your thinking? And how is it so far behind, and how has it been allowed, you think, as an NFL team for that to happen? They just signed a $110 billion media rights deal that is going to get opted out and probably end up being like $200 billion with all the other platforms that are coming in there. Sports gambling's obviously bringing in a lot of money. Making it to the Super Bowl is selling. Joey Shiesty's selling a bunch of jerseys. How does it continue to happen, you think, and why?
I don't know. I just hope that this is the catapult for change. I hope that this is their opportunity to reinvest.
I mean, mop bucket hot chocolate.
That is.
No, look it up. They got
absurd.
popped for it. It was in the news. Everybody in the team was like, "What?" Freaking out. Yeah, it was a bad deal.
Well, I'll tell you what. To survive the Cincinnati Bengals just eating and drinking whatever they're serving, you need to have Levels Select, Cadenwood,
CBD.
Cadenwood CBD. What's it called?
Level Select CBD.
What happened to Cadenwood, though?
I mean, that's the parent company, but you're on the right path.
So Level Select is underneath Cadenwood.
And because of you, they just told me, if you go on levelselectcbd.com right now, and in the coupon code type in Carson40, you get 40% off everything you order.
40%?
Whoa.
Wow.
Because of you, they were like 30, and I was like, but we're going on Pat's show. Like, they're like, I put it up to 40.
Put the mop out. We need a lot of hot chocolate.
Okay.
Let's give them 40% off at levelselectcbd.com. Carson40.
You got it.
What does it do? It just makes me feel better. It's just classic CBD. Is that going to get me high?
Yeah. No, it's not going to get you high at all.
And it slides across.
Throw it on there.
Yeah, I'll try.
Look at those
Throw
guns.
it to me when you're done. Yeah.
Thank you. So I'm just
throw it on there.
Okay.
I got good arms.
Okay.
You're really
Jeez, why don't
lubing
you
up.
use it all?
Well, you and I hit a couple extra sets.
You're
this
right.
morning.
You're right. He's sore.
I am sore. I was boxing too, So just rub it in and just.
Yeah.
Yeah,
put suntan
Put
lotion.
some on your face, though.
No, you can do that on your nose.
Can't you use it on your face?
Nah, dude, wait till you see how good my elbow feels.
Wow. It's like sunscreen.
I fell in a hockey
I've
on a
actually-
rink, a couple weeks
that's
ago.
a
I need
lot.
my elbow to get fixed.
Okay, use my shoulders, so I did good shoulders.
Yeah. Lats.
No, you're good. It's rubbed in. You're good.
got the
I can't even
tricep.
tell. I can't tell.
Don't forget the trap.
Here. I'll give it back so you can put it on your face.
Is there any aluminum or anything in this?
Over
No.
my pants.
No.
Look at me.
Hey, Jay.
No.
We had a fun time in the bathroom.
That's a
didn't
bad
you?
spot.
Wow.
It's very nice.
That's a bad spot.
This guy.
Oh, man,
Jeez.
it's
What a pig.
It's level select CBD.
Right on my meat.
Yeah.
This is bad.
Oh, now you're.
Hey,
Come on,
his
everywhere.
pants are
Hey,
gonna
I feel
recover.
great. I feel really
How
good.
you feeling?
I'll tell you what, it's got a pretty good little hue in my nose.
It does.
I am a boy.
I think you put too much on.
No, dude. I mean,
It
just.
does feel good already.
Overload.
Like,
There
get
you
it. There
go.
you go. Get
Wow.
it. Get it.
Oh my God!
Have Zeke sit on your
With
back.
ease.
I can't even feel it.
Don't want to break his
Can't even
fat
see
ass.
it.
awesome.
Can't see it anymore either.
I can't
more.
believe this is instant acting. You know what I mean? Like it's
Immediate.
instant gratification with this level select.
Immediate.
Unreal.
All right, thanks, man.
You look good. There you go.
Thank you. Does it have any CB or does it have any sunscreen in it too? Like in potential?
No sunscreen. Well,
There you
Good.
go.
yep. There you go.
I've been working my face a lot.
Yeah.
All right, I should be fucking good to go. All right, thank you, Carson. Is there mint in there?
I was gonna
as well?
say,
Yeah, there's a lot of mint. It feels great.
Oh, mint in there?
Doesn't it feel
Biofreeze.
good?
It feels
I mean,
great.
you didn't put on 17
Yeah,
pounds.
I didn't
I mean,
put nearly
eyes-
as much as him. But
My eyes are normally wide open. You know, people say that about me a lot. But
Sure.
I mean, there's some mint flowing in my eyeballs.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really for the face. It's more for
I should have
muscles
read.
and aches.
Yeah,
but-
that's the thing.
I would imagine most people use like a dollop, one dollop for
Yeah, like a quarter
you,
size.
You really
I mean, the mint,
slathered it on.
the mint's really going right in my eyes right now.
Looks like it.
All right. I'll tell you what, the muscles feel good, though, and you can get that at levelselectcbd.com. Promo code Carson40 for 40% off of all the good stuff that they got over there at Level Select. This is stuff, it's getting in my eyes. It is completely in my eyes. You're not supposed to use it.
Yeah, it's not for the eyeball.
We got to. I
Not
need
for the
a
eyeball.
little trap, so I do need a little on my trap.
Arms feel good.
I mean, I'm tearing. I mean, this is a bad deal. There's a lot of mint in that. It smells good, though.
Uh-huh.
All right, big shout out to Level Select CBD. What's going on, man? It's really good. I'm so happy. So happy I tried the Level Select CBD. I've never felt better, man. My muscles.
What?
Go to levelselectcbd.com right now. Use promo code Carson40. You'll get 40% off. Carson, I'll tell you what, don't put it on your face. don't put it on your face, dude. Oh my God.
Do you need a towel or something? Or
No, he's good.
No, just like,
some more green tea?
It does feel like I got icy hot in my eyeballs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Biofreeze.
exactly.
All right. I think we got to end the show, huh? Hammer down, be on the other side of this intro. I mean, how am I going to put my mask on now? I mean, a mask
Right in your
You
eyeballs.
don't need a mask.
with the Cadenwood?
Yeah,
With
you don't
the-
need a mask.
Perfect.
Don't
cool.
you
Yeah,
say that.
Cadenwood
We
beats
don't
COVID.
need that.
Okay.
We don't need that on this program.
Got Dilfer stuff.
All right. We appreciate everybody today. Go buy your Life Select CBD. Big thanks to Aiden Hutchinson, Chuck McCall, Seth Rollins.
Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner
Warner,
came
what?
on early. My nose is running now. It's really taking over my entire head. Should not have put it on my face. What was I doing?
Were you gonna do a little gel? Is that what you were going for? And you stopped?
The sunscreen
I was
effect.
Under your
I was
eyes?
trying to get the muscle on my face to relax, you know, with the CBD, but it turns out it is going right into my eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in a bad spot.
I'm sure Mad Dog did the same thing when Carson was on his show.
But how good do your arms feel right now? And your elbows and your biceps?
They are You know, I feel like I could probably curl the world right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You look
Curl
like
that
you can.
desk.
Hey, don't even try to get by me or I'll trap you. You know what I mean? I had to warm them all back up with this Level Select CBD. All right, we're done. Hammer down's on your side. I gotta go somewhere. I gotta go to a shower.
Yeah.
I gotta go wash my face. I don't know what's next for me. I don't know what the next. It's progressively got worse. Every second that we have continued. Hammer down's on the other side of this. They're gonna give out all the picks. Try Level Select CBD, except for on your face. See you in about 20 hours or so live from Radio Row. Tomorrow's show's gonna be a big one. See you.